very much.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Rafe,
Good morning.
I didn't hear you.
I did a loud, fast one.
Oh, okay.
I did like play the tape back.
Okay.
It's in there, I promise.
I want to make sure we're all
I'm in, dude. I'm all
present
in.
and accounted for. I just want everybody to be safe. That's it.
That's right.
Just be safe out there.
Just be safe. Take it, take it slow, but not too slow, because that could be dangerous too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was rolling Olive in, from Chesterfield today, and I thought this was really nice. There was only one other vehicle out on the roads, and it was in front of me, and I wasn't like riding its ass or anything, but it moved over and allowed me to just plow through.
Just keep a safe distance, guys. That's it.
And congratulations to the two giant a-holes I saw coming in.
Oh,
All
good.
right.
White Honda CRV. Hey, man, you're more important than everybody else.
Well, he's
Congratulations.
got places to go.
It was just me and one truck, and it just happened to be a Hummer truck.
Nice.
We were-
Clear the way.
We were both just kind of watching out, making sure we weren't too close.
Where you headed to Fallujah?
Not too far. It was a sweet truck. Have you seen those, by the way?
What?
I think GMC makes them now. The Hummer trucks. They're pickup
No,
trucks.
I've not seen those
Oh,
on the
my
road
goodness.
yet.
They're kind of cool, actually.
Show me what one looks like.
Oh, okay.
Show me Hummer.
Show me Hummer truck.
Give him the Hummer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's always like two, everyone kind of agrees there's two lanes. You can't see the road.
No.
And then there's the one guy that's like, nah, there's the third lane for me. And
Just for me.
Yeah, then he went around like a semi and like cut a bunch of people off trying to get on 270 coming off 40, fishtailed. Everybody slammed on their brakes, and I'm just like, what are you doing, man? Like, you don't want people to wreck. I would never wish that on anyone, but if you could maybe put it in a ditch and no harm done, just learn a lesson, I'd be less mad about it
Rafe,
when it's
maybe
that person.
his pregnant wife was in the car.
That's
and he was
possible.
On his way. to
Why would you
Mercy.
let her drive?
He drove right past Barnes.
Oh, right past Barnes?
Took her to Mercy.
That's not their hospital.
Yeah, he's going to St. Luke's. I don't know.
I get it. Healthcare's a pain.
You got to get there. Oh, that's the Hummer truck? Mm-hmm. That's ugly.
That's so dumb looking.
That's ugly. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's great in the snow.
He looked like he was doing just fine.
Good. Nice, heavy truck, wide wheelbase, right?
Yeah, we were keeping a safe
Good.
distance. It was just me and him on the road, but we were right next to each other.
Well, not to harp on this, but so here's what KMOV says. Accumulating snow has ended. Good.
Okay.
But roads across St. Louis metro area are partially to completely covered. So while the morning commute will be dry, other than a couple flurries, we are continuing to monitor for lingering travel impacts. This is, again, KMOV. And it's going to be cold, though. It's going to be cold tomorrow, even colder. Wind chills dip to between -10 and -20.
I'm sick of this crap.
Are you?
I want to bitch about it being hot. I'm in that mode. I know. And we have 30 days until daylight saving time ends or whatever.
Well, next week it's going to be 60 degrees.
Is that
Like
real?
Monday,
Wow. Oh, cool. How awesome is that?
I like that.
near
And that's the
60
nice
degrees
thing
by
is-
Monday afternoon.
This sucks. I get it.
Is this a second full spring? Or is this the
I
real
don't
deal?
know. It's the real thing.
But that's
I don't
the
know.
nice-
No, we got to have a second snow.
We
need
never
or
have to
third
endure
snow.
anything too long. My wife was like, "Man, this has been a long winter." I was like, "Yeah, but we had a 70-degree day not long ago.
Yeah.
Maybe a 75-degree
It
day.
really hasn't been.
It's been
We've had
weird.
listen, my kids have had not one full week of school.
Oh yeah.
In 2025.
In 2025.
I'm fairly certain
That
they're
is
just
sweet.
going to go to school through the summer because they're tacking on days at this point, right?
Not Rockwood.
Are you sure? My daughter says she was tacking. She was super bummed that yesterday was called off because it's going to get tacked on to
No.
May.
What about the
Not Rockwood.
e-learning? Are your kids doing the
No.
e-learning?
No,
Not
they
yet.
only did that a couple times. They haven't done it in the last couple weeks.
Sounds
Not
very-
yet.
What about the e-learning?
No.
What about the
not
e-learning?
yet. No, although the
Very
kids,
elderly.
they are
I am
getting
elderly,
dumber.
damn it.
They got
They are getting dumber.
They got to have that prepared or something.
What about
What about the computer
the
teachers?
electronic
so
learning?
stupid. That's what a waste.
Get the iPad out.
E-learning, just give them the day off.
Yo, but that's the problem, is if you at least do the waste of the e-learning, then they don't have to tack on a day in the summer.
Listen, I was
They have not gone to e-learning yet.
I was FaceTiming with my best friend yesterday, Marco Poloing with her, and her children were e-learning yesterday and screaming in their respective quarters, like in the background. So I don't think it works.
It does not work.
Okay.
It depends.
It doesn't.
It
And
depends.
she was crying.
It depends on what.
The sex of the kid. Is it a boy
No,
or is it a girl?
it was a boy and a girl. They were both equally screaming in the same tone in the background.
I feel like my girls did fine. They did fine during the lockdown schooling. The boys, you may as well just put them in a grade behind.
My kids.
They didn't go anywhere. The boys went nowhere. The girls were fine.
I don't know, man. Like, I just sat in on. I had Caden for a lot of COVID, and he's in 6th grade, and I swear to God, it took him 22 minutes to 25 minutes to take roll on e-learning.
Yeah, they're slow playing it.
And I'm like, we're done. This class is over. They'd be like, watch this video for 8 minutes on YouTube. And that was the class. They'd be like, this is Martin Luther King. Here's an 8-minute video about MLK.
Yeah, there were some teachers that were just trying to play the clock.
Yeah, dude.
Just run out the clock.
It took so long.
And by the way, that's how school is too.
No, and I by the way, I feel like kids are getting dumber.
Yeah, some of the school is like that as well. There's good teachers, there's bad teachers, there's waste of time classes, and there's not waste of time classes. Like we have one of our girls is homeschooling right now, and she's cruising, dude. She's ahead, and it's going well. And I just don't think my son would be in the same spot. I just don't. Like he wouldn't handle it in the same way. He kind of needs the class and whatever. But, you know, she was like, hey, she chose to do homeschooling. She said, I feel like I'm wasting so much of my day at class.
Right.
Like you said, take and roll and listen to things or sitting there while somebody else is doing their work. And she's like, I can do all of this in a 4-hour period and then work on soccer because she's a heck of a soccer player.
The kids are off again today. So, another day of brain rot, brain mush. What'd you do today? I don't know.
I bed rotted.
Boo.
My son,
Boo.
I think my son got up yesterday at 12:30 or 1.
Yeah, good for him.
I love that. That's when it's.
Although, you know, Rockwood called it at around 5 o'clock again this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you didn't get it off last night?
No, the kids went to bed.
You had 3 alarms go off. And school got called off in 4 different things dinged.
Yeah, you got the text message, the email.
They're torturing
the
your
phone
kids.
call.
The Parent Square app ding, and then the phone call.
Oh, my God.
They want to make sure you know.
Get up. The kids are off.
Well, last night, we were down in Afton. There was a hockey game last night. And we're driving home, and the kids are like, you think we're going to get off tomorrow? I'm like, no, you're going to school. And I knew full well.
Yeah.
Again, it's not giving the kids any hope.
Mm-hmm.
When I was driving in this morning, there's no way. There's no way. But I tell you what, there is something going on there. There's probably 1,057 men worried right now.
Oh, really? 105.7.
Yep, 105.7. And that is a significant number, 1,057. And besides the frequency of this radio station, 1057, does anybody remember why that number is significant?
Yes, that woman's banging that many people.
The woman's name is Bonnie Blue. I remember she banged 1,057 men.
Right.
Yes.
Supposedly.
Not
I think I know where you're headed with
a
this.
point promotion, by the way.
I did see this story.
Oh,
You did?
no.
I did.
Wait, they're worried?
Oh, no.
I did.
Go ahead, Rafe.
She is with child.
And she doesn't know who the father is? Oh, no.
Can't be.
She's officially with child,
Can't
and
be.
Walgreens is about to clean up.
Wait a minute.
Bonnie
man.
Blue, the woman who slept with
23andMe.
1,057 men, is pregnant.
What a conundrum.
Yeah.
Why weren't there condoms involved and
No,
birth
quick,
control pills?
Scrub the internet
and
so this child doesn't
know where
have
they came from?
Yeah, there's
all
a
the
couple.
issues.
Bummer.
Yeah, there's a couple things going on here.
Oh, no.
This kid's going to be a superhero.
Or a villain. Or a super villain.
One or the other.
Adoption is pretty tight.
A superhero or a supervillain in a couple months. This is the origin story.
Wolverine.
This kid's got so much DNA
Oh, God.
that it's going to be immune
I don't know.
to all diseases.
I don't know if it
We've
works that
created
way.
a super being.
Yeah. That's actually how it does work.
I feel so bad.
Yeah.
The
You feel
more
bad for who? The
potential
kid?
fathers you have, the less
kid.
colds you have.
The kid. To be honest, I feel bad for everyone here. There's probably a few of those fellas that regret this whole thing. They're like, "Oh my God, am I the father?"
Yeah.
I mean, they're freaking out too.
You send this kid.
feel horrible for
you
her.
swab this kid at birth and send it to 23andMe. Their servers would crash. This kid's from everywhere. It's impossible.
Yeah, this defying science.
Yeah, 23andMe's
My God.
alarm goes off like the lunk alarm at Planet Fitness, and all the servers just melt.
Somebody on Twitter wrote this. This had me laughing. Working out who got Bonnie Blue pregnant will be like trying to guess which baked bean made you fart.
That's right.
That's perfect.
Now wait a second. Could this have been from prior to,
Sure.
or afterwards?
Like the warm-up round?
Is she okay? So, take me through the headline and the article. Did she come out and say, "Oh my goodness, I have to let you know that I'm pregnant," or was it a? Oh, give me a detail to ease my mind a little bit.
How many pregnancy tests did she take?
I don't know.
Is this the gal that did it first or did it second?
She's the
Remember,
one
one
that-
was like unverified. 'Cause-
Well, there was the one that did it. She did like 100 guys. And then her goal was to do 1,000. And then this chick was like, I'm going to do it first.
Hold my beer. Yeah.
wait. So this is not the one that cried.
No.
Okay, so this is the one that came in afterwards and said that, but also they said that she did not get the record because none of it was verified. So this might just be another publicity stunt. She
Could
might
be.
be a publicity hunter.
Is this the one where the mom came and got one of the guys
I believe so.
out of the line and was
Yeah.
like, "You are not going to
Yes.
do this
Okay,
woman."
Jonathan.
I hate to say shenanigans, but in a relieving way, I would like to say shenanigans. It sounds like she's just a
Tell that
violent.
to the guy paying child support for the next 18 years.
No, I'm
You're
saying
when
like-
he
Tell
makes
that
the
to the-
check out to shenanigans.
Tell that to number 625 online.
I don't think it happened.
So
You don't think she banged 1,057 men?
I don't think so. I think if you're going to go,
gross.
I think if you're going to do
that did happen.
I think if you're going to do that, you're going to do it in every single way to verify it, to make sure that it doesn't come back on you like it did when they said, no, she doesn't have the record because none of this was verified.
Let me say this. Birth control pills, like oral contraceptives, 99.9% effective in not getting pregnant. Condoms, lower percentage of pregnancies have, like if you wear a condom, chances are you're not going to get pregnant.
Maybe
but
she's on-
doubling up. How do you bang 1,000 guys
Okay,
and
but-
not get your tubes tied before?
But see,
Maybe she's on antibiotics.
Maybe.
What'd you say?
Or just chase it with the plan B.
I don't know what the birth control pill percentage is as far. What'd you say? 99?
It's 99. Yeah, it's very effective.
Okay, so if you bang over 1,000 men,
Right. Does that skew
that-
the stats?
yeah, I guess
you
it
are. I mean,
You're playing
you're
with
playing with fire.
right.
I mean, I would think that you're that much product being left behind. Eventually, your body's like, all right, I guess she didn't mean to take these pills because she definitely wants pregnant. Like, there's so much incoming.
But that's
Let's
not
just
how
let it
works.
happen.
It's going to be
I feel like
one.
there's a little egg factory down there, and the workers got confused.
That's not how it works, though. I thought it was like take your 15 seconds and move on.
Right. I didn't know there was a
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
climax
Oh,
experience.
no, I think that.
was this
I think-
1,057 17-year-olds? Because
yeah,
if
probably.
it wasn't,
How
I
long
mean, who do you
does
think
this
signs
take?
up for this?
I don't
The
know.
best lovemaker's on the planet?
I'll
I
admit,
think it counts.
this is not
it
my
only
world.
counts if you.
Get to the finish line.
That doesn't. No,
I don't know how
Don't be
records
silly.
work.
I thought
Don't
this
be
was like
silly.
a hang and bang. Like I thought this was like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
next.
boom. Like
I mean,
Right. Next.
yeah.
I assumed it was like one of those those organs where you pull the cords like.
Right. Like Phantom
Well, this is gonna
Opera.
be
There's
one-
guys just hanging from the ceiling like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, just ready to go, and they just like pull a lever and he dunks once, and then the
Yeah, I
assembly
thought
line
that's what it was
moves.
gonna be
Exactly.
like.
That's
it's going to
exactly
be
what it is.
one hell of an episode of Maury, I tell you that.
You got that.
You
right.
are the father.
Or
You are not the father.
A whole stadium of guys. You hear an entire stadium cheer.
Maury's coming out of retirement for this one.
Yay. No, do you think it could be, since she is a publicist person, that she purposely got pregnant after that?
To keep the story going.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
marketing.
I'm
I
not
guess.
saying that she's not pregnant. I think this is a part of the stay in the news.
Maury's
I'm
up
hoping.
Maury Povich is up in a cave, like in a robe with his hood up. and they had
With
to go up on a
Connie.
mountain.
Maury,
Like, "Sir," he's like, "I told you last time was the last time." Like, "We have an emergency, sir. 1,157 possible fathers and one mother."
yeah, like the
And he's like, puts his hood down, and
No, dude.
the music starts to swell, and he's like, "God damn it! Just when I think I'm out, you pulled me back in."
My God.
it's the scene where
Oh
it's
my God!
it's the scene where she gives the lightsaber back to Luke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
Connie
much.
Chung gives the lightsaber
But it's
to.
the microphone.
It's a pregnancy.
Get out there, Maury.
It's a manila envelope.
It just says Povich in lights in the sky.
No. We need more.
Yeah, they
Who
put up,
could do
there's
all
a big
these
M
DNA
in the
tests?
sky, dude.
There's only
Call
one
in
man.
Maury.
Who do
But
you-
he's retired.
I'm
I don't
retired.
care.
Who are we supposed to get?
To the back.
Phil Springer. We need you, Maury.
Springer's dead.
So is Donahue, right?
Donahue's
You
dead.
are our last hope, Maury.
Donahue's dead. Ricky
Springer's
Lake's
dead.
house burned down.
Geraldo's busy.
Drew's not going to touch it.
Jenny Jones isn't allowed back on
Are we
television.
going to let Kelly Clarkson handle this?
She can't handle.
Pull it together, Maury. He's
What's
like
Maury
having-
looking like these
He's
days?
having flashbacks.
He's old. He's
I
an
know,
old
yeah,
man.
Maury Povich.
Is he? We're assuming he's retired. He may
He's
still
86. If he's not retired, God bless.
86.
be. He
He
may
hung him
still
up.
be doing shows.
He just turned 86, you guys. We missed his birthday.
Maury.
Well, he's on Deadliest Catch now.
Man, that guy really did age well.
What
He
is bait?
just looks
What are you talking
exactly
about?
the same. Just lighter hair. Lighter
He's like,
eyebrows.
put me in the crab pots. I've seen too much.
He goes by Maurice now.
I mean, yeah, this Bonnie Blue chick is obviously a publicity slut.
I imagine when she peed on the pregnancy
of
test, it was
slut.
like when the alien drools on stuff in the movie, and it just melts.
Oh,
Wow.
I was called a thought yesterday for the first time, and I had to look up what the hell that was.
Oh.
That hoe over there.
Who called you
what
that?
I thought.
that?
Some random man on the internet.
Who called you
What?
that?
He goes, how does it feel to be an aging thought in a dying
I don't even know. I
industry?"
still don't know what that means.
Dang.
I was like, you have cut me to my core, sir.
That hoe over there?
That hoe over there.
Yeah.
It could be that hottie over there.
It's not.
It wasn't.
So that's the acronym,
It was.
but what's that even
how
mean?
This is the exact quote, y'all. How does it feel to be an aging thought in a dying industry? And I go, after I looked up
You're
thought.
like, I'll tell you, Mr. Kioski, it doesn't feel great. And you usually don't comment.
I
Yeah.
still don't. I'm still confused.
that hoe, and I looked at my husband and go, am I giving that hoe over there energy on social media? And he didn't respond.
And what is that energy?
A thought is like a side chick trying to pull your man, like a slutty
Like a-
side chick, like somebody
like
putting
a
it out there,
hoe.
like yeah.
And I've said I'm pro hoe on this show, but that's mainly I
You've
just want
always
women to
been
live their
pro-ho.
lives. I've
Nobody's
always
ever-
been
You
pro
garden.
hoe.
But if it makes you feel better, that's
Nobody's ever questioned that.
not cool nomenclature anymore. That's like not cool slang.
Hoe?
Thought.
Oh.
Like somebody went way
Oh, so
back
this
in the
is an
record.
older
Yeah, this
person.
is
Oh, but that's
10 years ago. That's not.
Thought is
that's
17
not.
years
not-
ago.
That's not a Gen Zer getting in there and dropping it.
that's not in the vernacular.
I don't think so.
That's
I
somebody
mean, it
that's
is,
trying to
but it's
stay
old.
cool.
Anyway,
It's like, what's it like to be a floozy?
So is it supposed to be an insulting?
yeah, it's a derogatory term.
Oh,
Yeah, there were a
According
couple
to
things.
UrbanDictionary.com, which is where I had to go because I'm old as hell. I
What
know
was
what
the
the hell these
post?
people are talking about.
Old as
I
hell
was
is letting
just
it go.
talking about something. You know, people just.
Was it a picture of you? Was it something from the show? Like
No, it wasn't
sometimes
anything
people will
from the
come.
somebody.
show.
I would just probably somebody just comment.
Yeah, somebody will come on weird posts.
It doesn't
that
matter.
You're like, oh, I was just saying I was really sad about my grandma passing away, and they're like, what's it like to be fat and stupid? And I'm like, oh, okay.
People are.
I don't know. I'll ask my grandma at her funeral. Why did you post on this? People will like leave comments on
Oh yeah.
like not the right post to troll. Do you know what I mean? It'll be like a
Well, they
picture
take
of
their
my dog.
opportunity.
I sometimes enjoy a good troll.
Well, me too. Sometimes
It
I'm
depends.
into it.
If I'm in
you know,
the mood to spar,
A good troll in a park.
it's a little war that you fight with yourself.
I'm not going to do the trolling, but I enjoy sometimes watching other people troll.
Sure, you're a voyeur.
As long as it takes some, as long as you're clever and you got your facts right.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
But so few do.
like put some actual energy into it because I mean, everything that I've seen is just so dumb, false, and like you said, like it's mistoned.
That being said,
it's a
This isn't
10-year-old.
the time.
It's a 10-year-old. It's a 10-year-old term on a person that's not what you're trying to say that they are. So
If the person doesn't
swing
understand
and a
the
miss.
insult,
Swing and
Well,
a
yeah,
miss.
the person has to look it up. Wrong adjective or noun, you know?
but all
A good troll makes everybody, including the victim, laugh. That's what it's supposed to be for, right?
I don't know about making
that.
the victim laugh.
I don't know, man. That's the only time I see it as acceptable. If it's something that's got some bite to it, but you're like, ha, got me.
Anyway, I learned a
you know
new
what I
word
mean?
yesterday.
Well, good.
Well, how
I-
does it feel? That's the real
Well,
question. How does it feel to be a thought in a dying industry?
I guess so. I was just like, I mean, I feel fine. I don't
Well,
know.
there you go. Feels fine. Now you know.
Thank you.
Feels absolutely fine.
Maybe he was doing a
That
little
hoe
wellness check. I don't
over
know.
there. You guys talked about threesomes the other day, right?
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
golf.
pick a day.
Pick a
No,
day for,
on Monday when I wasn't here.
It probably came up.
Oh, for
guys-
sexy
I don't know
time.
about
Sex
fun
on fun
facts?
facts. Did you guys bring that up?
We've talked about it before. I don't know if we brought it up Monday. I don't remember a threesome conversation.
I don't know. I thought I left you something that said the percent. I don't know if you got to it or not. It was like the
probably not.
percentage of people that had engaged in threesomes.
Didn't touch
No,
it.
we didn't talk about
They didn't
that.
talk about that.
Nah,
I don't know because I came across this thing about open marriages.
Uh-huh.
And do you know anybody that's in an open
I
marriage?
do. I have a couple people in my
A
life.
couple people. I don't. Unless I don't know.
You probably don't know because I didn't know, and I have a couple of like relationship people that might as well be married. They've been together for 10 plus years, live together, have kids, blah blah blah. They're in an open relationship, and then I have a guy friend who is in an open relationship, and then I have a friend who he and his wife were in an open relationship, and then they just recently divorced. So I've kind of seen all spectrums of it. I've seen it be successful for many years, not successful, and then just actively in an open
Many
relationship.
years defined as.
Like under 5 years, many years, a couple of years.
Less than 1, 3,
It's many.
3 to 5.
I don't
Three
know
is-
the exact time they started, but they announced to me like 2 years ago that it
Okay.
was an
We are in an open marriage. And did they go into their nuptials knowing that it will become an open
It
marriage?
didn't seem that way, no. They seemed to come from like a conventional monogamous marriage and then opened it up after so many years.
Boy.
I've told you about the folks that I know. They got an interesting arrangement. They have a thing where if he so chooses to find someone to engage with outside of his marriage, he has to get her approval, and then he owes her money. I forget what it is.
Whoa.
$1,000 or $5,000 or something
We've
like that.
talked about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. That blows my mind.
Yeah. I told it had happened a couple years ago. I remember he said like, I met this gal at the strip club, and we were in a car, and I had to call real quick, and I was like, you called, and you asked her right then, and she said yeah, and he goes, well, yeah, but I had to, the next day I had to give her it was $1,000 or $5,000
Lord.
or something like that, and I was like, that is so you're paying for
You're
sex,
paying for
but you're
sex.
paying your
Not
wife.
that person. You're paying off your wife to look the other way.
Right. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing. Just spectacularly different than...
Hey, if it
He's
works,
paying
it works.
strange tax. That's kind
That's what it is.
It's a tax.
Pretty
yeah,
much.
He is
yeah.
paying the strange tax.
But she has to approve.
Baby, you got to pay the strange tax.
So he picks up a chick at a strip club.
In this one instance, yes.
In this one instance, okay. So let's take it
I don't-
through this guy's evening.
I don't
Okay.
think usually it's like randos like that. I think it's usually people he knows or chats up or they
So
chat
now
up
he's
or
got to
something.
take her picture to send to his wife so she could approve.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a picture. I don't remember the
Maybe
details.
he drew it?
But I told you, like, right after it happened.
I mean, what if she's like, let me talk to her?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the details.
Put that thought on the phone.
And by the way, he said that we could talk about this. This was like,
Well, I mean, listen, we won't say their names. So
Thanks,
it doesn't
Randy.
matter.
hey,
Put that hoe on the line. Hi, you're gonna bang my husband tonight? Okay.
Yeah.
And then let's.
no, fascinating arrangement. And he talks about it openly, like it's their thing.
Yeah. That's the funny part about knowing people in these types of
I
dynamics.
don't know anybody.
They're
in
just
that
so
situation.
casual about it. And I'm going, and at first I was like clutched my pearls. Then I was like, okay, it's fine. You guys there's really no deep insecurity or drama. And I've seen it and it's fine. And it
At
works
least
for them.
not outwardly.
Yeah, at least not that I know.
At least that you would see.
But I think we kind of project that out there. I think some people are just totally okay and just want to be unconventional about their sex life. And then some of us don't, and that's fine too. But
I cannot wrap my head around it.
You might know people in your little cul-de-sac that just aren't telling you.
it's the cul-de-sac
Maybe.
people that are the ones that are unexpected and are doing it. So shout out to all you people.
Anybody out there in an open marriage, and does it work? Or did you try it and it didn't work?
Yeah, call us.
I had some friends in the throuple for a long, long time. It worked for them.
Until it
I mean,
didn't.
I don't know if it's. The only thing is at some point people break up. I mean, it's not like anyone else. Couples don't work 90% of the time. So it's like the only thing that would be hard for me in that is if you're the one person who gets pushed out. That means there was a meeting about you.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like getting
Behind
broken
the
up with sucks. Like one person's like, I just can't do this anymore. But if like Daryl and I have decided you're out,
Right.
and then you're like you got ousted. That means there was
You
a
got
meeting
broken
called.
up by two people
Yeah, it's
at
tough.
once. Now, as far as an open marriage goes, it's got to be balanced, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's got to be agreements.
Like, you can't have one side of it banging everybody
Yeah.
and the other side not.
That happens though. Like one of the couples I know, one of the members of this couple was not getting laid as much as the other side of the couple.
Yeah, the dude.
The dude.
Yeah, we knew.
No
So-
way.
And that's the risk you're going to run. I mean, it's just I don't know how to.
That's what stops most of these guys from
Yeah,
asking.
dude, because
He's
you're
like,
not.
wait a second, let me play this
He's
two
like,
steps
my
down.
wife is out all the time. I'm
Yeah.
home with the kids, and
Yeah,
she's getting a ton of ass.
Yeah, I feel like if my wife and I decided, all right, we're going to have an open marriage, she'd be out doing her thing. And
Yeah, dude.
It's a lot easier for a woman to go out there and get some.
Yeah, my friend
It
in
appears that way. Yeah.
my friend in Chicago, his girlfriend decided she wanted to open things up. And he was talking to me about it, and I was like, this doesn't sound like a good deal for you. I love him. I love them both. But I love him more. And he was like, yeah, she was like working at a bar. He was working as a vet tech at a clinic, and they're both 40. And I'm like, yeah, she's gonna do a lot better in this deal than you are. Man. She's like working at a bar as a server around like hot single people, and she's letting everybody know like, hey, me and my guy opened it up. I'm like, you're not gonna be like putting a suppository up a beagle's ass and be like, by the way, Lindsay, big news.
One place,
Me and Jennifer opened it up this week. Like you're gonna just be the weird guy at work.
one person works at night where there's no lights. The other one works in the morning where there's medical lights.
And dog poop everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're a dude.
And you're a dude.
Yeah, but
And
you're
you're a
saving
dude.
And you're a
animals.
40-year-old dude, and that's a different animal too. Where
You're
like,
a 40-year-old guy, and you may be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go out there and, hit the town and bang everything that has a heartbeat. No, it doesn't work that way for guys.
I was mad because I was like, well, all right, are there like polyamorous apps? Because he was kind of bummed about it. And he's like, yeah. And at this time, she was gone in his car banging another dude.
Oh.
While we're having this conversation, I'm like, all right, let's get on the apps, man. Let's get you some action.
So the mind F
and he goes,
the mind F
I don't want to do it without talking to her first. And I'm like, I think you're good.
But she's out at the moment that you were talking to her about it. She was out with another dude.
And he was like, and he, bless his heart, he was like, nah, I want to talk to her about it first before I get on any. And I go, I think I'm giving you permission as your friend. I want this for you. Let's get on the apps. I'm going to build you. Because there are polyamorous apps where you can get on and be like, hey, we're a husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, looking for a third or whatever. But he wouldn't. It seemed like it didn't honestly feel to me like he was interested in it as much as he didn't want to lose her. Man. And that's the times that I'm like, oh, that's where it gets kind of murky water to me.
I would say the percentages are very, very, very small that a marriage could survive. Past a certain amount of time.
Both people have to have the same wishes, the same desire, and the same level of that.
Agreed.
Right.
Otherwise, somebody just gets dragged.
Agreed.
Like, your boy got dragged.
Maybe.
And the other thing, you're finally married. You're past the point of having to go out and try to compete and win a girl over. Like, you already got the tough part done. Why would
But
you
people
do this
get bored
over and over
is
again?
what happens.
Isn't that why you get married?
Yeah.
You get married to be out of the game, but then, for these people, they were like, we just got to a point where our marriage became boring and we were trying to
turn
like
porn
mix
off
it
and
up
then you'll
and
have-
Yeah, they
or more porn.
didn't want to just porn wasn't
more
doing it
porn.
anymore. Going to the strip club wasn't doing it anymore. Now we need to actually have a third, or we need to open this up.
Kate says my best friend had an open marriage, and when she announced that they were going to do it, basically it was a countdown until they got divorced. Took about 2 years before they finally called the marriage. It was
But
terrible.
2 years. I mean,
Seems
that's
about right.
significant. You know,
I don't know. It seems about
time.
right. Yeah, the time to.
the
It's
expiration
a lot of
date.
paperwork.
So
read a lot of-
whoever's getting dragged stops feeling like they have to be dragged.
Yeah.
In about 2 years.
But I've had the same experience, kind of as Lern. Like, there's another married couple friend of ours that polyamorous, and it seems very successful for them. And she's more interested. He has no problem with it. He doesn't seem as active. She goes out on a lot more dates. She dates men and women, and they keep it separate. And that's the other thing that's weird. Not weird. That's the wrong word, because that sounds like I'm shaming people. The thing that is interesting to me is that there's different rules. Some people keep it totally separate. Like, you go have a boyfriend, you go have a girlfriend, you go have this other relationship, I'm not involved. You go out on dates. When you come home, I don't want to hear about it. And it seems
Whoa.
like they kind of have that relationship where she goes out on dates and
That's
she has like she'll date
strange.
someone. It's not just like going out and banging. She'll like date a third person, like casually date someone for a few months. And it doesn't, I mean, she'll tell him, like, I'm going out on a date with so-and-so. And he's like, all right, have a good time. Call me if you know.
Again, maybe in my
And he does, I think he does also, but just not
sheltered
nearly as often.
cul-de-sac, Wildwood, Missouri world.
Yeah, what happens when it spins up and somebody gets in love or something like that?
Right.
This is how people
It's a
end up
risky
dead.
one.
Well, no, but
That
I'm just,
happens.
This is how you end up on Netflix.
Yeah.
this is what
And that happens in marriages
What
when
I'm
people
saying
cheat,
is, when
too.
when I get home, like, hey, what do you got going on today? Like,
None of your
I'm gonna
business.
go to the bank. That's like my life.
Yeah.
Like, I got a couple deliveries to make.
I got a date.
Let's see.
I got, I'm gonna go bang a dude.
Yeah.
Wrestling tournament. Well, we need some kale because I want to make that soup, and I'm going to bang Brad later.
Brad again. Wow.
Have a good time.
Brad again. Oh, no, this is a different Brad.
Get the good kale at Trader Joe's.
You call me to coming home, man. Well, so we got the open marriage, and I'm also reading about this couple that was officially the longest married living couple, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. This couple from Brazil, married 84 years, 77 days as of this writing.
Wow.
Married in 1940.
1940. Holy smokes.
He's 105. She's 101.
That's so awesome.
Married before
Think
the
they're ready to
Olympics.
open it up, man?
Yeah.
Let's send them a message. I've been thinking.
84 years of marriage. Wow.
84 years of marriage. Yeah, she's 100. She's 101. He's 105. 13 kids.
So great.
They were married before Pearl Harbor.
13 children, 55 grandchildren, 54 great-grandchildren.
Wow.
12 great-great-grandchildren.
I want to interview them. Like, what's their secret to 84 years? I mean, that's the longest ever, right? This is the longest anyone's ever been
84
married.
years and 77 days, according to Guinness.
Like, why did they get married so young? How did they get through all the wars that they lived through? And
I mean, they weren't that young.
how old were they?
Well, if
So they were 20.
in their 20s,
Yeah, that's not crazy young.
he was 21.
Man.
Dang.
Good
That's
for
neat.
them, man. That's the coolest.
He was 21.
Neat.
She was 17.
They still live in Brazil?
Yeah, Brazilian couple.
They still hot, or what do they look like?
She's gorgeous.
So gorgeous.
Still banging out.
Still Brazilian. I mean,
Yeah.
Nice
He
hair.
might have opened it up in Brazil. That might be how they survived it. Who knows?
You know anybody that's been married for 4 decades or longer?
Yes. Tim's parents they just celebrated, I think they're getting ready to embark on their 50th anniversary.
Nice.
my parents have.
Yeah, I'm imagining how long they've been married.
50. Let's see. I remember the 50th.
Open marriage, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They made it work.
High 50s. Right? Yeah, high 50s. 59?
Pretty cool.
Yep, I got an aunt and uncle
Yeah.
in that range.
Something around there.
And grandparents, for sure. I feel like was more common. You
Well,
know,
way back when.
yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, he's just supposed to live in misery if it doesn't work
I'll
out.
do some math.
Yeah.
Wait,
Well, you outlive each other, you know? You wait till they die.
I think there was like more.
Well, of course, there was a stigma. getting divorced.
There was that. I also think that, in the 1900s, people needed each other more. There was more of a, needing each other for other reasons besides,
Well, monetarily,
family. They didn't have, safeguards in place that if you left, you got, And once we started to add those things, people felt more free to leave.
Well, I mean, this couple, 13 children. That's a lot. Maria, who's now 101, was a busy lady.
Do you know the dad?
They do know the dad, yeah.
They do know the dad, yeah.
That's good.
So congratulations to them, 84 years.
Still reeling about you not knowing anybody.
I don't. At least that I
No one's ever, you've never been propositioned? You're a prominent St. Louis figure. Nobody's ever thrown it out there?
to ask for, hey, join.
Hey, if you and your wife ever want to open things up, you've never gotten propositioned. I got two floating right now.
And it may have. I just maybe didn't pick up.
I think you're. How do I say this? I think you are probably more likely to put out a certain vibe that maybe Rizz and I aren't. And I think there are steps to it, because I know a very particular instance, at least once, if not half a dozen, where Rizz and I were somewhat like somebody was putting out the feelers.
Okay.
And I think he and I make it very obvious that we're not interested, and the feelers stop right there.
Or maybe I don't pick up on it.
Out.
I do know of one instance, and I will remind him, and he will probably go, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah." But our radar is not on for that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm ignorant. What a
Radar. I got a professional email last year from a couple that was like, "Hey, here's our swingers profile. We would like to swing with you and your husband." It was very direct.
Yeah,
I did have
appreciated
somebody
Step
put
3.
a phone number in my pocket not too long ago. But this was me solo, not involving my wife.
Oh no.
Right.
Still got it.
But it
Look
was
at
from
you.
a couple, right?
It was from a couple.
Right. So there
There it is.
That's interesting.
There it is. Whether it was a...
I don't think it was an invitation for my wife to join us.
Well, I would
It
be
was the man and the
surprised
woman
if
were-
that's not true.
Into you, they just wanted you and your
What
Italian.
was this? A nursing home? Where was
I
this?
didn't pursue. It was at a Hardee's. No, I don't know.
Right on. Hot ham and cheese.
This happened at one
Let's
of our
make
events
it.
years ago. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Was that at a New Year's event?
Yes, it was.
Oh man.
And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The vibe was there, and if you were seeking that vibe,
Yeah.
a connection would have
I forgot
happened.
about
Step
that.
2, step 3, step 4, bang, bang.
Yeah.
I showed Tim the profile of this couple. I was like, this feels flattering in a way. They were nice looking.
And you guys all banged?
This
And then
couple
we all
was-
banged.
This couple that I'm talking about is very nice looking. It was flattering. It was I see.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
And
No,
I had a
thank you,
swinger that just started following me on Twitter, and people start following me on Twitter. I go to their profile and check them out, just see what they're about. This guy, everything that he was posting was about the swinger community in St. Louis, and was he's like the promotions guy, I think.
Promote it, yeah.
And there's to me,
Whatever
it's been,
organization it
I've
is.
never felt more vanilla in my life, because I am not part of any of that, but I've known so many more people over time, and everybody's more relaxed talking about it, and I'm just going, oh, I'm not a part of this subculture.
The talk that happened at this event after all of that happened, and we were like, whoa, I think that was the vibe.
Yeah.
The talk was, you assume that some of these folks are going to be like the folks that are on the nude beaches that you're like, oh, these are not the people that I want to do it with.
Yeah.
But the talk was how incredibly good looking these people were, actually.
Yeah.
She was stunning.
The stereotypes
he
don't
was
exist.
a great looking dude. They are like, it was like
Stereotypes exist for a reason.
It's
This is probably the exception to the.
but you remember, we were talking like, wow,
This is a long time
that
ago.
was the exception.
Yeah.
I was much more handsome then.
Well, it still counts. And good on you. And yeah, I get the radar thing, but people are pretty direct too.
I'm also imagining that.
I don't have to
People are
pick up
direct,
on.
but
I'm
you're
also
always talking
imagining-
about everything that you're into.
I'm also
here.
imagining that Moon probably told me, "Hey, do you realize just what happened?
Yes, I think it was
And
one
I
of
was
those.
me go, duh.
You go, really? That gal?
Cool. See, that's the nice thing about being a real life hunk is I intimidate everyone so no one approaches me.
You are a real life hunk.
So,
My mother would open her marriage right now for you. I just want to unfortunately let you know that.
I intimidate everyone.
My mom is so. My mom, how's King Scott doing? Mom, you got to stop talking about my coworker.
You know, they probably asked, by the way, they probably asked if I wanted to go back to their room and play Twister, and I probably thought it was really Twister. Yeah.
I love games.
You want to go play board games?
You need to get awake, dude. What you got to see what's going on around
My eyes are
you.
not open.
I like it.
you want to come to our room and do body shots? And you're like, oh, God, I don't want to get punched.
What kind of alcohol?
I know.
I want to get punched.
I want to get punched. I'm past that age. You're like, oh, man.
No, body shot. Oh.
What's wrong with doing a body shot?
Somebody's got to. Somebody would have to let me know.
Really spell it out for you.
Yeah.
We want you to come into this room,
Yeah.
take your clothes off with us.
To be honest,
Ow.
I think it was Jeff that told us both.
Probably.
I think Jeff was like, "Hey,
He was in.
you
he's
know
in
what?
tune with all
You know
that
what
stuff.
happened back there, right?" I was like,
Yeah.
"No."
Gosh.
Yeah. And I'm,
Oh yeah, now that does line up. Okay.
You know, marriage and everything. I was reading two different stories. One American woman, I guess, fell in love with a Jordanian. I don't know how they met.
Michael Jordanian.
So an American woman moved into a cave in Jordan after falling in love with a local tribesman who liked one of her photos on Instagram.
Right on.
So she picked. She is a woman who had a great life, was a traveler,
Killer Wi-Fi in that cave.
but she wound up moving to a cave.
Oh man. Wonder if it was like a cool cave or a
It's not. I saw a picture of the
you
cave.
did? Oh, it's very rustic.
Yeah, it's a cave.
Bummer.
It's a hole.
In my heart, it's a mid-century modern that they've
Yeah.
you know
Or is it
excavated
farmhouse,
into.
maybe? Cape Cod style?
Yeah.
He's a Bedouin. The pair fell in love, and now they share a 2-bed home in the network of caves. Oh, it's a 2-bedroom cave. Nice.
Whoa.
Where's the bathroom?
The bat room?
I don't know. Her name is Natalie. She moved in with Ferris, F-E-R-A-S.
Dave Ferris.
Ferris Boudin, the Bedouin from Jordan. She used to be a tour guide in Orlando. She says, I guess she posted something on Instagram. This guy commented. I guess they were talking back and forth. He said, come and visit. She's always been passionate about, archaeology in the Middle East.
Cavemen.
And she gave it all up and moved to a cave.
See,
That's
fellas.
fine. Yeah.
See,
There's
fellas.
hope. There's hope out there.
There's somebody for everybody.
I'm fascinated by caves, and I find of all the olden day men, cavemen are kind of hot. So I mean, I get it. Like those
There's-
Geico commercials were cool.
Caveman.
A lot of gals aren't into mainstream stuff. They'd rather do the underground kind of world.
She says it's a 15-minute drive to the city from the cave, so supplies such as food, wood, and animal equipment are easily accessible.
It's always a cool 60 degrees, like Merrimack Caverns.
Yeah.
Animal equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming they have to grow their own food.
Oh man, I hope they have those grow lights.
I ain't saying she's a goat digger.
So, yeah, I mean, there's that.
I wouldn't want to live in a cave though. I mean, especially if there's a little area, where you haven't explored, and like that cave in Kentucky is the longest
Mammoth
cave.
Oh, Mammoth rules, dude.
It's like 300 miles. It's the world's longest cave in Kentucky, and there's still part of it that they have not explored because people die. Wild.
Yeah, there's some cool. It would be fun to live in a cave, that's for sure.
I just want to have dinner in a cave.
No, it wouldn't.
You can do that here in
It would,
Missouri.
man.
I need to do it.
It would not be cool to live in a cave.
I don't know, man. When's the last
So
time you've been
much
to a cave?
rabies.
Ooh, yeah, I think all the makeup you could have, all that guano just hanging out down there.
I mean, it is a nice cave as far as caves go, but this woman gave it all up for a man. Moved to
beautiful.
Jordan.
And, a
Lives
fan.
in a cave.
A fan. An Instagram fan.
Somebody who, yeah. You never know that when you like a photo, what's going to turn into. And there was also this other guy. Anybody ever see that movie, Mamma Mia?
No, my sister
No.
loves it though and sings it often.
Yeah, my daughter does too.
Meryl, right?
Meryl Streep. Right, it's
Amanda
based on
Seyfried.
it's an
musical.
ABBA song, right? Or
Yeah.
a musical.
All ABBA songs,
It's ABBA.
I think.
But I think somebody moves to Greece, right?
Everybody's blonde and hot.
They get married in Greece. Well, this guy, I guess he was going to get married, and destination wedding to Greece. Getting married in Greece in July. Invites have gone out, and all of his guests are RSVP'd no to go to Greece, and he's very upset.
Well, you can't blame him.
He expected some guests to turn down the invite. After all, attending a destination wedding requires time and money, and not everybody has that to spare. But he didn't expect his best friends or his, quote, ride or dies to RSVP no. And he says what's worse is his wife-to-be, all her friends are going.
Huh. So there'll be people there. You just got to get over it. You can't ask people to go to Greece, spend thousands of dollars. So maybe some people don't like Greek food.
She's got 9 bridesmaids. All her friends making an effort to go, and nobody for him.
My sister was in a wedding that was in Germany a couple of years ago. I thought that was a bit much. Like you had to buy the dress, you had to get your flights, you had to shack up.
You got to learn German.
You got to learn. Well, she knows German, but
We're going to Ireland next year for a wedding.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Ireland.
You ever been?
Never been.
Dublin,
How close?
Belfast. Where you going? What part?
I don't know.
Land of my
I'm not
people.
Sure yet.
It
It's
matters.
my wife's. Well, I know it matters. It's my wife's cousin.
Cool.
Can I
That'd
come
be
with you so I
neat.
can go see Ireland?
Sure.
Yeah, I got to go swing by some family. I need to go with you.
Yeah, let's take the show to Ireland next year.
Yeah, man. Live from the Cliffs of
What it
Moher.
is. It's already on the family calendar.
I'm gonna need a lot of Xanax, though. I'm not really comfortable right now flying over water, just given the way things have been. But other than that, yeah, let's do it.
July 30th, 2026.
Cool, man.
Sophia wedding, Ireland. That's all the details that are on here. And you know what's funny? I don't think my wife even asked me.
She just said we're going to Ireland.
Well, I just saw it pop up on the calendar.
Ireland.
Oh, yeah, we're going to Ireland. Oh, okay. Okay, never been. I'm assuming it's very green and lush.
Sure.
You've been, right?
Yeah.
Is it nice?
Yeah. It's fine.
Except for the desert part.
It's lovely. Did Dublin and Galway and Cliffs of Moher and
Oh, the Cliffs of Moher.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
dude.
Can't wait.
we got there and every local was like, "This is the most beautiful day of the year." It was sunny. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. All the pictures. And they're like, nobody's pictures from here look like your pictures because it's usually cloudy and kind of overcast and whatever. And we just got this crazy clear sunny day. Worked out perfectly. I rented a car and drove on the other side of the road, which my wife did not know that I had not done more than a very small stretch. And, look at that. It's a stick shift. And, man, I had a blast. But she got
That's
sick and
fun.
threw up in the
Didn't
church.
Matthew Broderick kill somebody driving in Ireland? He did.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know, but I'm
He did.
SJ
Was it
Gross's
Ireland?
husband?
Yeah.
better than Broderick.
Drunk driving, I think, too.
He was drunk driving. I thought it was a wrong side of the road thing.
Might have been, but I think, man, I kind of
Hang on,
remember.
let's get this
I've
right.
looked it up before, and I kind of remember that alcohol was involved.
Is it just because it's Ireland you assume it's involved?
Maybe I just saw him holding the Guinness.
You think he left the Guinness tour?
Yeah, it was a wrong lane. Broderick crossed into the wrong lane, collided head-on with another car.
Oh, my
The
gosh.
driver, a 28-year-old, and her mother were both killed instantly.
Oh,
That's
damn.
terrible.
Gosh. Well, I did
That
7.
was long. That was
87.
early in his career.
Way to bring that up.
Wow.
Thanks, dude.
Man, I didn't even know that.
My wife got sick. It's the wrong side of the road. She's on what would normally be the driver's side.
Right.
And the roads are so windy. And I was just flying, enjoying. I wasn't speeding or nothing, but, just enjoying the drive. And she's like, pull over, and threw up in some ancient church or cemetery. You get sick pretty easy
Yeah.
if you're not used to it.
Jennifer Grey was in a car with him.
Oh, really?
Jennifer Grey, who is that?
She's Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
His sister.
His sister
in
from
Ferris
Ferris
Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was like right around that time.
Were they
He was
dating?
very young.
Yeah, they were dating.
interesting.
Holy.
They dated?
They did.
Ferris dated his sister?
Sloan?
Bump.
Not Sloan.
Oh, no.
What's his sister's name?
Sloan was over.
Oh,
Sloan.
yeah.
Becky?
No, what's Ferris's sister's name?
I thought it was.
Sloan was.
Oh, that's the girlfriend.
Sloan was the girlfriend.
Sloan was the girlfriend.
Frances.
Sloan Peterson.
Wait, what does she say at the end to Charlie Sheen? My name's Frances.
Oh, Shauna.
Shauna. Yeah.
Shauna?
Because remember, it goes Shauna.
Shauna. Yeah, the song. Also,
Jeannie?
Charlie Sheen's
Jeannie,
never
yes.
looked
Jeannie.
more Charlie Sheen in a movie ever than him coked out of his mind at the end of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Gosh.
Which is pretty, he looks so strung out, which is the character. He's supposed to be a bad guy that's arrested.
That was one of his first roles, right?
I think so. Also, casting Baby from Dirty Dancing to be Ferris's sister when she looks exactly like she did in Dirty Dancing really screwed me up because I was like,
There it is.
Hi. Don't hi me, young lady. I want to get out of here now, all right?
Okay.
No, now. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Now.
Fine.
Okay.
Oh, he looks terrible.
it's awful.
A little hyper. Let's not ruin this lot of talk, all right?
You didn't tell me your name.
Oh, well, it's Jean, but a lot of guys call me Shauna.
Okay, Gene.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
The
That
crash.
movie's so
This is
good.
the crash happened days before Dirty Dancing was released.
Oh,
Oh, my.
I'd have put a damper on
Yikes.
the opening of that movie.
Don't you ruin Dirty Dancing for me in 2025, Rafe Dean.
Well, it
I
wasn't
can't
her
deal.
fault.
I want to think about that
Movie
when I'm
did
watching
great.
Patrick
Movie did
Swayze
great.
do the lift.
He looks exactly like he did in Major League.
I
too.
think
He's got the leather
the-
jacket. And
It's Wild Thing.
California Penal.
I think the story goes that he didn't sleep for like 3 days
For this?
for this.
It looks like it. Oh, and method acting in his first 40 seconds.
But this is before Major League. This is one of his first roles. Yeah, he didn't sleep for 2 or 3 days to get to really make it authentic, and he looks all strung out.
Yeah.
Francis is Baby's name in Dirty Dancing. That's where I'm getting it mixed up.
Well, his dad was famous for doing the, the coked out Apocalypse Now stuff,
Oh yeah,
right? I mean, wasn't that like
Martin
famous by
Sheen?
then? Yeah, wasn't he famous for like method acting Apocalypse Now and that whole thing?
I didn't know that.
Am I thinking of the right movie?
Is Emilio Estevez related to them too?
that's the brother, his brother.
What a weird thing. Like when you realize that Emilio Estevez and
Martin and
Martin
Charlie
and
Sheen
Charlie-
are all.
Martin is
Martin's
their
the
dad.
dad.
They're all the same guy at
And
different
like,
ages.
why did he keep Estevez? You know, I mean, like Estevez is a pretty cool last name. Martin Estevez.
Well, maybe because Emilio didn't want to. He wanted to do it on his own.
I think Martin changed it because having a Hispanic
Right.
or Latin last name was not advantageous at the
Yeah,
time.
but
He
Emilio
came up in Hollywood.
Emilio could have been.
But Emilio was like, you kind of backed me in a corner with Emilio here, Dad.
Right.
Yeah. Well, do you know Emilio?
My name's not Dale Estevez.
Charlie's name is Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos Estevez.
Carlos
No, it's
and Charlie.
It's Carlos and Emilio.
I love
And
it.
one
Well,
kept
Emilio
his
could have
br-
named his name to could have changed it to Mike.
Yeah.
Mike Sheen.
Mike
hey,
Sheen.
Mike
Hey, I'm Mike
Estevez.
Sheen.
It's
Sean
like
Your
Sheen.
new hockey coach.
it's like Nicolas Cage's real last name is Coppola.
Right. Yeah, I just learned that he's Francis Ford Coppola's
Francis Ford Coppola's nephew.
nephew. Yeah, I just learned that this year.
And Charlie Sheen is the nephew of Joe Estevez.
And who is Joe Estevez?
He's been part of Tim and Eric's
It's Jose.
weird, goofy world, and but he's part of that family. But he gets to be in all the comedy stuff. He's
My
a
last name
goofball.
was Estevez. That's cool as hell. You got a V and a Z in your last name.
Once you realize those two
So
are
cool.
brothers, go back and watch Breakfast Club and tell me you're not seeing Charlie Sheen. It's like I'm seeing a blonde Charlie Sheen
Right.
do Breakfast Club. Like
Watch
that.
Love
Men
you
at
in Wall
Work.
Street.
Men at
You'll
work.
go- your eyes will go crossed.
Hey, all right, before we move on, man, I've been sitting on this list for a while now, and I want to get to it. So I'm gonna name something. You tell me if it's overrated or underrated.
Okay.
So just over or underrated.
No
That's it.
reasons.
I mean, you can give your reason.
Oh, okay.
But just those are your two options. Those are your two answer options: over or underrated. And we'll go around the room.
Okay.
Pumpkin spice lattes, overrated or underrated? Moon,
Overrated.
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 I guess overrated.
Scott,
Dang it. Since they do all the artificial stuff, yeah, it's overrated.
They're
overrated.
good.
I do like them,
I love it. But
Overrated.
but if you have to pick one, I'm going overrated.
Reality TV like The Bachelor.
Overrated.
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 Grossly overrated.
Underrated, man. Kardashians,
Loves
baby.
it.
I think you're lying.
Okay, it's overrated.
It's overrated. Expensive handbags. I don't carry a handbag. Learn.
I would normally
Overrated.
Overrated.
I would normally say overrated, but my wife is kind of into them. She doesn't have any. But I'll say, man, if I have to pick one, I'll say underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, I
not
mean-
as big as
yeah.
they are.
Oh,
were.
way overrated.
It's clearly it's a status symbol, and I understand that, but at the same time, there is an investment aspect to it. I mean, some of these bags get like past. They're
I remember I
in
thought
You
the
can
same thing with
resell.
baseball cards.
yeah, they're in people's will.
It's art as well because these are a lot of them are handmade. They're just unique. You know,
Like
there's
one
only
of
a
a
few of
kind.
them on the planet,
Right.
so they're pretty
Hermes.
cool.
Hell
I think
outta
they're
here.
underrated for sure.
Underrated.
Yeah.
You guys are out of your mind.
Ridiculous.
Yes, I know.
Definitely overrated. It's such a grotesque.
Now the mass-produced ones like Gucci or something, yeah, those are kind of overrated. but-
This guy. Listen to you.
You love a handbag.
He's Mr. Ferragamo over there.
It's a status thing, dude.
like Gucci.
King
They're
Gucci
overrated.
Scott.
I went to Louis Vuitton store at Frontenac, and they had a ID holder. It was just a clear plastic thing that just had maybe a quarter-inch thick border around it that was like the LV stuff, and it was like almost $1,000. And I go, that's not art. That is grotesque capital show-off status symbol BS.
Hey, if there's a market for it,
yeah.
There is.
But the cool thing is some of those companies they'll make one or they'll maybe make 5 bags. They'll put one in Europe, one in North America, all that stuff, and you go see it, and then someone will buy it for 50 grand, but it's one of a kind pretty much.
concert VIP passes, over or underrated? I'll start with Lern.
My experience have been very overrated.
Okay, and that's why because you were the last person I know that bought
Like the
a
top tier.
VIP experience at a festival.
Yeah, never again. However, I will buy a meet and greet, and I think that's fantastic. But the concert experience where you get like food and drinks and no.
Always underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
You spend all this money. Oh, I like when they say it's a gourmet food experience. It's a
Right.
couple chicken fingers.
Yeah, it's a turkey sandwich. Here's me. If there's a meet and greet where you actually get to meet the artist, that is underrated, and you should meet everyone that you love. Overrated is just having like an elevated concert experience. Just put me in the pit. I don't need all this other. I don't need a turkey sandwich.
Rafe.
Overrated. I did the Avett Brothers at Red Rocks.
Oh yeah.
And it was like literally like Lancashire quality like cheeseburgers, like in a heating tray. And I got a poster, and I got to go into Red Rocks early, which was, I guess, cool. I got a good bleacher seat. in the
So
middle.
worth the extra $500
Yeah,
you paid.
definitely not. Didn't get to meet the artist. There wasn't really anything. It was basically just a place to chill before the concert. They had like burgers and a veggie tray. It wasn't anything crazy good, and yeah, it was way overpriced.
Every experience I've heard of.
Charlie XCX, we did the VIP. It was all just chicken fingers and like,
Right.
a mattress for us to lay on
That's
and
right.
take a picture with some little gay man I met. He was very nice. It's a fun pick, but it was just an air mattress with a sheet that said Brat
listen,
behind
I'm
it.
sure there are artists that do it right.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what's going to happen this year. Weird Al's going to do it right.
Got that right.
There are totally artists that do it right. This is just experience by case. I've never seen something that's more drastically different because if it's up to the venue, typically it's total garbage. Some bands though will go so out of their way, and it's completely
Name one.
underrated. Linkin Park for one. Does like a good VIP experience because it's like a club thing. You get merch, you get all these different things. Plus, like they give you as many minutes as they can. It's like a legit experience. Let's see. There's some others.
I'm sure.
man. There's some others, and when they try to keep it like smaller, when they do it at like a separate venue or something. Dude, we
It's
did.
a friggin' money grab.
We did
outta
one
here.
where I gave away my personal $1,000 guitar that I bought, and we gave it away in a raffle. Like there are plenty of bands that care and over deliver.
But did you go? That's like a meet and greet, though, right? Did you meet the person?
Yeah.
Yeah, but only one person wins that guitar moon. The rest of the people that go in are going to have
Like pay extra for like, hey, a catered meal before the show.
and meeting the artist is cool.
We hung out and we did 4 exclusive songs that we
And you
didn't
met
do.
everybody? Yeah, that's cool.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
that's give somebody really an experience. But for the most part,
If the artists don't participate, it's almost always underwhelming.
It is.
Yeah, if it's something that's set up by the venue or something that's set up in another way,
Yeah.
and then the band is told that day, hey, you got a meet and greet, and it just you're there for 10 minutes or
It's
something.
dope if it's like I saw a Marcus King meet and greet where he came out and played 5 acoustic songs and ripped the guitar for all the people at the meet and greet, and I'm like, yeah, that would be
that's cool,
sick.
man, because you're paying for something really cool experience.
Basically, gave him a mini concert before the concert.
Exactly.
Dawes does that too. Like the guy from Dawes goes out and plays for people. online.
Or you pay $500 extra to be put in a holding room
That's what I got.
with a chafing tray of lukewarm chicken fingers and sliders that are God knows how old.
You know what to look for? Look for a cap. If it's a VIP experience and there's only 50, that means you have a better chance of getting something that's delivered because whoever's setting it up, hopefully the artist or whoever's setting it up, is trying to make sure that everybody gets over, like the value is there. If it's something that has no cap, like you said, there's going to be 500 people. They're going to sell as many as
Yeah, but you know what,
possible,
though?
and it's just a cattle call
When you-
thing.
Sure.
They usually don't give you that number. It's usually like a pull down on I'm buying tickets. Would you like the VIP experience for another $200?
Right, but sometimes you'll see like, hey, we're going on this tour, and each one has 25 VIP experiences. When you see that, obviously they're trying to deliver something to just 25 people. They're keeping a limit on it.
All right, so I need an over or underrated.
I'm going to say underrated because if you find the right artist or the right circumstance, I think it's
Scott?
it's a spectacular thing that I would have loved to have had in the 90s.
It's underrated for me because I'm going to have one
Okay.
this year with Weird Al. So.
Overrated.
That's a meet and greet though.
But that's
You're
what we're
gonna meet
talking
him.
about.
No, I said
Oh, okay, so
concert
never mind, it's
VIP
overrated.
passes. Concert VIP passes and experiences.
So it's usually food and drink included and better seats.
Okay, yeah,
It
that's
varies.
overrated.
Overrated. The Friends TV show. Over or underrated? I'm only saying overrated because I've never really watched.
Shit.
I'll say underrated because even though it's so hyped, it's still a show that could be put on any network right now and would do well.
I love Friends, but I don't love it any more than I love Seinfeld. So I think that it's,
Yeah.
and honestly, I feel like Seinfeld is overrated too. All of it.
Oh, wow, that's
I feel like
it's a
we all
dividing
just,
line.
Wow.
I feel like we all just latched on to something
Dare you?
that really is just
dare you.
whatever. Just put it on. I was watching Seinfeld yesterday, and you can pick it up same as Friends. It's the same. Same as Sex and the City. It's all
So
overrated.
Friends, over or underrated?
Overrated.
Overrated. Friends.
Underrated. Still huge. You go to NBC store in New York, they're pumping Friends merch out of there, dude. It's still big. Turned at least a few of them into huge stars. And at the time, it was close to the last appointment television there ever was.
Yeah.
People would like hang out on Thursday nights. College kids would not go out until Friends was over and like hang out and watch it. So
Okay.
It's
I'm gonna
amazing.
I'm gonna give it its props. I don't think it was as well written as like a Seinfeld or a Parks and Rec or a 30 Rock, but I'm giving
So
it
we'll
its
give you
due.
underrated.
It's amazing that it was a theft.
Scott?
I think you guys swayed me. I'm going to go underrated.
Okay. Listening to audiobooks.
Huh?
Underrated.
Underrated. Especially in the author's voice.
Yep.
Nothing like it.
Love me a good audiobook if the author is reading it.
Yes.
What if the author's an idiot?
Well, I want to hear it still.
Well, why would I want to read their book then?
Well, because maybe they're good in that skill, in that setting, but
What
they're
if
not.
it's
But they're
RFK?
not, but they're not great
Oh,
readers.
gosh, kill me
well.
now.
They're not great. They're not great readers or orders.
When I was a child, I met John F. Kennedy. And you're just like, all right, RFK, you don't have to read your own book. We'll get,
Okay,
let's get Morgan Freeman
Yeah,
to read
get
your book.
Cheryl, the wife, to read it.
Yeah, I mean,
I,
not everybody has both skills. I mean, some of the greatest speakers on earth are terrible writers.
Okay, so I got a book. I got a Tony Robbins book.
Okay, he's good at both.
You
Okay.
just blasted out of your chair as you're reading it with energy.
He read the first chapter and he's like, I feel under this was in the audiobook. I feel under the weather. Somebody else is going to read the rest of it. I was out.
Wow. Well, that's half-assing.
I was out.
Half-assing.
I go,
Wow, that's some
I
horse
can't-
crap. Now that actually tainted him for me.
I can't do a Tony Robbins book.
How
and
is
not have
Tony Robbins going to put a book out that way? That dude is lighting everybody up to finish their jobs and to do the best thing, and this dude can't even get through a freaking book.
And he even said in the audio thing,
Maybe he'll come to my follow-through seminar.
I was going to walk on coals for this man. I was going to walk on hot coals.
I know you were.
The name of the book was Do It Anyway.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm sick. I'm not going to do it.
Tony Robbins. Respect down 10
But
points.
yet,
Tony Robbins, finish what you started.
Matthew McConaughey's book,
Green light.
excellent.
Yeah.
Him reading it. Tom
And would not
Segura's
have
book.
been good.
It would not have been good.
If anyone else read Green Lights to me, I'd have turned it off halfway through.
Right.
And this is the Tony Robbins thing with me. Mel Brooks, his book, he read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
I also love Caveat, Amy Poehler's book, Yes and also Sam Tallent's book, Running the Light. Each chapter, they got like a different comedian to read. Amazing.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have had to run the light if he had just gone with the green lights.
Green
That's right.
Lights. What else? Oh, Colin Jost's book,
I read that just straight up. I didn't read
Punchable
about
Face.
it. A very punchable
You read it?
face.
Very good. Audiobooks, underrated. Scott, you think the same thing?
Underrated, yeah.
Scented candles,
How dare you?
overrated.
So overrated. So dangerous.
Underrated. I like the danger and
Wait.
the smells.
Yeah. You know how this room's going to go. Underrated. You guys are smell neutrals. You guys are smell snobs.
No, we're not. This is a common misconception, and I've said this. I've corrected you every time. I love smells. I just don't want to have it forced upon, and I don't want to force it upon you.
You don't like the chemical stuff.
Well, yeah, the candle stuff freaks me out just because, like, the
You
studies.
said you like a neutral smell at home, too.
Well,
that's your home.
That's because I don't want it to be.
What's more personal than that?
No, listen. I'm not going to explain this, but yeah, whatever. The candles are dangerous. Like, there's so many studies about
What are you
it.
talking about? Fire hazard?
No, I mean like
It's
the
bad for your
Candles are dangerous.
It's
No,
bad for your HVAC
The plague.
system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The chemicals and all that kind of stuff. And every HVAC person I've talked to is like, dude, this stuff destroys your filter. What do you think this is doing to your lungs?
I've thought about it. However, I do have a Nag Champa stash, and I
don't know what that is.
Nag Champa is incense.
Yeah, dude. And I
love a candle.
I love that smell. I love the smell of incense. But it's just like, I'm just asking
do it.
for trouble in my lungs, and I can't.
Scott?
Well, the candle wax runs deep in my family's blood, so I'm going to say it's underrated. I love the smell of candles. I love making them. They're
Okay,
Do
next
His
one.
family had a candle shop. Did you know that?
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me take it to
I
the
grew up
candle
making those.
shop.
It was fun.
that's awesome.
Self-checkout lanes.
Oh man,
Underrated.
I used to think underrated too, but now
Underrated.
I feel like that's.
Love 'em.
Oh, so
I'm on
overrated.
I'm on my own
Overrated.
time.
Overrated.
Overrated, dude. I didn't sign up to work here.
Get me in and out. Actually, I did.
And I don't also
You know
like-
what?
And you still got to call a worker. Like half the stuff doesn't scan right, and the worker's got to come over, and it's a whole thing.
I feel like I'm a kid
And I'm
again.
like, just put this person behind the thing.
I thought it was supposed to pass on the savings
I could
to
do
us.
it way quicker.
I love acting like I work at CVS when I go. I'm like, oh, and I love use the little laser gun thing. I enjoy
I
it.
do too. I like using the laser gun.
Like you got a too big item and you're at Target. Nope, I got to get this. Got
I
to
like
get the
using
gun out.
I like using the gun.
They got self checkout at CVS.
Dude,
Whoa,
you
see,
go
I've
to
never
a
seen that.
Walmart chocked full of people, and they don't have a single line register worker after 8 p.m., and you'll lose your mind.
Well, yeah, you have
Because
to
it's
make sure
like-
a worker's present.
Because
When
to
they're
me, all
working
they're
right,
doing,
man.
all they're doing, this is just a corporation's way of making me do a job, so they don't have to pay health care and pay a person a
when
living wage.
when you
so
go to
F that,
Schnucks-
check me out.
When you go to Schnucks, you have an option.
You do.
Should I wait for the elderly person to check me out?
You do.
And it's going to take me an extra 30 minutes because I want to chit chat with the person in front of me? Or can I just do it myself? Be in, be out. If everything's working right,
Yeah.
awesome.
Muy bien.
Self checkout, underrated. Scott,
I'm going to say overrated.
Thank you.
wrong.
I'm with you guys.
Pets.
What? Get the hell out of here.
Underrated. My wife is on a flight right now to go add a heartbeat to our home.
What?
We'll have another dog.
No way.
See.
That's right. No.
What kind of dog?
It's a
Bichon.
No, it's a Chihuahua Dachshund mix. I think so. He's a weird looking, goofy. He's got like
Oh,
satellite
my
dishes
God.
for ears, and he's kind of got it's like somebody took a Chihuahua and stretched the body.
You got a little pup or
No,
this
this is a family rescue. This dog's been passed around the family a couple times, and we kept saying like, "Yo, if you're gonna give this dog away, we'll take him. We'll take him." His name's
They got to come down and get it.
His name's Stanley. Yeah, so he's in
She gonna
Texas.
fly with it?
Stanley.
Yeah, she's flying with him. That's the only thing
Stanley.
she's nervous about flying with him. And because I mean, we know him, but we don't know him, and nobody's flown with him before.
Yeah.
So she's my wife's taking the little like a little rabbit cage looking thing because he's not that big. But she's like, I'm kind of nervous about flying with a dog.
How big is this thing going to get?
No,
no.
as
He's
big
like
as he
6.
is.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, no.
Wiener dog.
He must be 5. He was named Stanley because Stanley Cup, I'm assuming.
Right.
So
Because he looks like a Stanley Cup.
Where are you getting this dog from?
Tumbler.
Well, our family moved. Her sister moved to Texas and took the dog and then gave it away, and then now we
Can't put the dog in the mail?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. But hey, what do you guys feel about renaming? Because I don't like. The
Not
name
a
Stanley.
6-year-old
Stanley?
dog.
Yeah,
Come
you
on, man.
can.
He's Bilbo Baggins. He looks like a Bilbo.
Yeah,
You
whatever.
can't rename a 6-year-old
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
Sure you can,
get
dude.
some
No, you
treats
can't.
out.
I'm calling him Bilbo. The kids are
Bilbo.
pissed.
Yeah, that's
Yep, give him a nickname.
a
and call
long
him
time to have a name.
Hey, Bilbo Stanley Baggins.
I just call
Bilbo
him,
Stanley Baggins is
call
cute.
him Bilbo Sheen.
See, it reminds
Estevez. Bilbo
No.
Estevez.
it Bilbo and dildo are too close.
No, it's not.
Other dogs gonna
I
make fun
never
of it at
thought of
school.
that.
Yeah, dude, you ever think about that when he goes to when he goes to Happy Tales? They're like, "What's up,
Bilbo.
Dildo?"
It's Bilbo.
Stanley.
No, it's Bilbo Stanley Baggins.
Stanley. Like, nah, it's Dildo.
It's dildo.
You call him what you want. I'm calling him Bilbo. We're gonna see how he does.
I don't know. That's a
That'll be good.
You guys,
Congratulations.
you ever flown with an animal?
No.
No.
I've been next to people that have animals that have flown.
I
and
feel
it's
like
been fine.
I feel like every flight I've been on recently has had a cat or a small dog.
Yeah.
and it always goes
I love
fine,
it.
right?
Yeah, it's fine.
well.
You-Man and I flew to New York City one time, and there was a dog underneath his seat, and the cage lined up to like John had his ankles back, and the dog was like licking his ankles the whole time.
God.
And he was
Ew.
so uncomfortable, and he was like, "I'm gonna lose my mind." And I'm like,
And he's a germaphobe, too.
He's a germaphobe.
Ugh.
Yeah.
that's
This is before he got his dog, so
I
he
had
wasn't pro dog yet.
I think they have to.
I think
fit
I
under
told
the
you guys
seat.
about this, but I had a cat lady next to me, and the cat, she just and it didn't seem like she needed to fly with it. That was the other thing. Is like she's like, I'm going to visit my sister. Great. I'm like, is your sister's cat? She's like, no, it's my cat. I just like taking him. And I'm like, all right. Well, the cat hates it.
Yeah.
The cat, she's like, he doesn't like flying. I'm just going to let you know he's probably going to talk to you the whole flight. And by talk to me, she meant go, I was like, yeah, he's talking all right.
He's cat screaming.
He's saying, this is awful. Get me off this plane.
All right.
Who are you?
And the cat pooped in the little thing.
Aw.
And she like cleaned it up inside the thing with a wet wipe and just like put it in a plastic bag and put it in the
Ew,
No
the seat
way.
back
pocket.
of the seat pocket. And I was like,
This is why you never stick your hands in there.
No way.
like,
In the little net.
and cat poop stinks, dude. All poop stinks, but cat poop when it's not in the litter,
It probably wasn't even the net. It was probably just the one that you don't see, and that's why you never reach in there.
Yuck. Oh.
Like I
I
tell
don't
the kids,
know.
don't put your hands in there. That's the
She was
dirtiest
a
part of the
sweet
plane.
gal, but man, I was like, I feel like you're torturing this cat. This cat doesn't want to be on this flight. If you don't have to do it, so I don't know. I guess it's each animal's different.
I hope Bilbo does.
Well,
That's
you
fine.
have. She has to fly home. Like that's a long drive to go get a dog.
Yeah, which she almost did too. Last night she's like, "Why don't I just drive?" And I went, "To Dallas?
How long is that drive?
Too long."
I think it's
2 days.
11 hours.
Fly down, drive back.
With whose car? Stanley's? I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be all right. Yeah, everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. How long is that flight?
3 hours, two something
That's
hours.
fine. It may suck for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
even
it's 10 hour.
maybe not even that.
About 11-hour drive.
2 something hours.
That'd be fine. All right, let's take a break. But first, and it is brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, celebrating 35 years of Hot Shots with a new daily featured menu item every day, all February long. From St. Charles, Kevin Walden is our. Kevin has been a fan of the Rizz Show since he moved to St. Louis back in 2018. Has been a loyal Rizz evangelist ever since. He talks about the show all the time with his wife and friends and family. And briefly met some of us at Rizz Show night back in 2019. I'm assuming maybe the Blues game. Loves a mix of news, comedy, debates. Is excited to join the ranks of Team Rizz along with his coworker who is a fellow weirdo. Congratulations, Kevin Walden from St. Charles, our Team Rizz member of the day. Get super sweet Team Rizz member of the day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. All right, we'll take our first break of the morning. We'll come back with crap on celebrities. It is 7:21 Wednesday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Left lane blocked on a left-hand shoulder block due to a crash at 64 eastbound just after Boone's Crossing Street. There's also a right lane blocked and a right-hand shoulder block now due to a stalled vehicle 64 westbound just after Bellevue Avenue. Your point forecast flurries, high of 18. Right now it is 7 at the Point Studio.
All right, Lern, what do you got for us?
Good news for ASAP Rocky. New music is incoming. Who is playing Jesus Now and pranks on Harrison Ford?
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays, the porno birthday, and what actually happened during the summer of 1999, musically speaking.
Okay.
Well, we'll chop it up next. Stay there.
This is King Scott, Ways of the Blades. Today I'm going to teach you swords. First, you want to start with the holiday special, the great way to start an attack. They'll never see it coming. Next, you want to use the Festus backswing, especially if they use the Matthew Perry. Now you want to finish with the Canterbury slice. It's a great follow-up if they're using the Crom's Delight or the miniature poke. Thank you for watching. This is King Scott's Ways of the Blades.
If I'm coming up on 22 years in St. Louis, and where have I been to the most? Hot Shots. I've been to Hot Shots the most.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say probably the Fenton location of all the Hot Shots locations.
Look, I've been to that one the most, too, since I've been here. That's also true.
But everything from hosting, bikini contests to ladies' nights events to, just going down and watching the game with friends. The food's great. The waitresses are great.
Yeah.
The drinks are cold. I love it. And you've been loving it for, 35 years now?
Yeah, they've been here 35 years. And I think the thing that, the thing that is in common with all the things you mentioned is they always have the customer in mind first, like creating a good experience for the people that patronize Hot Shots. And they're celebrating 35 years of Hot Shots in 2025, all February long for customers. Hot Shots has a new daily featured menu item every day this month for $8 or $9. It changes every day depending on the day. They're keeping it fresh. They're keeping it mysterious for you. Go in and check out and see what they got. Also score great deals on the Bud Family Pints for $3 all month long. And for $2, which is unheard of in this day and age, with the price of eggs, Hot Shots is coming in with $2 root beer barrel shots. So you can get $2 shots. You can't. That's 1990s prices, guys. Mm-hmm. All month long. Hot Shots has been a proud home of sports since 1990. Go check them out. Let them appreciate you as a customer. For more information, go to hotshotsnet.com. That's hotshotsnet.com. Who is Trailer Trash Tammy? What happens when you combine random internet trends into a single video? What is a mukbang? And are we so desperate to be distracted from our own reality that we resorted to binging videos of people shoveling anything edible into their face hole? More on that today on the Number 2 Show. Welcome back to the Number 2 Show. Today, forget sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby. We've got something that tops them all and is twice as indulgent. Mukbangs. Mukbangs sound like something that would require a lot of explaining if your mom caught you watching one on the family computer. But turns out it's not something you find on Pornhub. It is kind of like food porn, though, where you witness the hard pounding of thousands of calories. So follow me through the glory hole for today's main topic, mukbangs. Mukbangs aren't for the faint of heart. It's culinary hedonism broadcasted in HD. We've got professionals like Nick Avocado eating his view count in calories, or amateurs deep-throating corn dogs like they're auditioning for Bret Michaels' Rock of Love. Gives a whole new meaning to the song on Skinny Bop. And if not these two things, then there's whatever the hell this is.
Hi guys, today we have dragon breath puffs and liquid nitrogen and
There's a lot going on in this video. Is it a cute cat video, ASMR, a mukbang? Are we even allowed to assign conventional labels to our videos anymore? Let's just say this video is genre fluid. Blowing on liquid nitrogen, I guess to cool it off. It's negative 320 degrees, lady. I don't think you're going to burn your tongue. I like how it says, this is so much fun. But for who? Is this entertainment? I don't know, but I am rock hard, so there's something happening here. But not all mukbangs are gluttonous or bizarre. They have evolved into people just eating and reviewing food while having entertaining conversations. To help us understand this phenomenon, the queen of the mukbang herself, my spirit animal and yours, please welcome Trailer Trash Tammy.
How's everybody doing? Hey, Rafe, thanks for having me, man.
Hey, good to have you here. Side by side, like Thelma and Louise.
Yep.
Tammy, I've kind of lined out for people what a mukbang is as far as the definition, but as an expert on successful mukbanging, because anyone can go out and do it, what are the key ingredients that make a successful mukbang?
I'm glad you asked, man. Couple things. First off, the camera needs to love you. Okay? You need to be personable to the camera. Don't get in front of the camera and get all shy. And no, you got an audience watching you eat, man. You got to give them what they want. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, good food. Okay? They don't want to see you eating, what's those little Quaker Oat cardboard pieces bullshit? Rice cakes. They don't want to see you eating a bunch of rice cakes. They want to see you eating the fried chickens, the spaghettis, the cool places that they don't get to eat. If you're in, let's say, if you're in Philly, they want to see you eat the Philly cheesesteaks because they're in Arizona. They can't get to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want to see you eat the good stuff.
That totally makes sense. Are those the only two ingredients in a successful mukbang?
Yeah.
Camera's got to love you. Food's got to be good.
Yeah. You got to look good on camera, you know, and I think that's why a lot of people watch me. They love, it's why I'm one of the top dogs in mukbanging, okay? It's why people tune in every mukbang to watch me. They like the way I look on camera. They like looking at me.
You're an attractive woman.
Yeah, that's part of it.
That is part of it. I mean, it's a what do they call it? What have I always heard Hollywood say? It is a visual format.
Yep. And the same thing applies to mukbangs.
Yeah, I noticed you were saying mukbang. Is that regional?
I'm not sure what regional means, but I just call it mukbang. Because that's what it is. You're mukbanking. You're banking in food. You know, you're taking
muck to the bank, and the bank is your stomach in this scenario?
You're taking in deposits.
Okay. Seems like you're taking in and you're making deposits later.
Right. Depending on what you eat. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it was a sign of a good mukbang, an impressive skid mark.
Well, that's for another platform. You can't be posting skid marks on YouTube and stuff. They'll strike you for that.
Oh, okay.
But on occasion, I will post something like that to my OF.
All right. In this segment, I'm going to present you through the glory hole.
Now, I've talked about First Community for years and years. I mean, I love banking with them, and I've gotten numerous loans through them. I got my home through them, and they're just incredible to work with, and they're here to help you. And what you may not know is that First Community also offers competitive rates on commercial loans, lines of credit, and commercial credit cards, which are designed to help your business thrive. And they have a dedicated team, and trust me, they do. They have a dedicated team that will help you get the fund you need so you can actually seize new opportunities, which is fantastic. And something else you may not know about First Community's commercial loans is that they have commercial vehicle, equipment, real estate, even SBA loans. So First Community, they've been in business for over 90 years. They know how to do business great and be successful and thrive, and that's what they want to do for you. So they want to see your business grow, and they're right here in town. I mean, they have over 40 locations throughout the area, 18 inside Walmarts, which are open 7 days a week, so you can actually get in there and bank anytime you need. Go to First Community today, ask them about their commercial loans. That's firstcommunity.com.
here we are at the Chaffetz Arena, gigantic show tonight with the Killers, joined by Brandon and Ronnie. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Yeah. I love the album. Wonderful, Wonderful is out now. It is it's such a great record.
All right, welcome back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Make Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RizzShow. Show. Your emails, RizzShow1057thepoint.com. We'll talk to Chris Kerber in about an hour. Also, we'll try out a new game today to give away fabulous prizes. And the game is called Try Me, but it's T-R-I.
Yes.
T-R-Y. T-R-I. Me.
You got it.
So, new game alert, guys. And fabulous prizes to be won, including, that's what we got here. Look at my sheets. We got, D-Sturb tickets, Point Fest tickets, Kill Switch Engage tickets, and tickets to go see the Lumineers. It's cool to talk about summer shows already, July 23rd. Mm-hmm. Even though it's frigid, wind chill -5. Talking about the summer. Nice.
Yeah, Point Fest opens up summer shows.
Yeah. It'll be here before we know it. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about our Disney trip. I was talking to my wife about where we're going to stay, and we're leaving on April 29th, and it just seems so far off, but it's going to be here before we know it. Mm-hmm. All right, today is February the 19th. Back in the day, 54 years ago, 1971, the band Yes releases their third album called The Yes Album, featuring the classic smash hit, I've Seen All Good People. 45 years ago, 1980, AC/DC lead singer Bon Scott dies in London at the age of, how old was Bon Scott when he died?
33.
33.
What happened?
Choked on his own vomit.
Choked on his own vomit.
Yikes.
He was in his car, wasn't he?
I get him confused with John Bonham.
John Bonham went to bed and
at a hotel.
No, they were in a house recording, or no, rehearsing for a tour. He didn't want to go. Drank heavily, went up, and John Paul Jones found him.
Terrible.
Jeez. I think Bon Scott died in his car.
You know what's wild though about Bon Scott is he dies. AC/DC successful with Bon Scott, and then Brian Johnson just arrives and takes them into an entirely new place.
Yeah.
Wild.
And do people really talk about you can't be a Bon Scott fan and yet be a Brian Johnson fan? Like one era AC/DC versus another.
The cool people want to act like Bon Scott era was the best. And it was good. Let There Be Rock is my favorite.
It's like the David Lee Roth era versus the
cool
Sammy
people,
Hagar.
Yeah, I want to say that one of them's the best.
What?
The right people.
I
also think they didn't change a lot of what they were. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I saw a TikTok yesterday of Brian Johnson's band before AC/DC, and his voice was totally different.
Way different.
He had some smooth Conway Twitty pipes.
He did.
And then he completely just did a Bon Scott transformation. He changed his style to fit the band. He didn't come in and try to impose like a new light, elevator music thing into Van Halen. Sorry.
What?
Sorry, that just came out.
All right, 44 years ago, 1981, George Harrison was ordered to pay ABK-CO Music $587,000 for the, quote, subconscious plagiarism of the Chiffons' 1960 hit, He's So Fine, which George allegedly lifted when he wrote the song My Sweet Lord. So subconscious plagiarism, he had to pay almost $600,000.
George, we know you're thinking about it.
Let's see if you can hear it. So here's My Sweet Lord. Okay. You hear both songs over each other?
Yeah.
Subconscious plagiarism. $600,000.
What was the song that George
The
sang?
Chiffons, He's So Fine.
I love George Harrison so freaking much.
He was my favorite Beatle.
Me too.
43 years ago, 1982, Ozzy Osbourne arrested for taking a leak on the Alamo.
In a blues?
No.
No.
He's always wearing
Common
that.
misconception.
What was that mugshot from?
That was drunkenness, public drunkenness in Memphis.
Ah, pardon me. Can't get him straight.
So Ozzy peed on a statue at the Alamo 43 years ago. He was arrested in the Blues jersey for being drunk in public in Memphis.
Man.
40 years ago, 1985, Cherry Coke was introduced by Coca-Cola. 30 years ago, 1995, Pamela Anderson marries Tommy Lee just 96 hours after they first met.
The Pamela Anderson documentary on Netflix, it's a couple years old, is really good. If you've not watched it.
I have not seen it.
It's very good. It follows her. I just love her. I loved her when she was naked and married to Tommy Lee and Kid Rock and everybody else. And I love her now with the no makeup and living in Canada again. She's excellent. And
I didn't realize that it was 96 hours after they first met, they got married.
Yeah, he followed her to Mexico. She tells the story, and there's photos and videos of them, like right before they got married, because they videotaped everything.
And she got married in a bikini. She was wearing a white bikini.
And he had board shorts on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so cute.
Romantic.
I love them. I wish they could get back together. I know that it was maybe more of a toxic relationship there towards the end, but like she's so close to her sons and I don't know. I just love all of those people.
So that marriage lasted 3 years. 26 years ago, 1999, the movie Office Space hits theaters. It was a commercial failure in theaters, but wound up being a cult hit after it was released on DVD. And the famed red stapler in Office Space wasn't a real swing line color option until after the movie when fans demanded it.
No way.
So Swingline was the only major stapler brand that would allow their product in Office Space. So Swingline only made gray and dark blue staplers. Mike Judge, the director of Office Space, felt like those colors didn't stand out. So the props department painted it red. And after the movie, Swingline had so much demand for the red staplers, they started producing them.
That's fine.
And now, you guys know.
I prefer my swing line over the Boston.
15 years ago, 2010, Tiger Woods publicly apologizes for his extramarital affairs.
Elon says, beat it, bozo.
It was the first time speaking publicly since he crashed his car into a fire hydrant. And that televised press conference was not enough to save his marriage. Elon divorced him 6 months later, and she got $100 million.
Good for her.
And speaking of divorce, in 2021, Kim Kardashian files for divorce from Kanye West after almost 7 years together.
Best thing that she's ever done.
You remember in a movie, it's the stapler. They gave him a Boston instead of the swing line. And he was upset because the Boston binds up more than the swing line, and that's why he set the office on fire.
I thought it was because they moved him down to storage room B.
Well, the line goes, they switched from swing line to the Boston stapler, but I kept my swing line stapler because it didn't bind up as much, and I kept the staples for the swing line stapler, and it's not okay because if they take my stapler, then I'll set the building on fire.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Been there.
And that's what happened back in the day. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Crap on Celebrities.
And it's brought to you by Cordell and Cordell. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Rihanna's husband and musician A$AP Rocky was found not guilty on 2 felony assault charges related to an altercation from 2021 with A$AP Relly. After the verdict, Rocky told the jury, "Thank you all for saving my life and thank you for making the right decision." I didn't hear anything about this. Like I saw this and thought I did not know this was
How
going
much
on.
time was he facing?
Let's see.
And what was this for? A gun charge, you say?
Yes. So there were 2 counts of assault for allegedly shooting at his friend back in November of 2021. A$AP Relly claimed that Rocky shot at him multiple times while the defense cited inconsistencies with his testimony. And so I don't know how much time he was possibly up for, but Relly has filed a civil lawsuit against Rocky now. However, at this time, he's not going to prison for what he says was a prop gun.
Right. Okay.
You may have some new music to hear. March 2nd at Enterprise Center if you're going to Disturb. This is one of the Point's biggest shows. The band teased some new music coming soon. They posted photos where they're all working in the studio with a caption saying something's coming. So maybe March 2nd we'll get a taste.
Disturbed, huh?
Disturbed.
Have you ever seen them live?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Spirit Box is also coming in town. They are sold out at the pageant. Courtney LaPlante says that they plan on re-recording My House from Paris. So you can check that out on YouTube.
My house is a very, very, very fine house.
Creed have added a
forward to
second day to their Summer of 99 and Beyond Festival. It now is going to run the 18th and 19th of July at the Alpine Valley Music Theater in East Troy, Wisconsin. And so the first day will feature headliners Nickelback, Live, Daughtry, Tonic, Our Lady Peace.
What a great show.
Yes. And then the next day will be Creed, Three Doors Down, Seven Dust, Mammoth, Hinder, Vertical Horizon, and Fuel.
Dude, what a great weekend of music.
Tickets go on sale this Friday at Ticketmaster.com.
So that's the Summer of 99 Fest.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Okay, I read an article. It was in Livewire. Livewire. That's a
Molly Cruz song.
Loudwire. Loudwire. Thank you.
Loudwire.
Thank you. Thank you. It was all about the music during the summer of 1999. Shall we take a trip down memory lane?
Go.
Please.
This was I've been in radio for about a year at this point. This was like my wheelhouse. This is like I was really into everything that was going on.
Everything new.
Everything new. It was what a wild time.
It was great.
The
awesome.
summer of 1999. And this is what Loudwire says. The 90s had been largely dominated by grunge, which had started to fade out by 1997. There was initially an influx of different styles of music vying for attention, ranging from ska revival to electronic music, the emergence of pop punk, and yes, the ascent of nu metal. By 1998, many of the alternative radio stations had veered away from the grunge and the melodic alternative that had a strong presence for much of the 90s. Instead, they began to embrace the rap, rock, and alternative metal sounds that had been emerging, giving it a platform for greater acceptance. Alternative had become alternative once again, en route to bringing heavier music to the mainstream. While nu metal would definitely rule by 2000 with the emergence of Linkin Park, Disturbed, Papa Roach, and a wealth of upstart bands completing their first major records, 1999 was still a bit of a mishmash of sounds. So here we go.
It was like POD, System of a Down.
1999. This is the summer of 99. The pop punk evolution. What's My Age Again came out in 1999. That was the lead single off Blink-182's Enema of the State, which came out on June 1st. And, of course, you had the music video to go along with it. You can't mention pop punk in 99 without The Offspring's Why Don't You Get a Job was huge that summer.
Song.
Lit, My Own Worst Enemy, huge in 1999.
Played Point Fest that year.
Earlier.
Well, I thought that was earlier. For sure.
Nope, it was summer of 99 where that song really took off. Rap rock before it got new, though nu metal is the catch-all term often associated with the music of the latest 90s and early 2000s that dominated rock radio. Over the summer of 99, there was no bigger band in the land than Limp Bizkit. Nookie commanded the airwaves that summer.
Them and Papa Roach for me.
99, also Freak on a Leash from Korn. Kid Rock had Ba with the Ba, huge in 99.
I think Papa Roach was the following year.
The Pop Roach was the following year.
2000. It was like, it was like, it kind of solidified it all.
The summer of 99 also saw the resurgence of the Chili Peppers with John Frusciante coming back to the band.
Yeah,
Scar Tissue around the world dominated over the summer months of 1999. Creed, huge in 99.
That was the My Own Prison?
Creed put out Higher on August 31st, officially kicking off the promotion for their second record, Human Clay.
No, that's what it was.
With Arms Wide Open.
Yeah.
And, of course, you got, Woodstock 99. Ozfest 99 was tremendous.
Family Values was 98 or 99?
It may have been 99. It may have been 98 or 99, but Ozfest 99 was tremendous that year.
Was that Slipknot?
Reunited Black Sabbath, Rob Zombie, Deftones, Slayer, Primus, System of a Down, Godsmack, Static X. All one show.
Yeah, that came through St. Louis.
That was the main stage. Second stage, Slipknot, Fear Factory, Head PE, Push Monkey. Remember them?
Yeah, that Slipknot side stage thing. I think that was the year.
That was, yes.
Where they just tore it to pieces. And the side stage was like insane crowds.
Warped Tour 99. Blink, Less Than Jake, Lit, Living End, Pennywise, Suicidal Tendencies, Seven Dust, Eminem, Ice-T, Bouncing Souls, and more. And then you get the summer of 99 music from movies. You've got American Woman from Lenny Kravitz from the Austin Powers movie Spy Who Shagged Me. You've got Len's Steal My Sunshine.
Steal My Sunshine. What movie was that from?
That was the movie called Go.
Oh, yeah. That was good. That also had No Doubt's, ex-girl, not ex-girlfriend. New. Yeah. That was cool. And that music video from No Doubt's awesome, too.
From American Pie, you have Tonic's You Wanted More. Smash Mouth's All-Star from the movie Mystery Men.
With Ben Stiller.
All from this. These are all the same summer.
That's
summer
awesome.
'99. There was also Kiss put out Detroit Rock City. The movie.
Loved that movie. Have it on DVD,
with
actually.
Edward Furlong.
Dude, that movie's underrated.
It is.
Very funny. Saw it in the theater.
It was a very good movie.
Such a great movie.
And it was.
Natasha Lyonne's in it.
Good love letter to that band.
Yeah. So that was all the summer of '99, which was a great.
All-Star was Mystery Men, huh?
Yeah.
Dang.
Man, that's wild.
The greatest love letter
Did
to
it get was Shrek a different Smash Mouth song?
Yeah, Shrek was.
I just assume every Smash Mouth song was from a Shrek movie.
I know what you're talking about. It's
Shrek was
Shrek 2, I think was.
I think All-Star was in Shrek as well.
But it started in Mystery Men.
I would not have lost that in a trivia.
Dude, the greatest love letter to Kiss ever has been Role Models.
Oh, Role Models.
Yeah.
Role Models actually convinced me that you know what,
So
maybe
good.
Kiss isn't so bad.
So summer '99 was a banner year for music. So much stuff was going
it's
on.
wild. It's wild.
Good.
Okay. The Lost Journals
Welcome
of
back to
Alice.
reality.
Hello, everybody. The Lost Journals of Alice in Chains vocalist Lane Staley is going to be published as a book release on November 11th called This Angry Pen, The Lost Journals of Lane Staley.
Boy, that's weird.
Featuring poems, artwork, lyrics, photos, and more as his inner thoughts and emotions come to life, offering a glimpse into the mind of a musical genius who defined a generation.
I always got mixed feelings about these, journals being released.
Do you?
Yeah, remember they did Kurt Cobain's journals?
I do. I would go to Barnes & Noble. I never had the money to buy it because it was like $50. But the big one, and you could actually see his handwriting.
Yeah.
I would look at that all the time.
I don't like it. I don't think it's okay.
Yeah.
I think this kind of stuff, okay, maybe it belongs in history, but I think the kids should be dead.
He doesn't have kids.
I'm sorry?
Does Lane Staley have?
No.
He doesn't have kids.
No kids.
Okay, let's just say the generation.
But who's going to read it? I mean, we are the generation for this book.
True. Well, because maybe if the family wants to read it, fine. But this is just like putting out music that musicians haven't put out.
But I would imagine the family,
and then they die and they put
the
it out.
The estate has given the green light to this.
I understand.
I always
His
have mixed
mom
emotions.
confirmed publication of it.
Because it's somebody's deepest inner thoughts, and your journal is supposed to be for you.
I felt that way about when they put out Tupac's unfinished works, because some of them were not great. And it's like, he maybe didn't put them out for a reason.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly what I mean. When people put out people's half-done music and all that, and you're like, oh, look, we get the inside of Prince. It's like, but Prince didn't want that out for a reason.
No, and I know, and that's why I got mixed emotions about it, because I love Lane Staley so much, and
you're curious.
I'm curious, and curiosity will get the best of me.
I'm curious. But see, I go into it with the appreciation where I'm like, I'm not expecting anything from a dead guy. I understand these are going to be things that were left that aren't Alice in Chains. I don't know. It's a somber thing, but also I'm curious. I'll look at it.
And maybe the family has curated it where some of the stuff that should be private is kept private.
Absolutely. Maybe.
Maybe give them the benefit that it's out there.
But Staley is listed as the sole author of the book, so nobody is co-doing this with him. It's going to be out by Lane Staley.
He didn't have any kids, huh?
He did not have
Why
kids.
did I think he had kids?
Speaking of Alice in Chains, Jerry Cantrell will be in town this Saturday at the Hawthorne. He's made a few movie cameos, and one that he regrets declining was in Almost Famous. So he was going to be the role of, I guess, one of the bassists in the Stillwater band in Almost Famous, and it went into the guy who actually did it, actor Mark Kosliak, which you know his face, but you probably don't know his name. But I thought that would have been so cool to see Jerry Cantrell in Almost Famous.
Why did he say he turned it down?
He was on a tour for Degradation Trip.
Oh,
and
that's
so he
right.
had just released his solo album. He was out. It was just timing issue. But he regrets it big time.
That was the second record he was on.
Do you know the two movies that he's made cameos in?
He was in the other Cameron Crowe movie, Singles.
Yes.
He was going to be one of the Out of Focus guys?
He was going to be the bassist who was just in the band.
No, he's just in the band. He would have had
Isn't that the movie where he's like, and I'm just one of the out of focus guys?
Oh yeah. That's because the guitarist gets the main artwork on the T-shirts and the lead singer's losing his mind.
And he starts
Jason
screaming
Lee's
about it.
character.
He goes, yeah, why wouldn't you be upset?
Billy Crudup is the one who's the focal point because everybody loves him. He's the guitarist, and Jason Lee's the lead singer. And
Yeah,
I love that whole scene.
That whole scene lives in every band's relationship at some point in the band.
Yes,
Somebody goes, oh, why not?
Yeah.
I'm just one of the out of focus
I've done it with
guys.
my band before. My bassist got mad because the artwork that we had on a poster, and it was like the whole scene was about that.
That scene is one of the most real scenes ever.
What is the other movie he was in? So Singles?
And Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire. What was he in
Jerry Maguire.
He was the kid. He's the little boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
the brain weighs,
Yeah.
the human head weighs 8 pounds. That was Jerry Cantrell?
That's Jerry Cantrell in the back seat. Can you believe it? Fish's
Dogs and bees can smell fear.
He's
Thank
the
you,
money.
Jerry.
Zoo's closed, Ray.
Fish's fan base has come out to support the band, sending Trey Anastasio and company to the top spot of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's fan ballot. I'm just going to give an update each week. Fish is still in the lead, 98,000 votes. Billy Idol, Soundgarden, Cyndi Lauper, and Bad Company round out the top 5.
Fish has some rabid fans.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, this is an obvious thing. Everybody knew that they were going to win the fan vote.
Yeah.
The Soundgarden army isn't as well organized.
No?
55,000, yeah, almost like half. So we need to get Soundgarden up there, and Bad Company, in my opinion. I feel like I want both of those bands to go in.
Fish should get in.
Yeah.
Get him in
Fine.
there.
So they're off of it now?
The 7
Just so we don't have
seconds.
to hear about it.
Yeah, the 7 seconds you showed me the other day. Actually, maybe someone
I liked it.
interested.
I'm bouncing off the walls again.
Yeah, April 21st, vote.rockhall.com. That's the deadline if you'd like to get your fan votes in. The tragic story behind Matthew Perry's sudden death and the alleged culprits being held responsible for it is coming to the screen. On Tuesday, Peacock released a trailer for Matthew Perry, a Hollywood tragedy, which is going to premiere on February 25th. The upcoming doc discusses the Friends actor's final days and the investigation that was launched. I kind of feel like this is going to be similar to what Moon and I were talking about last week with that Diddy documentary on HBO that's just trash.
Just people talking.
Just people talking.
Too soon?
Too soon. Do we know what's going on?
Oh, wait.
I don't know.
Refresh what happened. So, like, the assistant went and got some sort of medication or something, and
that he had a prescription for,
Okay.
and they believe that the doctor overprescribed, and he OD'd in his hot tub and died.
OD'd, or like it put him to sleep and he drowned.
I think he overdosed. I mean, I don't know.
What was it? It was horse tranquilizer? Ketamine.
Ketamine.
Same thing.
Which you have to go to a
Special K, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
is that the same thing?
I think so, yeah.
You need to go to a doctor's office and get that administered. Like, I don't know anybody that's got a person. I mean, obviously he's a celebrity, so he could have privilege, but you have to go to actually get ketamine
Yeah.
medicine
And you don't-
from a doctor.
you
You
don't
can't
do it
just
in a hot tub?
Yeah, you don't do it in a hot tub.
Or your dad's friend, Jeff.
Or your dad's
Yeah.
friend Jeff.
He's got
Good
some.
guy.
He's got some
trustworthy.
K.
After its 50th birthday celebration, Saturday Night Live is going to return in March with back-to-back new episodes. Comedian Shane Gillis is going to host for the second time on March 1st with a musical guest Tate McRae. And Lady Gaga will pull double duty on March 8th. She's going to serve as host and musical guest for the second time. And this is the third SNL host to pull double duty in season 50. Charlie XCX and Timothy Chalamet both have done it yet.
You saw that Paul Simon's coming to town?
Yeah, he's out of
Yeah, that's
retirement
huge.
Because I saw Paul Simon did a thing at the SNL 50
with Sabrina Carpenter.
with Sabrina Carpenter, which was great, which was a song, Homeward Bound?
Homeward Bound.
Which he did with George Harrison back in the day. So he's coming to Stiefel,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought Paul Simon retired.
He did.
Yeah, that got announced, and you said, "Oh, Mister, I'm never going to play again."
I thought he wasn't touring again.
And
but I
now
guess,
here he is.
Just
So he did
think
say
you're
that.
out.
He did say that at some point that I'm
Yeah, he
retiring.
said he was retiring.
He said he was retiring.
Maybe he's retiring from pickleball. Maybe.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't say from what. Idiots.
We misunderstood. We assumed it was music, but
Something else.
Maybe he hates his home life. I'm assuming he hates his home life so much
What?
Oh,
that he's got to get out there. He goes, Edie Brickell, right? He's married to Edie Brickell.
Is he?
you think he
You know
just gets
so much about
aggressive?
Paul Simon.
Mr. Paul Simon gets aggressive when he stays home too long.
Yes.
So soft.
I hear the man's got a temper.
Really?
For real? You
Yeah.
being serious?
He's a
For
little
real.
guy.
Ask Art Garfunkel.
Yeah.
a
Let's
saint.
get that side of
What,
the
did you
story.
beat him up or something?
Yeah.
Are you being serious?
They
From
got
what
into
I
it.
hear.
Tell me more.
First of all, Paul Simon's face. Jeez. Tight.
How tall is Paul Simon? Is he little? I mean, I get the perception
4'11".
he's little.
You're telling me it was Garfunkel versus Simon? There was a boxing match at some point?
So, yeah.
He's my
No
height, dude.
way.
We are 5'3",
Yeah,
and we're brethren.
Wow.
Garfunkel's hair used to be a slick down comb over, and he got uppercutted by Simon, and it went poof. It poofed it out, and then he just rolled with it.
Garfunkel's 5'9".
It was an all uppercuts brass knuckle
You
fight.
serious?
Yeah.
Dude, Garfunkel looks 7 feet tall next to Paul Simon, so if he's only 5'9",
I look
imagine.
7 feet tall next to Paul Simon.
Let's go see Paul Simon, and I'll stand next to him, so we can feel better. Well, I mean, I'll feel the same, but you guys will feel good.
Will he do Call Me Al?
I
He
hope
has to,
so.
right?
Yeah, of course.
Wait,
What do you mean, of course?
That's the one that sounds like a hokey TV show thing, right? That's really, really catchy.
It's the Chevy Chase one.
Using bottom buttons.
That's what Paul Simon's going to
I
sound
will
like?
be your bodyguard. You
Yeah.
can be my long lost pal.
That song rules, but sounds
And the video's incredible.
so weird.
The videos with Chevy
Chevy.
Chase. Dude.
Wake up. Hollywood is resurrecting a classic Western saga in Lonesome Dove from the book series by Larry McMurtry. Lonesome Dove was previously made into an award-winning miniseries that I never watched, starring Tommy Lee Jones, Chris Cooper, Diane Lane, and Danny Glover. Anybody watched Lonesome Dove?
I've seen
Loved
it.
it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's good.
Just the song.
No word on any specific details
Actors.
yet,
That's awesome.
or actors.
Big shoes to fill.
I think I might be in it, so we'll find
You
out.
should audition for that,
That's
Scott.
the Bobby Duvall one?
You could be the dove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donnie Wahlberg is returning as his Blue Bloods character in the spinoff called Boston
Donnie?
Blue. Donnie. It's going to premiere sometime later this season on CBS. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban's home. Keith Urban, who is not a real person.
Nope.
Their home was burglarized. Sources say they were not home at the time. They came home and an employee scared this person off, but they busted through like a plate glass window and tried stealing some stuff.
They saw his wigs. They've seen
Saw
too
all the
much.
Was that a Team Rizz member that's like, we got to go find out?
They've seen too much.
The
Keith
Galactic Space Federation is looking for them right now.
Remember, nobody can name a Keith Urban song.
Right.
And
Nobody.
Keith Urban was never born. He has no childhood pictures.
Right.
He just existed. He just popped. He's from another
Nobody
planet.
knows a Keith Urban song, but yet he's famous for being a musician.
I know. And he's a great guitarist,
Just
allegedly.
aliens who watched John and Kate +8, and they're like, "This is what humans look like." Keith, put on this wig.
He has a song,
And
You
he's
Can Call
never
Me
taken it off.
Australian.
Really?
Yeah.
Cynthia Erivo is going to play Jesus Christ in Jesus Christ Superstar. According to the Hollywood Bowl website, it's going to be happening August 1st through the August 1st to August 3rd. Other cast members are going to be announced at a later date. The production's being all choreographed and directed as of right now.
I can't wait.
But Cynthia Erivo,
I will
everybody,
be
is
first to get
Jesus
tickets for that.
Christ. And finally, when Harrison Ford visited the set of Goonies, Steven Spielberg played a pretty excellent prank on him. So Ke Huy Quan was recently interviewed by The Guardian, and he said, I was starstruck when Harrison Ford came to visit because I had made Indy, And there was a biography of him out that Harrison Ford hated. So Steven Spielberg went out, bought 300 copies of this book. So when Harrison Ford arrived on set, everybody from the security guard, the gaff tape guys, the camera equipment people, everybody was reading this Harrison Ford book when he walked in. And he was so pissed when he walked in and, like, obviously got the joke. But how fun is that?
I feel like Harrison Ford is not a prankable dude.
No.
And the only guy that could do it would be Spielberg.
Well,
and get away with it.
And who was the who was the musician who was at Harrison Ford's house? It was that video where he goes, "Get the hell out of my house."
Smash Mouth.
David Blaine.
Oh, yeah.
When he peels out, like, the card from an orange in Harrison Ford's kitchen.
Get out of my house.
Get the F out of my house.
Oh,
Like,
magician.
Yeah, the magician.
I thought you said musician.
I'm sorry, did I say musician?
John Mayer? I don't know who he kick. That seems like
John Mayer.
That seems like someone he would kick out of his
Paul
house.
Simon, get the hell out of my house. Garfunkel, you could stay.
Anyway, that's your crap on celebrities.
Celebrity celebrating a birthday on this fine day. Begin with Millie Bobby Brown. She is 21. Jackson Pace, that's Gage on The Walking Dead, also in Homeland. Chris Brody is 26. Victoria Justice is 32. Ophelia Lovabond, that is somebody, it's the collector's slave Karina from Guardians of the Galaxy, is 39. Haley Duff, Hillary's big sister, is 40. That's Sandy from Seventh Heaven. Also, the girl who stuck up for Pedro for president in Napoleon Dynamite.
That's right.
Is 40. Bellamy Young, President Millie Grant on Scandal is 55. Benicio del Toro is 58. Justine Bateman, not Justin, Justine is 59. Seal is 62. Leslie David Baker, that's Stanley on The Office, is 67. Jeff Friggin Daniels is 70. Tony Iommi is 77. Paul Dean, Loverboy songwriter and guitar player, is 79. And Smokey Robinson, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, is 85 years old.
All right, today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Moxie Madron. Moxie Madron has been in 84 fine films, including 5 Shades of Discipline, Chasing White Booty 6, a movie called Double Decker Sandwich 12, The Gangbang Squad 10, Hooter Nation 4, Lord and Master, Mommy, not Dearest, but Mommy Rarest.
Oh.
Super Horse 14, and who could forget her role in 2010's Natural Porn Killers. Moxie Madron is 46 years old. That's porno birthday.
Kind of a cool name.
Moxie Madron?
Moxie.
Moxie.
Kind of
Moxie
cool
Crime Fighter is whose kid? That's
There's someone named Moxie Crime Fighter?
Penn Gillette's kid.
Moxie Crime Fighter Gillette?
I believe so, yes.
Very cool.
Somebody may want to double check that.
Crime Fighter.
Yeah, let's just go with it.
But Moxie Crime Fighter Gillette, I believe, is Penn Teller's kid.
Can you imagine putting Crime Fighter on, middle name on like a passport?
Baby.
Yeah, like a passport application or something like that. Crime Fighter.
Yeah, but he's a weird guy.
Well, I love it. Weird names, I love it, man.
Whose kid is Pilot Inspector?
I thought that was a Zaba. That's Noon Unit.
Jason Lee's kid.
Jason Lee's kid
that's
is Pilot
right.
Inspector. Penn Gillette's kid is Moxie Crime Fighter.
Dude, you are
Nice.
right. Moxie Crimefightер, all one word, just Crime
Yeah.
Fighter. Gillette. With
Awesome.
a J, not to be confused with razors.
All right, listen, we're going to take a break. We'll come back, and we're going to give away some stuff. We got Lumineers tickets. Lumineers playing a big summer show on July 23rd over at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Tickets are on sale Friday at 10 a.m. We got tickets to go see Kill Switch Engage at the Factory March 6th. Tickets for Point Fest, of course, coming up on May 17th at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. And we have 1 pair of tickets left to go see Disturbed with 3 Days Grace and Seven Dust March 2nd over at Enterprise. The game after the break is called
Try Me.
Try Me, but it's T-R-I.
Ooh, wordplay.
So, Rafe, explain.
It's very simple. I'm going to give you 3 things. You have to tell me what they have in common. Okay. For instance, I might say a question, a balloon, and a cherry. Things you pop. Got it? There it is.
Okay.
So it's very much. I will give you 3 things. You have to tell me what category they all fall into. There is a right answer. You'll get 2 out of 3. You get 3 chances at it. If you get 2 out of 3. You win.
All right, so Rafe will name 3 things. You tell us what the common thread is.
That's very simple.
That's it. 2 out of 3 right, You win.
You win tickets.
Your choice of prizes while supplies last. 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. Try me. The trial run. The maiden voyage.
The maiden voyage
is next. All right, 8:06. Wednesday, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Left lane closed due to a crash. 270 northbound just after Olive. 70 up by the bridge is a mess. 2 lanes closed. Right-hand shoulder closed due to a stalled vehicle. 70 westbound just after Earth City Expressway. Look out. Listen, all the roads are yellow on my map, meaning slow. Clearly, there's snow everywhere.
Well, you got to take it slow.
Yeah, your point forecast, flurries. High of 18 right now. It's 7 at the Point Studio.
It's like Blink-182. Good to go? All right, we are very, very excited about this one tonight. I have to tell you this, Amy Lee. Amy Lee from Evanescence.
Hi.
Peabody Opera House show tonight. So it was so great when we announced this particular show because it was almost like a firework that went off twice. Because people were like, oh, Evanescence is coming back. And they'd be excited. And then, oh, it's with an orchestra. Ooh, you know what I mean? People were so excited about this and playing this beautiful Peabody Opera House. It's the perfect place for it. You've got to play some pretty great venues during this run with the orchestra, right?
That's right. It's been a whole new world. Normally, you know, what we gravitate towards and what I want is like no seats.
Universal Windows Direct. All right, it's February. I should not have to twist your arm to let you know that it's cold outside. It's 9 degrees. Was the high today, and it hurt. It hurt my bones. It hurt my fingers to clean off my windshield. And maybe you're feeling that in your home. And love is in the air in February. And if you're not in love with the way your home feels this winter, Universal Windows Direct has the perfect solution with their Love Your Windows sales event. If you're feeling the chills, and I know damn well you are because it's freezing today, your energy bills are probably through the roof for this month. It's time to make a change. And Universal Windows Direct has a deal that you can't resist. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. Buy as many as you want. For every 2 you buy, you get 2 free. It's a perfect way to save big while upgrading your home, and that's not all. Universal Windows Direct is also offering no-interest financing for 3 years. That means 36 months, you don't pay a dime. You're putting money in your wallet with all the money you're saving on your energy bills, and you don't have to pay any interest. You get them paid off. You're a genius. Your family worships you. You get Dad of the Year. You get a coffee cup that's sanctioned by the president as #1 Dad of the Year. Already have a price from another company? Universal Windows Direct will beat it. So if you got a quote, don't go with it. Take it to Universal Windows Direct to get a better deal. All right? That's a more energy-efficient home. You reduce those sky-high heating bills. Enjoy a consistent temperature in every room and say goodbye to those cold drafts for good. So don't let the winter chills hit you in the wallet or you're shivered to your bones anymore, all right? The comfort and peace of mind you get with Universal Windows Direct is worth the money. Call 314-334-2522 to get a free in-home estimate today. Or visit universalwindowsdirect.com this February. Fall in love with your windows. Fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with your home. And like me, you will be saying, I love my windows.
Oh, hey, just sitting here checking out all my awards. You know, there are many ways to reach us in the Point Studio. You could call us. You could social media us. I think you could even fax us. But there's a new way. It's called Mic Drop. Yes, download the Point app, click the Mic Drop feature, talk into your phone, and your message goes right to us. Look, I just got one from Jeff Burton.
Hey, Rizz, great show today. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, I f***ing read this stupid f***ing thing that head told me to read.
That's right, the new Mic Drop feature. Download the Point app.
Is this thing f***ing recording still?
What an absolute honor. This is first Ho-Ho show of 2017. Headliner tonight, Rise Against, Tim McElrath from Rise Against. Absolute pleasure to meet you, man.
Good to be here, yeah.
So, okay, a couple of things that I wanted to ask you about, but I think I'm going to kind of start on the serious side of things, if that's all right with you.
Let's do it.
It is an unbelievable time in our country politically. Some people would maybe not say that it's a sad time politically, but I think that it's one of the lowest points that I can ever remember.
Yeah.
As somebody that is keeping track of what's going on in the world, like I know you guys do. Sometimes myself, I get so frustrated with just the daily, just punch in the face of it all, that I kind of want to back away from it. How do you consume the news that's out there? And do you ever get that feeling like when you're reading like Twitter or Facebook or something like, God, I feel like I got punched in the face just trying to get through the news of the day?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's so overwhelming, and you're like, we live in such a tumultuous time right now, especially in American history. And for a band like us who've been plugging away this for like 18 years and singing about the ills of society and singing about things where places where we find injustice, we want to like, put water where the fire is. It's kind of what we do. And so to have all these ideas that we thought made such progress on, we made such progress on, I feel like racism and sexism and homophobia and xenophobia, and I feel like all that stuff kind of has come to rear its ugly head back again. And in this administration has such a permissive culture around all those ideas, which is sad. It lets you know and it reminds you that the monsters of racism and sexism don't ever really go away. No. We put them behind bars, but they find their way out, if we don't constantly maintain that visibility on those issues. And so it's interesting, as a band that's been trying to rile people up for 18 years, I'm excited to see people riled up.
Sure.
I don't care that if it wasn't Rise Against to do it. I don't care what did it.
Right.
And certainly this election did it. So I get to see a lot of people who have opened their eyes, a lot of people who have traditionally buried their head in the sand, who have now come out and said, I gotta be more engaged. I have to speak up when I hear something that's wrong. I see what happens now when good people stay silent, And so we've been a band through 4 different presidential administrations. So we also realized that a lot of the problems with this administration, are just symptoms of a bigger disease. There's an ideology that fuels administrations like this one, and the ideology is something that we like to attack. It's more effective to treat the disease than just to be constantly treating the symptoms.
Now I'm 41, and when the undercurrent, this is kind of a crazy, like when the undercurrent of racism started to sort of peak back up kind of and became sort of acceptable in the last couple of years, or what, not acceptable, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, did it at all shock you? It shocked me because
Absolutely,
I was like, this is still happening? Like we're really going backwards. So it really still took me a while to go like, it's really like this now, huh?
Right. And to have, I think that, I think all of us are aware enough to know that racism never really went away. It certainly has existed. And then there are parts of the country that keep it kind of politely under their hat,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this kind of brazen attitude towards it, where it was this kind of unashamed, unapologetic racism, and this, which was really kind of like a dismissal of our history as a country.
It's 9 degrees out, wind chill -6, sucks. But listen, spring's around the corner. Next thing you know, we're going to be outside, we're going to be grilling, we're going to be on our deck surveying our land, watching the dogs run around the backyard, the nicely fenced-in backyard. What if you don't have a nice deck? What if the deck you have on the house right now is in disrepair? Well, you should call Chesterfield Fence and Deck. They are the best in the business. Been around for 57 years now. Chesterfield Fence and Deck has been one of St. Louis's top names in home improvement. Quality and professionalism, that's what they put first in every single thing they do. Whether it be that gorgeous new deck, or a great fence for the yard, or a sunroom, a screen room, patio, retaining wall, windows. Free in-home estimates, free project design, no obligation. All the products are guaranteed by a 5-year labor warranty. And the accolades, I mean, we're talking about a Better Business Bureau accredited business with an A+ rating. Better Business Bureau Torch Award winner. SBA Family Owned Small Business of the Year. Remodeling Magazine puts out their top 550 every year. For so many years, they've been in the top 100 replacement contractors across the country. You mentioned the Rizz Show this month, you'll get 20% off your next installed outdoor project. It's Chesterfield Fence Deck, online at chesterfieldfence.com. After all, who doesn't want a bigger deck?
Will there be celebrity guests on this show? Who does number 2 work for? Have you ever wondered what your boss's bathroom routine is like? Well, me neither. But we might find out today whether we like it or not on the number 2 show.
was talking about his wife's going down to Dallas to go get a new dog. A dachshund? Is that what he said?
No, it's a Chihuahua and a dachshund. It's a German taco, as they say.
Oh. Oh. Oh, no, we've all got pets here.
Mm-hmm.
I read a story about a guy accidentally poisoning his girlfriend's dog after mixing up pet medication with human medication.
Oh, no.
Now, when you get medicine for your dogs or your cats, and it comes in a pill bottle, does it look like a normal medication pill bottle?
Mine doesn't. It's like a big blue tube rather than
that's
like
what
a
ours
small
is.
Orange tube.
Yeah, but even like the thing has like a green sticker on it or something, right?
Our vet gives the dog medication a big blue tube, and the label's got like paw prints on it.
So you know.
So you know, but I guess it could happen. So this woman named Becky, she panicked when she came home and found out her boyfriend had accidentally given their dog Ambien
Oh no.
rather than the pet's prescribed medication to treat a urinary tract infection.
Oh, so now it's sleeping and peeing.
Well, do you know the most common human medication harmful to dogs, what it is? Like in order? The 10 most common human medications harmful to dogs.
Ibuprofen?
That's number 2. Ibuprofen is the second worst thing you can give them.
Oh no.
Antifreeze.
No, these are actual medications. Like
X-Lax.
No, like aspirin is the worst thing. The worst thing a dog could have is aspirin. Then ibuprofen. Then naproxen, which is Aleve.
Yeah, it's a fever reducer.
Acetaminophen, Xanax, Ambien, ACE inhibitors, beta blockers, Adderall. You got to be
careful.
really careful with this stuff.
Yeah, like if it falls on the ground, get it. You know, some people just spilled pills everywhere. Get them all. Never know.
Yeah. We're super fortunate with radio. She doesn't even, she's a medium-sized dog, but we have like a small coffee table or low coffee table. And even if we had her favorite food on there, she does not eat it unless she's told it's okay. And even with her food, she's so weird and picky. She like picks out one bite and then puts it on the floor and then picks it up and eats it. So she's so weird about food. We could leave anything anywhere and not worry about it.
We got Bilbo Baggins coming to move in.
I know.
Well-
Bilbo Stanley Baggins may be totally.
You never know. In this house, though, they said so the dog's medication came in a brown bottle that looks similar to the one that the human medication came in. Which I would think if you're a good vet, you would put medicine in a bottle that doesn't look like it could be
Right.
You think there would be a standard like, hey, pet bottles are this color
Is there
and
a-
human
I don't know
bottles
if-
are this color?
Are there any vets out there that is there a standard?
I mean, maybe that's a little bit
I don't know.
on the vet, but I
Because
mean,
I've had both where it's come in the little brown ones, and we've had.
I don't know. People are dumb.
yeah, I understand that, but like,
Why
when
leave
is it?
anything to chance?
Okay, but when is it your responsibility? Like dog medicine, kid medicine, person medicine, whatever. It's still medicine. Wouldn't you like make sure and go, okay, yeah, this is.
But
for-
also, who's leaving their dog medicine next to the human medicine? Wouldn't you put it with your dog stuff where it's
Yeah,
in
that's
a,
what
but
I mean.
sometimes everything's in the kitchen. Like everything's at the center of the house is the kitchen, and everything's there.
Yeah.
Everything's in the kitchen.
I know what you're saying. A vet could have been the preventative rescuer.
Right.
here.
It's not. But just, you got to assume everybody's stupid.
I guess that's it.
So I mean, why put kid latches on things then?
Well,
keep the dogs out.
Keep the dogs out. Exactly. Thank you, Scott. I don't know. I thought there would be a standard. Apparently, there's not.
you know what the standard is? Learning how to read in kindergarten and first grade.
Listen, we
So
do
you can
stories
avoid
where
this.
women are putting instead of eye drops, super glue in their eyes.
And then it's really hard to read.
We're just overworked, okay? People are not paying attention. Nobody's mindful. Like, our baselines are not mindful. So, yeah, we got the liquid glue in the freaking eyeball instead of eye drops. We're giving the
She's
dog
right.
Xanax
I'm going to
because
meditate for the next 30 minutes, guys. I'll see you.
we're not
I'm just
mindful.
gonna turn my back to everyone.
We're going 1,000,000 miles per hour and our attention spans are 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, but you know who becomes more mindful? The guy who just killed his dog on accident. You know what I mean? Like,
thank God this dog was okay. They had to call like the poison the pet poison hotline. It wound up costing almost $1,500 just to figure out what was wrong with the dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's expensive.
It's expensive.
I mean, I'm bummed.
Buy a lot of dogs for $1,500. How much you pay for this German taco?
Oh, nothing. I told you we inherited.
See?
Yeah, the dog's
a free dog.
Dog's been passed around. I know. Ain't nothing better than a cool dog that came for free.
I'm excited to see a photograph of the German
Oh, dude,
hot
he's
dog.
so freaking
What are you
cute.
calling
He's
it?
got German taco. He's
German
got these,
taco.
I guess they're called, I looked it up. They're called chiweenies and a couple other things. There's satellite dishes for ears on this thing. He's so freaking cute.
Is he long hair?
Nah, he's short hair.
Gross.
So cute.
Ugh. You had me. I almost puked when you said the long hair.
Chiweenie. Oh. They're so cute.
Chiweenie. All right, let's give away some stuff. All right, and today's contest is sponsored by
CarStar, your auto body experts, nationwide coverage. Look up carstar.com for your local dealership.
All right, so the game we're playing is called?
It's called Try Me, and I know we don't do shout-outs, so I can't possibly thank Lori K., whose birthday it is today, for helping me come up with the idea for this game.
What's up, Lori?
I would if I could, but we don't do that, so I
Lori.
can't
No,
possibly
we
say,
don't.
Lori K., happy birthday, I love you.
We don't do that.
We don't do that. So we're going to do this game called Try Me. Basically, I'm going to give you 3 things. You have to tell me what the common theme are. I gave you an example before the break. For instance, if I was to say, it's usually things that blank, right? So if I said a question, a cherry, a balloon, things you pop.
Okay.
Right? I'll give you guys, let's do a little dry run in here.
Okay.
All right.
Rizz?
Yeah.
Coffee, the sun, and an oven.
Things that are hot.
That is correct. Things that are hot.
Oh.
Moon.
What?
Ghosts. Spiders. The dark.
Things people are afraid of.
That is correct. Things that are scary.
Those things you find on the web.
Things you find on the web. All right.
No.
Learn. Honey. Glue. Tape.
Things that are sticky.
There we go. See? Some will be that easy. Some will be a little more thinkers. We're not going to set a hard timer, but this shouldn't take more than 5 to 7 seconds. We're not going to wait all day. And if you don't have an answer, you're going to have to spit something out. So there it is. That's the game.
2 out of 3 right, you win. Your choice of tickets while supplies last. Lumineers, Kill Switch Engage, Point Fest, and Disturb tickets. I think we got 1 pair of Disturb tickets left. So first come, first serve. All right, Cody, you ready to play?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Cody, here we go.
Cody is ready. All right,
The 3
Cody.
things.
Let's play Try Me, Cody. Here's your first category. Ready? Airplanes, birds, time.
Things that fly.
That is correct. Things that fly.
That's correct.
You're 1 on your way to those last pair of Disturb tickets. All right. This one's a little tougher, maybe. Ice cream, snowmen, panties around Jason Momoa.
Things that melt.
Yo!
Damn right.
Damn right. It's things that melt. See, you're killing it.
All right, Cody, what do you want?
Kill switch, please.
Kill Switch Engage. You are going, my friend.
Right on,
Mark
thank
6
you.
over at the factory. Hang on 1 second. That's how you do that.
That's how you do it.
Nathan, hello. Hello, Nathan in Highland. Nathan going once, Nathan's gone.
Bye.
Mike, hello.
How are you, Rizz?
So far, so good. So far, so good. All right, let's play.
Who I got, Mike?
Mike.
Good luck, Mike. First category. Toothbrush, soap, towel.
Things in a bathroom?
That is correct. Things found in a bathroom. Very well.
Okay.
Here you go for the win. Kids on a playground, pocket doors, white people on wedding reception dance floors.
I don't know.
Say it again.
Kids on a playground, pocket doors, white people on wedding reception dance floors.
Things that slide.
That's damn right. It's things that slide. Good job.
I was like,
From the jaws of defeat. I was getting ready to buzz him out.
All right, Mike, what do you want?
Point Fest.
Point Fest, you are going on May 17th. Hang on 1 second. All right, let's go to Abby in St. Louis. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning.
All right, Abby, let's play.
Good luck, Abby. Abby, firefly, lamp, candle.
Things that light up or glow.
That is correct. Things that light up.
Okay, next.
Swiss cheese, strainer, golf course.
Things with holes.
Well, yes. You guys are better. I just made these too easy. First run. This was the first run.
All right, Abby, what do you want?
Give me Point Fest.
Point Fest. You are gone May 17th. Hang on. Okay. Let's go to Justin in St. Louis. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, Rizzuto Show. Happy birthday, Rizz.
Thanks, buddy. Here we go.
All right, Justin, here you go, bud. Basketball, checks, double D boobies.
Things that bounce.
Oh, all right. You didn't wait a second. All right. Snow globe, dice, hands.
Say it again.
Snow globe, dice, hands.
Things that shake?
That is correct. Things that you shake.
Very good.
Winner.
See, you guys are good at this.
What do you want?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I want Kill Switch.
Well, take them. They're yours. Kill Switch
All
Engage.
right. Sweet.
March 6th at the factory. Great. I'm glad
Thank
this
you,
all
guys.
worked out.
Great.
All right. You want it, you got it. What's going on right now?
I want
don't
kill
know.
switch. And you got them.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, you won.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I want these Kill Switch tickets.
You got them. All right, Eric. Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, Eric. Let's play Try Me.
All right, Eric. Let's see how you do. Eric, Magic Assistant, Snapchat message, socks in dryers.
Things you lose.
I'm going to say no, sorry. Things that disappear. Things that disappear.
Sorry. What was that again?
Magic Assistant, Snapchat messages, and socks in a dryer. Things that disappear. I'm not going to accept lose on that one, but good guess.
Okay.
Here you go. From the jaws of defeat. Get these two and you're in. Piano, Florida, treasure chest.
Things you tune.
Oh,
sorry, buddy.
No.
Things that have keys.
Keys.
Things that have keys.
Things with
First
keys.
loser.
Keys.
Eric.
It's all right. We had somebody had to go sometime, buddy. Good try.
Stacy in Washington. Hello, Stacy.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
All right, Stacy's. Dragonfly, Pegasus, Maxi Pads.
Things that have wings.
Yeah, baby. Here we go. For the win. Grain of rice, ants, actor Ken Jeong's penis.
Things that are tiny.
That's correct.
All right.
Wow.
Things that are small, I'm accepting tiny. Good job.
Stacy, what do you want?
Let's do Disturbed.
Disturbed. Final pair go to Stacy in Washington. Congratulations. Hang on. And we'll end it there. Thank you.
Good job, everyone.
Good
cool.
job. Good job. Thank you.
I got to turn up the heat a little bit on that one, I think.
Good, though. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Chris Kerber. It is 8:30. It's Wednesday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 2 lanes blocked due to a crash. 270 northbound just after Olive. Also, a right-hand blocked and a right-hand right lane blocked, a right-hand shoulder blocked due to a crash. 64 westbound at 40. 40 Drive. Your point forecast flurries, high of 18. Right now it's 8 at the Point Studio.
Tim, how are you, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, and I'm going to tell you that I did something today, and I shouldn't even bring it up that I'm doing it. Okay. I wore a shirt specifically to impress you because I was interviewing you, and,
right.
and normally I don't do that.
Right.
But I did, but also too, and they can't see it, but I've got this awesome Masked Intruder shirt on, and I
love it.
Yeah, and I just figured that would be one of those bands that you would be, very cool, like.
that we're a band that Rise Against played with somewhere along the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we have. A Mask Intruder, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're a Fat Records band.
Yep.
And, you know, I still consider us part of the Fat Records family. You know, like that's where we got our start. That's who first signed our band. That's how we got our wings. You know what I mean? Was because that label was so much more than just a record label. It was a family. We joined that. We joined that family.
Has been serving folks 21 and over the coldest beer and the cheapest and best eats for more than 40 years. Why go anywhere else? You can check the website, fasteddiesbonair.com, to see live entertainment 7 days a week. You want live entertainment? Fast Eddie's offers the best in live music 7 days a week. Opens daily at 11 a.m. and is now accepting credit cards. You got the huge heated outdoor patio. And, you know, we had a couple people that worked here that celebrated their 21st birthdays over there because they just couldn't wait to experience Fast Eddie's Bon Air, and the first time you can is for your 21st birthday. So it's a great place for a birthday party, a great place for any sort of celebration. Maybe you just need to get away from the world a little bit and go out and experience that legendary destination for a great time that is Fast Eddie's Bon Air in Alton, Illinois. 20 minutes from anywhere, 367 North, cross that Clark Bridge, hang a right and follow the signs, and you are there. Again, plan your experience. Maybe you got some friends coming in from out of town. Well, I mean, you know, maybe it's been a minute since you've been out there. Take a group of friends. Take your family. Get out to Fast Eddie's Bon Air. Again, the only rule is you got to be 21. No kids. 21 and in the mood. And did you hear the news? Now accepting credit cards. Now accepting debit cards. No need to bring cash. That is huge. Fast Eddie's, again, been serving folks 21 and up for 40-plus years. Why go anywhere else when you got Fast Eddie's Bon Air? If you're 21 and in the mood, head to Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
Oh, hey, just sitting here checking out all my awards. You know, there are many ways to reach us in the Point Studio. You could call us. You could social media us. I think you could even fax us. But there's a new way. It's called Mic Drop. Yes, download the Point app, click the Mic Drop feature, talk into your phone, and your message goes right to us. Look, I just got one from Jeff Burton.
Hey, Rizz, great show today. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, I f***ing read this stupid f***ing thing that head told me to read.
That's right, the new Mic Drop feature. Download the Point app.
Is this thing f***ing recording still?
What's going on? It's Liv, and I am joined right now by a hailstorm. It is Point Fest 2022. So stoked to have you guys here, back from the dead, back here in St. Louis.
Absolutely. Yes, she said it.
Round two.
Round
back
two.
from the dead.
Roll credits.
Yes. The only storm today is going to be hailstorm.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And we guarantee it.
Yes. Now, what I wanted to bust out, why I have my iPad here, is I've been a fan of yours for a while. And I kind of talked about this a little bit with the Struts, kind of watching your style change over the years.
Oh, boy.
And that's something I've definitely noticed with you guys. The first time I ever saw you was in 2011. Ooh. And I don't know if the camera will be able to pick this up too much, but I got Lizzie here.
Oh, yes. This is
wearing a white corset, like an American flag bra.
American flag bra that I sewed myself. Thank you very much.
And then think like
polka
Hot
dot.
Topic skirt, fishnets.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to see this, but I'm, yes.
Hot Topic was so hot back
This
then.
was, what is it, 2011? Yeah, 2010 and 2011 were, I feel like I couldn't decide.
Okay.
So I just wore everything. Do I want a corset? Do I want boots? Do I want leggings?
Yes.
Do I want a
all of
skirt?
it.
Do I want to wear my bra on the outside? Absolutely. Yes.
Incredible. So, like, you know, being able to watch you guys change, and RJ, I have some pictures of you. You had like long
I look the
purple
same, right?
hair.
Yeah, I'm totally the same.
Totally the same. So, as you guys, you know, grow as a band, like, are those conscious decisions to change the style, or do you think it just kind of happens with just maturing?
Well, I wouldn't say maturity. We can definitely take that off the table. But I think it's just the natural evolution of things. I feel like every couple tours feels like a different lifetime. So you almost have to like evolve. And so, and obviously, like, I have a lot of really awesome rock star friends, and so sometimes we'll play a show, be like, oh, I think I could pull that off. Where do I find that? On the internet, like, you know, get it somewhere. So
Josh's style is the only one that's matured.
Josh is very consistent, I think.
yes.
Yeah, fair. I've made some bad choices.
Our lighting designer gave you a great compliment. He said, Josh doesn't just throw on clothes, he dresses.
Ooh,
That's true.
I like that. I
Yes.
like
With
that.
purpose. Yes.
So Back from the Dead is out. How different would this latest release have been had it not been for the pandemic?
It would be a totally, completely different record.
Wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, or
like
it wouldn't have or it wouldn't have happened, especially in the way that it was. Back from the Dead is really a true depiction of that journey that we were going through. And the craziest moment was we were all listening to the final mixes and we're like, guys, I think we made a heavy record. We weren't really intending on doing that, but we didn't have a stage to lay any of those emotions out on. We didn't have the camaraderie we do with other bands. We weren't seeing live music, so we had to lay it out there somewhere. So yeah, it would have been completely different.
Sure. It is heavy, but it still has all the elements, I think, of a Hailstorm album. Like, I can turn on a Hailstorm album, and I can get the feels, I can get horny, and I can get angry, and, like, all the emotions are in there.
So that's a solid night. That's a solid night.
It really is. You hit all the points on there.
I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm horny. What to do?
We're gonna have to write some songs about being hungry too, because then we
There
get
you
the
go.
full array of you know.
And then you guys can retire, and you've covered it all, you've done it all. But I really think you guys are one of the busiest bands, I think, going right now, because you tour like nobody else. Do you feel like the pandemic was good in that it gave you time to just be?
I think in some ways, for me, I have a very hard time sitting still. But whereas with Josh has a family.
The Federal Reserve and interest rates, I don't know. It's hard to keep track of all that stuff, but you know who's an expert is Kevin Putney at the 123 Mortgage Team. Kevin's the man, 314-862-0123. So if you're looking to maybe refinance your house, lower your monthly payments, shorten your loan term, Kevin's got a call. If you're looking to access your home's equity for renovations like a new kitchen or a bathroom upgrade, call Kevin Putney. He'll get you the money within 5 days. Or if you're looking to buy your first house, secure your dream home with more affordable financing, call Kevin Putney. Have him work out that home loan for you. He'll also track rate changes to make you get in at the right time, the optimal time. He's going to craft a mortgage strategy tailored to your goals. Let's get the process going. 314-862-0123, online at 123mortgage.com. It's Kevin Putney, Equalizing Opportunity. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Restrictions apply. Call for details. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, 123mortgage.com, 314-862-0123.
Aha! Welcome back to the farm. So today's a special day because I got Mark from Colonel Landscaping here. Hey, Mark.
How's it going?
So Mark brought us a gift. The gift of a tree. So, Mark, what is it?
Back to the program. Let's talk to Chris Kerber. Oh, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Kerber. Good morning, Chris.
How are you?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, where are you at, Chris?
I'm right here.
Oh, okay. Your phone was...
Thought you were at Stan Mikidis' donut joint up in Aurora, Illinois or something.
No, not today.
Not today.
All right, let me ask you all a question, by the way, before we get started with the hot talk. And by the way, our little chat with Chris is brought to us by Blue Note Roofing. All right, don't look at your phones. Everybody, don't look at your phones.
Okay.
How many photos do you have in your photo camera roll?
Oh, God.
Ooh. That's a great question.
Without
2,500, I'm guessing?
You say 500?
No, I'm saying 2,500.
2,500.
I'm going to say like 9,000.
9,000 for Lern. Moon, how many do you have?
5,600.
5,600. Rafe.
I'm going to say, dude, I might be pushing 20K.
20,000 photos.
Whoa.
Do you delete the back? Like, do you go through and purge out photos you don't need, though? Or you
I
keep
always
them all
say
in?
I'm gonna. and then I don't. I have an app that does it for me, but I don't ever use it.
Well, that's good.
It's like an app that'll like look at similar photos and delete 3 of them. If
Scott,
you're taking 3.
How many do you have? Do you say without looking at your
No,
phone?
it's more than one. I'm going to say probably about 11,000.
11,000.
Oh my gosh, dude!
I would think I may have 2,000. Maybe.
Can we look at our phones and see?
Well, I will tell you what the average is. The
Okay.
average person. So, Chris, you said 2,500?
Yeah.
The average person has 1,598 photos.
Oh my gosh, what did you say? 1,000 what?
1,598.
Okay, and I guess that I have 5,600, which is almost 5 times more than that. Guess how many that I actually have.
How do I find that out?
You just go to your photos and it'll say.
And it'll say underneath. I'm one photo away from 11,000.
No, it doesn't say that.
11,000.
Yep.
You're right on. What did you say you were doing?
All right, hang on.
9.
You guys want to know mine?
Here, I'm going to take a photo of us in here, and this is going to be my 11,000th.
Chris, how many did you have?
I'm looking. I'm checking. How do I find out? I just go to albums? I've got 7,216.
All right, 7,216 for Chris Kerber, so he's way above average. I have 9,828.
Look at mine.
Which is way more than I thought.
Right here.
Moon's got over 20,000.
20,452.
Yeah.
So what that tells me is actually whatever poll or somebody said the average is. That's one of those where you got to be careful with that. I think that average is actually off the mark. That average for someone has got to be, and it depends on the polling and the people that they polled. Like, if they called the nursing home, right?
Right.
You got like 4 of them.
Yeah, they're putting the jitterbugs are getting factored in and dragging it way down.
Yeah, I think the average has got to be closer to $5,000.
You have 37,000.
Rafe's got 37,000.
I have 37,641 items.
Holy moly!
Now that's videos too, but still, that's
Whatever's in your camera roll.
That's a lot.
Learn, you said you had how many?
I have 11,000.
11,000
On the dot.
You're closer to me.
Yeah.
Scott, how many did you got?
Well, I cleaned my phone not too long ago, and iCloud, because I wasn't going to pay for extra storage, but I ended up paying for it. And so I already got rid of a ton of my photos.
How many photos
I
you
got
got?
6,700 now.
6,700.
But I know it was at 11 or something, 8, not that long ago.
30,000 of these are probably pictures of my dog. If I'm going to be trying to catch him in the right
now,
position.
by dog, you mean your penis.
Oh.
Penis alarm just went off in Kerber's car.
Kerb, I didn't know you had
Truth detector.
You didn't tell us you had your penis counter on your iPhone.
Yeah, that's my daughter getting out from an orthodontist appointment because I didn't shovel the passenger side of the driveway yet.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah, so new report says the typical person has 1,598 photos on their phone's camera roll. If you break it down by age, millennials have the most with just over 2,500.
Freaking millennials.
No way. Not even close. I'll bet you if I walked into my house, right, and went to my teenage daughters, I'll bet you they're easily in the 10,000 range.
But they're not millennials, right?
Well, what's a millennial? What would they be then?
Millennials like 82 or 83.
Is that us?
90.
No.
No, you're
I'm a millennial, Chris.
You're an
I'm
Xer.
40.
Chris, you're a Gen X.
Okay.
Now, even though we have thousands of photos in our pockets, do you how much do you look at them? Rarely.
No, all the time.
You do?
Yes, I have a photo.
Yeah, actually, I find myself finding more often now. Like different things will come up, and there's a reason. Like I've gone through and kind of purged a little bit, right? But there's different things that kind of regularly pop up. So yeah, I do. Now I back all of ours up onto a drive. So if something happens with the girls' phones or something like that, there's photos because it's. I try to ask them to purge, but so we'll do occasional backups of it.
Huh.
I'm a never.
It's all in the cloud, man. It's all up there somewhere.
I'm a never look at them, except for, and I hate to sound like an old feller, but when the iPhone does the little, hey, here's a little movie from the last time you were at the lake, and it goes through, I'm like, oh, this is lovely.
That is nice.
And it puts sappy music behind it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do. I will.
But I'll share that with the family. 'Cause it's like,
I'll
hey,
get the
remember,
feels.
Remember this time at Johnson Shut-Ins or something like that? Like,
it's nice.
It's kind of cool.
Dude,
Listen, I'll tell you something real recently. Like, don't bring this up to bring it down. So we lost our dad on Friday of Valentine's Day.
Oh,
and
sorry,
in planning, thank you very much. But in planning, like we get through the planning. All right, we got the funeral and the wake coming up, first part of next week. But the thing is scrolling through the phone or having those backups, like some of the photos. So, my brothers and sisters, and we're a big family. I'm the second of 9 kids. They're putting these photos up on Facebook and stuff. And I'm like, where in the world did you guys even find some of these? And they found some, they've had them, they've gone through the stuff. So in one sense, you want to make sure, because in a certain way, some photos you don't need, certain selfies are kind of in the moment, but some of them is kind of just a chronology for you. And so backing them up from time to time, at least the important ones, I'd say is a smart thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I way underestimated how many. I thought I had maybe 2,500. Almost 10,000.
I thought I was shooting high at 5,600. I got 20.
So I'm not the first person to take out my phone when something happens. I never think about it.
Me neither. I'm probably the last one in the family. Everybody. That means I bet you my wife has triple that.
But think of how long you've had your iPhones.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, you've had them for ages, and if you've had the cloud storage, then
Sure.
Yeah, you're right. I have no reason to be organized.
Yeah.
Well, I'll bet you guys this too. I'll bet you that if you go back, and especially with kids, I'll bet you if you go back and you look at the videos that you actually have that you don't even realize you have, like go into photos and then just click the videos where it has all the videos. I'll bet you there's some videos that you will absolutely cherish in there, almost more so than some photos. And you're going to go, oh my gosh, I forgot I had this. Like, it's a kid and at this age, and you're going to go, well, I better make sure that I keep this somehow.
I got that Cats in the Cradle song in my head right now.
The tech has been incredible. Look, I mean, it even like separates like show stuff. It's got like
it's all face recognition
our
and all
faces,
crazy.
and, like with the people and pets, it separates the pets. He was like United States and Bahamas, Truckee and Reno. I mean, it's like it divides it to places. This is a spectacular tech, and the more that we're living in it.
We're there, guys.
The more it's
We're living in it.
What I'm saying is the more that we live, the more it's organizing it for me. So I don't have to do that crap. So I'm just hoping that I live long enough where this all just gets totally sorted and I don't have to go through this.
Yeah. I don't want to do anything.
Every once in a while, my iPhone will just make me a slideshow trying to launch me into a depression.
Yeah.
I'm relying on
okay, I don't need to see this of when my childs were babies. Why did you put this sad music on it? I've got an appointment today.
Yeah.
I want to cry in an orthodontist parking lot, but I guess I'm gonna.
Rafe, you need to cry today. Here,
You're
watch
right.
this slideshow.
It's just every once in a while, Apple will hit you with one, dude.
Have you guys, do you guys get like the weekly thing, like your average screen time or average time you've been on the phone, like on a weekly report?
Yeah.
Sometimes you sit there and go, what the hell did I just do this week?
Listen, all that candy's not going to crush itself, so somebody needs to crush that candy.
Somebody has to get out there and do it.
You're right, dude. Someone's got to work in the candy mines,
It's not an easy job.
That's right.
It's not an easy job, and I spent hours a day doing it. Fine. But, all right, Chris, let's talk. All right, first off, last week when we talked, I said, hey, man, this whole Four Nations face-off thing, are these guys going to be going all out, or is it going to be just exhibition, like half-ass? Well, come to find out, it's been an all-out thing.
It's been all out, especially USA, Canada. But, guys, Finland, Sweden is the same thing. There was some nasty. Well, it wasn't the same level in terms of fights, but it was still, Patrick Laine going after guys. They picked, with not having Russia in it, they sure picked 4 countries and a couple of rivals there. And thank goodness that this championship game is going to be Canada, U.S., and we get a rematch. Now, is the rematch always as good as the first? Sometimes not. Who knows? Right? Some people will tell you Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie until they came out with Rogue One, but you never know, right?
Right.
So like this one's gonna be fun. And here's the cool thing about it. Rather than an all-star game, which is just a horrible exhibition outside of the skills competition of what the sport truly is. Okay, especially in the game, the best all-star game simply is baseball because it's the truest to the sport. Right?
Well, I mean, you saw what happened at the NBA All-Star Game. I mean, people complained like it was garbage.
Zero interest of even tuning into it, right? Zero. And that's the same way a lot of people feel about the NHL All-Star Game, and I don't blame them, right? I mean, I work in the sport and don't have an interest in the NHL All-Star Game, okay? In terms of, like, when it's here locally and then it's an exhibition for your city, I love that part. But it's not the game. This is the game. And it's best on best. and it is unbelievable. And yeah, there's going to be some people that are frustrated. Shea Theodore for Vegas is out for a month. Charlie McAvoy is out for the Boston Bruins. Injuries have happened, right? But at the same time, there's people in the middle of the season, rather than the doldrums of February, right? There's people that would not be watching or talking about the game, watching and talking about it, and excited for this matchup on Thursday. And so in that sense, I think the NHL hit another one out of the park with this.
Well, I think after last Saturday's game, USA Canada, a lot of people are like, whoa, I guess we're doing this.
3 fights in the first 9 minutes, And then there's a meme going on when USA played Canada and Keith Tkachuk fought Claude Lemieux, and then his two sons did what they did. It's just that. And listen, somebody asked John Cooper. I don't know if you guys, and I wouldn't expect it, obviously. He's the head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's been there for 11, 12 years. But his press conferences are great. He's like Craig Berube or Joel Quenneville or, some of these just straight shooters. Respectful but straight shooters. And some, like a reporter asked him, he goes, well, what did you think about the start of 3 fights in 9 minutes? And was it necessary? And he just looked at that and he goes, did you see anybody leave the building?
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, you gotta love it. It's just part of the game. And those that wanna gripe and bark about it shouldn't be in there. Just go find your own mountain and keep yelling, because man, it has you could see the passion of just what this sport is, where it's amazingly fast. Mm-hmm. It's tremendously skilled on blades of steel with crooked sticks, skating 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour while you're getting checked. You're still able to shoot the puck past a goalie that seems to fill the whole net, and there's still a little gladiator aspect to it that people love. So, and man, bully for everybody that Canada and USA showed out on that one. It was awesome.
Well, I think when all is said and done, I think the ratings are going to be good. They were good on Saturday. I think they'll be even better tomorrow with the finals. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock, I believe, ESPN? Tomorrow,
I think it's ESPN, yeah.
The finals.
Yep.
Yesterday was the first time NHL teams could hold practice, during the Four Nations face-off. So the Blues practiced yesterday. Obviously, Binnington and Parayko, not with the team because they're up with Canada still. But
right.
How'd they look?
You know what? I didn't get out there yesterday, so I don't want to make anything up. I did watch Jim Montgomery's presser afterwards. It looked like basically when you talk to a couple people, you could tell some guys have been off the ice for a little bit. But there's a good feeling of being recharged and kind of ready to go. And, obviously with us playing on Saturday, there's two big games. You got Winnipeg and Colorado back-to-back, followed by Seattle coming in on Tuesday. You've got to be ready to go right off the bat if you're going to give yourself any chance of getting back into this thing.
And one final thing. So if you go to NHL.com, they're doing a quarter-century team fan vote. I don't know if you've seen this. So they're trying to put together a quarter-century team. So each team has...
Well, they've done it.
Oh, it's over?
Yeah, it's over.
Well, they still got the fan vote going on here.
For the Blues?
On NHL.com.
Interesting, because they announced the quarter-century teams 1 and 2 at the Winter Classic for the Blues.
Well, they got a fan vote thing going on here.
Okay.
So,
all right, let's pretend it's still going on.
So Pietrangelo, Tkachuk, Binnington, Tarasenko, Pronger, Steen.
Yes.
They are the ones, I guess, the finalists, from each team. 2 of those players, who are you going to put on the team?
Okay, repeat the ones that they... So I believe I voted on this, like when they said, what players are we putting in there? Mm-hmm. I think it's, for me, Team 1 is... I got to be honest with you. I can't remember what I put. I think it was... I think I had Tarasenko.
Yeah.
Pronger? Now, because you're talking... Now, keep in mind, you're only talking... So you're talking from 2000. Okay.
Yeah.
And the challenge with this was, okay, you've got Pronger and McInnes, but they were a couple of years kind of right. With McInnes, it was right towards the end of his career. Right. Chris was obviously a little bit longer. Right. Mm-hmm. So honestly, when you're looking at certain things, I think Team 1 for me was had Steen and Tarasenko or Perron, like Perron, Backus. Tarasenko. The defense was Pietrangelo and Pronger, and the goaltender was Bennington. The second team goaltender for me was Brian Elliott. And then, I'm sorry, I had Pavel Dimitra in my mix too. So on team 2, I had Steen and Dimitra and a couple others. I'm blanking, to be honest with you.
Yeah, listen, it's a fun thing. Go on to NHL.com and people could vote.
I have it right here.
Oh, what is it?
The one that they released. So they said the first team was Alexander Steen, Tarasenko, Tkachuk. Defenseman Pietrangelo and Pronger. Goalie Bennington. Second team was Backus, O'Reilly, Perron, McInnes, Parayko, Elliott.
That is exactly how I did it, how I voted for it.
Yeah, I think they may be doing an NHL just overall. Like
that could be.
Who are you going to put on the overall?
Yeah.
Like if you put in together a team, who would you put on there? That's what the NHL.com thing is doing. All right,
listen,
Chris.
guys, I think Alexander Steen, like obviously, I think I actually had Alexander Steen as one of my top votes for the Blues Hall of Fame in each of these first 3 years. Because if you go back and look at, like, go to quanthockey.com and look at the list. Like he's pretty much top 5 in everything. It's crazy how good he was for us over 10 years, 12 years.
So they did it each by club, and then now they're doing a full
the
league
overall,
one.
yeah.
And the funny thing is,
that makes sense.
The Blues were the first one that they did.
Oh, cool.
Back in December 30th, and
so
they've
for
been
the
doing
Winter
it every
Classic.
week. Yeah, they've been doing it every week since then, and then Utah was last, and now they're doing the league thing. Very cool.
Hey, Rizz, if you don't mind, but before we wrap this up, because I know how amazing your audience is, and just the wide breadth of people that listen to it. Over the last couple months, with a couple stints my dad had in the hospital over at St. Luke's, and then this most recent one where he passed away, I just, to all the nurses and the doctors out there, that, like, the level of care, not just to get somebody better, but just the care and compassion that they show to a patient who, maybe they're cranky, they're older, maybe whatever, and they don't take things personally, and it just blew me away. And then obviously when Dad passed on Friday, the extra level of care when your family arrives at the hospital, things like that. So, to all the doctors and the nurses and all the different hospitals out there and the level of care that people put in there, I just want to give a shout out to them because one, I think they do miracle work, but two, just, man, the true heart that those people have is something we just need to keep sharing and out there even that much more. So just a big shout out to everybody there and a big thank you to them.
Well, Chris, very sorry to hear about your dad, and thoughts with you and your family.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all very much.
All right, we'll talk to you next week. The great Chris Kerber, everybody.
See you, everybody. Have a great week.
Yeah, be safe, Chris. Talk to you next week.
Yep. Bye-bye.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We have some of your emails. RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. It's 8:58. It's Wednesday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We have a left lane closed, left-hand shoulder closed due to a crash, 70 eastbound at Limburg. Further east is a right lane closed due to a crash, 70 eastbound at Woodland. Your point forecast, flurries, high of 18. Right now it is 10 at the Point Studio.
What's going on? It's Liv, and I am joined right now by a hailstorm. It is Point Fest 2022. So stoked to have you guys here, back from the dead, back here in St. Louis.
Absolutely. Yes, she said it.
Round 2.
Round
back
2.
from the
Roll
dead.
credits.
Yes. The only storm today is going to be hailstorm.
Yes. Oh my
and
gosh.
we guarantee it.
Yes. Now, what I wanted to bust out, why I have my iPad here, is I've been a fan of yours for a while.
DraftKings at Casino Queen. Guys, you got to get down there, all right? We went down there a few weeks ago to check out their new sports book, and it is so dope. They spent millions of dollars, man. This is state-of-the-art. They've got kiosks where you can sit there and bet anything sports-related, and if you're not used to betting on that kind of stuff, don't get intimidated. I don't know anything. I am borderline, maybe I need to live in a home. I don't know what's going on with my brain. But they have people on staff that'll stand there at the kiosk and calmly and rationally and very sweetly explain exactly how all the betting lines work and help you know what you're betting on so you can sit there and have fun all day long. And the food is great, and the ambiance is great, and then you can go over across the casino floor with all the money you win on the sports book and go play big. Go play some blackjack. Go hang out. It's beautiful in there. They spent so much money, and you know what? Go there on a weekend and get yourself a room. Make a weekend of it. And Fridays in February from 6 to 9 p.m., you can earn 100 same-day points, print an entry ticket at any kiosk, playing Caddy Stash. And if you are there on a Saturday, anywhere between 6 and 9 p.m., you can win $60,000 in Royal Free Play, starting at entries at 8 a.m. Sunday, January 26th, all the way through the end of Feb. So you've got to the end of this month. Winners are selected every 15 minutes to claim $500 in Royal Free Play. They've always got something going on. They're always taking care of their patrons over there. If nothing else, go over there and check out the restaurants. Go over there and check out the sports book. For more information, go right now to DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com. That's DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com. If you think you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Donnie Fandango backstage at Point Fest. For one, I just almost fell out of my chair.
It is.
And for two, boy, that would have made a really great way to start the interviews of the day. Yeah. All right, so let's settle this first and foremost. You and me here right now. 0936.
Yes.
All right. I heard it in a couple of different ways. It confused the hell out of me, man.
It confuses me.
Okay, well then good. Then I don't feel as bad that it's not just me.
I put the colon in there to be read as a time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one says it's 9:36 o'clock ever.
Right, ever.
It's never happened. It's never happened.
And it never should happen.
And it won't, I promise.
You know, man, I was reading a bit about you, and it feels like we, as younger guys, had a similar sort of experience. I had one of my dad's friends when I was growing up owned a mini recording studio in his basement. And so I got to go over there when I was like 7, 8, 9 years old and watch the guys plug in and tune in, and then they'd let me mess around on the microphone. And you had kind of a similar thing.
Yeah, it was more just like 3 plywood or 4 plywood walls and then a microphone, but my uncle knew how to, he made like beats.
Sure.
He's not Dr. Dre, but he made beats, you know what I mean? And he sold them online, and that was his side thing. And so that was very easy way to start.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, let me see what's up. So I was doing little sample things for him. He was like, hey, talk, and sample for a beat. And then I remember I wrote a rap, and I was like, can you record me? So
wow.
That's yeah.
What was it like when you heard yourself?
It was hard. Well, I was 10, so I thought it was super sick. And
Right.
if anybody heard that now, I would be so upset. I'd be offended.
But it shows where you've come from.
I don't want anybody to know.
I don't
want anybody to know. Some guy pulled us over. Well, didn't pull us over. We were pulled over in a parking lot the other day counting merch. And this guy comes up and says, hey, don't mean to bother you. I know you're a musicianal act. Not a word. And then he said, he was leaving. He said, hey guys, just remember, you got to be somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know. Just keep it in mind.
All right. Well, I think we're just going to probably stew on that.
Got to be somewhere. That's what I was getting at with what you just said.
So talk to me about some of your friends that are already on our show today. The Shinedown guys are who you're currently out with now.
Yep.
Is this kind of like one of your first big runs, or have you been out a bunch, or where are you in the touring stage of your career?
I've never toured before.
Oh, wow.
And then they were like, hey, touring's back. You want to go for 84 days? And I was like, let's do it. So here we go. I have 12 more days left.
But for
and
you,
alive still.
Thank goodness. But for you, man, I'm sure legitimately that this is a learning experience for you as well as a really great time.
Yes. It was, yes. Yeah. It's a lot, though. You know what I mean? Doing, a lot of people I know will, get their feet wet on, a smaller run or a 2-week run or a 3-week run. And then they were like I said, you want to go out for 84 days? And I was like, sure.
Right.
So hopefully I'm better than I was. I've done shows before, I used to do rap shows all the time. And I did 3 shows with my friend Grandson, who's here.
Right.
And then I did, one small headliner thing in L.A. 2 years ago. And then nothing, obviously.
Right.
So I had, I had no prior But I think it's going okay.
As far as you can tell, it's going all right.
It's going well in my opinion.
You know, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, and it feels like a lot of us are the same way in that, you know, it's not necessary. There's all kinds of different musical, you know, not just genres, but flavors and the things that we like and we listen to. And I know that you're one of those guys that, you know, lots of different genres are involved. Do you ever feel like sometimes, man, like maybe we've got this thing in America maybe broken down a little bit too much by genre, and that it shouldn't just be more like, okay, this is really good music, period, let's put it somewhere together?
Well, I didn't know that like the UK is like Triple J is just like the thing. And they play they play all of it.
Right.
I didn't know that. I just found that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe yes, your question to you, yes.
You know what I mean? Because we all have these different influences. It's not just one singular thing.
And I get people all the time will be like, this isn't a rock song, and people will be like, well, then people will be like, well, it's not a rap song, and then it's like, well, it's not an alternative song.
Absolutely, and you were number one on the active rock chart with Adrenaline.
And that was apparently not a rock song, and apparently it wasn't a rap song. Well, we can't put it in rap caviar, so I don't know where we're supposed to put it.
Well, you know what I've gotten from this interview is that the things that have confused me also seem to sometimes confuse you too, so that I don't feel alone. I'm all right with it.
Hey, man, if you like it and I like it, I'll call it a day.
That's it, man. That's it. Well, it's really great to have you here today.
Absolutely.
I hope you enjoy yourself on that front stage a little bit earlier on and absolutely slay it, and then we hope we get to see you again here soon.
The concrete's worrying me. I don't like it's worrying me.
It shouldn't worry you.
Not for me.
Oh, for the people.
For the people.
Yeah, but the people will be all right. The sun will be down by then. It'll be a really great thing out there, I promise.
We played 2 festivals this year, and there was very big mosh pits at both. Hoping for it today, but hoping everybody does not get hurt.
Yeah. You just want everybody to stay safe.
Want everybody to get hurt at will, not like from the...
Is the month for love. Now, when was the last time you gave your carpet the love and attention it really deserves? Have you gotten down on your hands and knees and adored how clean and refreshed it was? Or are you scared of what you might see or gross smell? Not only is your carpet one of the biggest investments in your home, but it's also the biggest air filter in your home. If your carpet has not been professionally cleaned, you are breathing unhealthy levels of nasty dirt, dander, bacteria, and germs that are recirculating again and again and again. And what's worse, like a day like today, you're stuck inside, breathing all this nasty stuff. Lucky for you, Zero Res is going to spread the love to you and your home, even your business, with their Love Your Rug special. Zero Res is over 5,900 Google reviews with a 4.9 rating. So this month, with Zero Res, get 3 rooms, 0 resified, starting at just $119, plus a 4th room clean for free. And don't forget about your air ducts. That's Dirt and Dander's favorite hiding place. This month, take $75 off your air duct cleaning with Zero Res. Give them a call, 314-474-2020, or go online anytime at ZeroResSTL.com and say you want the RizzShow special. Spelled backward or forward, it spells the same at Zero Res.
All right, so here we are backstage, way back Point Fest, and we are absolutely thrilled. Myself, Mr. Jeff Burton.
Thank you. It's thrilling to be here with you. Oh, you're talking about them.
Right. Noodles and Peanut, gentlemen, it's great to see you. Thanks for coming back.
You guys get along like me and Noodles get along.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Sure. I mean, like, we have known each other for a long time.
Here in a second. Listen, I'm not panicking yet, but I'm not going to lie, I'm a little concerned. You know this asteroid?
Yeah.
Yep.
That they say
2032.
2032.
It was 0.5%, then it was 1, and now it's like 40.
Well, now it's like they keep raising. Like it started off at like 1%, and then last week it was like, oh, it's now like a 2.3%, but don't worry. And now it's a 3.1%.
Is it really?
Maybe this is how they tell us, you know, we just slowly build to it.
If
and
we
then
just ease them into it, they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
Like every week.
As we stand in the shadow of the meteor, they're like, it's up to 54%. And I'm like, it seems like 100.
No, we're in our cynical phase of it, where you see this, you go, just get here now because everything's so rough, which I empathize with. But yeah, maybe this is the way to ease us in, because we're not taking it seriously.
I'm taking
but I'm starting to get like every week I'm seeing this like, oh, it's 1 to 2.3 and out of 3.1 next week it's going to be 4.
Once it crossed 2%, I took it seriously enough to look up where it could hit. Do you guys know that? Because I know
No.
that.
On the
Where's
ground.
Where's it going to hit?
Somewhere along the equator,
Yeah,
right?
it's like along the equator. It's basically like Central America to crossing through Africa into India. So it's
Right
like
where it'll tilt us off our axis.
Great.
I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, do you guys want to go in a helmet business together?
In all honesty, maybe it hitting the equator is better than hitting.
I'll say if I walked out the back door today and got hit by an asteroid, be pretty tight. Pretty tight way to go. I'm ready. Return to stardust from whence I came. Just a little one. I don't want anyone else to be affected. Just like one that just burns up in the atmosphere and is just like Rafe-sized and just disintegrates me. You just find my boots out in the parking lot tomorrow morning.
You know, they're calling this the city killer, by the way.
Which city?
Ooh, just move to a
Peoria?
small town.
They're calling this the city killer asteroid. It's going to, if it were to hit us, it's going to be around, 2032. Now it's a 1 in 32 chance. Mm-hmm. So 3.1%. Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye on this thing, man. I don't like that they keep increasing the percentage.
Yeah,
Well, they're going to learn more.
and it was like a stretch between Central America and Mumbai. So we're kind of, I hate to say okay,
More like
but
bye-bye.
anything could change between now and 2032. A 1 in 32 chance right now.
Right, and it's the biggest percentage we've ever seen.
What year?
2032.
They're saying it's between 40 and 90 meters wide, and that would, the energy release would be equivalent to 7.7 megatons of TNT.
What's a nuclear blast?
Less than that, I think. Hang on.
Are you sure they're Oppenheimer?
Yeah, you sure about that?
Sure about
You
that?
sure about that, Corncob TV?
Megatons? I don't like things measured in megatons.
Me neither.
It's a cool nickname.
What's wrong with regular tons?
Right. His big tons.
When regular tons are not enough, we got to go to megatons.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki were 0.015 and 0.021 megatons.
Yeah, but that was back in the 40s.
What's
Okay,
changed
but
since
you
then?
just
It's
asked.
not technology.
Wait, so 0.01 and 0.025, and this is 7? So it's
Yes, the practical.
100 times stronger than the Hiroshima?
Yes,
Hiroshima?
the practical maximum yield to weight ratio for fusion weapons, which are thermonuclear weapons today, has been an estimated 6 megatons per ton of bomb mass. So it's 6.
It's a nuclear warhead of today, plus 1.25.
Yeah, they're saying yields of 5.2 megatons and higher have been reported for large weapons constructed in single warhead use since the 1960s. So this will be bigger than that.
Well, listen, I, for one,
Not
welcome
cool.
our asteroid friend. And
Doesn't care about you.
Have they named it yet?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's some number. or something.
Oh, it's not a cool name.
it's
They've already
asteroid,
started training a bunch of oil rig guys.
it's
I heard.
asteroid 2024 YR4 because it was discovered in December of 2024.
Poor question.
Between 130 to 300 feet wide.
Who would you want to save us? Like, is it Bruce Willis or Ben Affleck
No, it's
or is
Gary
it Cousin
Busey.
Eddie? It is Gary Busey.
Heck yeah.
Oh, dude,
What a way to go out.
Dude, I watched The Substance last night. We finished it.
What'd you think?
What is
It was
that?
good. It was very weird,
Demi
very
Moore.
weird, very crazy. But there's a point where they put age makeup on Demi Moore, and she looks like Gary Busey, and I can't get it out of my hand.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so megaton wise, check this out. So 7.7 is what they're saying. 13 megatons is what a typical nuclear submarine has in its arsenal. 24 megatons is the eruption of Mount St. Helens. 50 megatons was the SAR bomb, the hydrogen bomb tested by the USSR in 1961. So that's the largest bomb
50 megatons?
ever detonated. 50 megatons.
Okay, and this is 7?
7.7 estimated. If it's the
easy.
average
It's
size of
I
what
don't
they
care
think.
anymore.
It's fine.
Could care less now.
Yeah, just don't
It's
live
fine.
in cities. You'll be fine.
Gary can handle that. Easy.
The Chicxulub impact, the asteroid that did
That did all the trees and
the
stuff?
KT extinction. That is what was 100,000 megatons.
Oh.
We'll strap Gary Busey to a human-sized bottle rocket and he'll ride it right up into the atmosphere and just take it out.
Yeah, block it with his teeth.
He will. His teeth are like a Star Wars laser defense system.
And we'll put up little Gary
Sorry,
statues
asteroid.
everywhere.
We're private. Not allowed here on Earth.
Oh my
Everyone asking teeth.
Wait, skipped R.
They are. Everyone.
Everyone asking.
Everyone
really
asking real teeth. Ha ha! Then he bites it and explodes.
Woo!
Another win for Gary.
No, it'd be Earth, asteroid,
rocket.
Really? Tall happiness.
Earth,
Asteroid,
redirect
to hell.
To hell.
To hell.
Redirected to hell.
Earth, asteroid, redirect to hell. Yeah.
That's right. You're about to find out if the devil's private.
What if we just send, like, there's that Tesla that's in rotation, orbiting Earth at all times. Remember that? They put a little moon man up there. What if we just put Gary in that, and then he orbits just
That's
till
his
death?
ride.
And he can get behind it and honk, and maybe it'll move out of the way.
There you
Oh
go.
my gosh, we're watching that Leftovers show. Remember somebody suggested in emails we watch Leftovers? So my son and I are watching that, and it is very lofty. And it's like, a quarter of the Earth's population or whatever just disappeared. And they were going through on the TV in the back of the bar of like some of the famous people that disappeared. And they said, Gary Busey. And the bartender starts yelling. He's like, Gary Busey? I can understand this person or that person, Mother Teresa, somebody like that. And he goes, but Gary Busey? We lost him? He disappeared?
Yeah. We lost Gary. No, we didn't lose. No, I don't.
He's at the gas station with his pants down.
Put that out there. All right, we got time for a couple emails. RizzShow1057thepoint.com.
Okay, let's start up here. Just a quick note about Team Rizz member Christina, who had surgery last week and is doing great. I know you don't do shout-outs, but she's going to be bedridden for a couple weeks, but won't miss a second of the show. She's a colleague of mine and essential to everybody she works with. Being part of Team Rizz means a lot to her, and she'd love to hear from the gang. Every thought, even though you guys don't do shout-outs.
We will not say get well soon, Christina.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Not in this house. Certainly not. No shout-outs. Next.
Good morning, Queen, Lern, and friends.
Hi.
I am writing in as a parent and as a person who is obligated to attend youth hockey events. I straight up feel like I'm taking crazy pills. This year, more than the last 9 seasons my son has played hockey, it's been littered with more a-hole parents at tournaments games than usual. I got into a bit of a spat yesterday with a St. Peter's parent, which they normally are pretty chill. I have a few friends who are St. Peter's hockey parents, but this couple was too much to ignore. St. Peter's was winning 4-0. These parents were still screaming, not yelling, but screaming directly behind my family and me at their kids on the ice. I finally said something to them after they were yelling at their kids to hit our kids, not check, but hit. With their fists. I turned around and I said, they're kids. Chill out. To which the balding, buppel-guppy, trailer trash dad argued they're teenagers and continued to yell and call me emotional. I then tried...
I apologize.
He's calling her emotional.
I apologize to that parent. I got caught up in the moment.
Okay.
He then tried to make us aware that he was armed by loudly telling his body that he could shoot him.
Oh, great.
If you cannot wrap your brain around the fact that teenagers are children, not adults, you shouldn't be allowed within 1,000 feet of youth sporting events and teenager girls or schools or playgrounds, right? This guy for sure has Googled what the age of consent in Missouri was before. I feel like there shouldn't have to be public service announcements to tell adults how to act at children's games, but here we are. You're embarrassing your kids and yourself. There's adult sports.
This is not a new thing. This has been going on since I was a kid.
This person says, I totally recognize that not all hockey parents are like this, and there's a few b-hole parents on every team, except for the Merrimack Shark parents, not the kids. They're all collectively and consistently terrible human beings at kids' hockey games.
LOL. Let me ask you this. What group of parents watching team sports is the worst? Is it hockey parents? Is it football parents?
I don't know. My experience is with the hockey side of things, and it's funny when the kids, especially for the club teams, when they play certain clubs, like you're going into like, oh, we got to go to the Shark Tank. We know how the Merrimack parents are. We got to go up to, St. Peter's. We know how the St. Peter's parents are.
You guys are having your own sport.
And I'm sure like when those parents come to the Chesterfield rink. They're like, oh, we're playing those a-holes from Chesterfield. Sure. And it's not the kids, it's the parents.
Right.
There's a thing going on in the stands as well. It's terrible.
We had that at Columbia High School. It was like Jabot or Waterloo, because Jabot was in Waterloo, right? And so when we would play Jabot, you know, it was that. It was like a lot of smack talking on Jabot parents, on Jabot teams. They were so good. Like, I played soccer. They were so good. They were the best. The girls' soccer team was excellent. And so we were like, here we go. Got to go into the
I find it different
stand.
with the high school. With the high school hockey teams, the kids are more, you know, they're at each other's throats. The parents just kind of sit back. But with the club teams, the parents get into it in the stands. Yeah. I mean, there's been cops called. It's been a whole.
Well, and parents get on the ice. They also do this in baseball. I feel like parents will go out and get in the coach's face at baseball teams. Football coaches, I don't ever see or hear about that. Like, I feel like if you're supporting your kids playing football, you're loud and boisterous, but you're not like on the field ever getting in anybody's face. Yeah. I don't know if that's just by design.
Football might actually be the place that I've seen the fewest bad parents. Oh, that sounds weird, but I'm thinking it through. I haven't seen any weird parents in any of these football games the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because maybe you're on the cheerleader side of things and you're not really.
What you mean? I mean, I'm in the crowd and I'm watching the game.
It's every sport to some degree. Even baseball, which doesn't seem... There'll always be like one dad that sits by himself in a lawn chair down the first baseline and yells at his son on the pitcher's mound and makes an ass of himself.
Well, okay, so here I think...
There's always like... And I think the club teams probably lend themselves more to parents who are living vicariously through their kids, and those are usually the problematic parents that are like trying to live out their lost fantasies through their children. That's the guy that threatens to pull a gun during a hockey game.
I'm trying to think of the...
I could have gone pro, dude. No, you couldn't.
The differences in the sport.
You didn't make the JV team down.
Hockey, they're out there, they're flying around, they're hitting each other, and they're holding weapons. They're holding sticks. Baseball, the parents get really heated because the ump is such an integral part of every play. Balls, strikes, outs, all that. In football, unless somebody does a dirty hit,
or refs,
the game's just kind of going in high school.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
I've seen more yelling at refs during hockey games than any other sport. It's wild.
I was trying to think of why football would be like.
Are they just worse?
By the way, this person said, I know you guys have been looking for a kid Ted, because we said like there's no kids.
Yeah.
They said their 6-year-old nephew is Ted, short for Ted. That's it, and he's rad.
Oh.
What up, Ted?
Nice.
Hey, rad.
Call him Teddy?
No, short for Ted. His name is Ted.
His nickname needs to be Theodore.
Just Ted.
Just Ted. But we just don't call him Teddy? I would.
Yeah, I call him Theodore.
Teddy.
No? You don't like Teddy?
No, it's like Tim. Tim hates when people call him Timmy. Hates it.
Yeah, because of the South Park.
Yeah, Timmy.
Is he just Tim?
That's who he reminds me
He
of.
just wants to be Tim.
Is that his name, though?
His name is Timothy.
He's a Timothy.
He's
I didn't know if all Tims are Timothys or if it was like, you know.
Some call me Tim.
Like our boss, bless you, like our boss Tommy. Could you imagine calling him Tom?
No, he's a Tommy.
He's a Tommy.
Right.
Yeah. Bobby's like that. Bobby tried to go by, he decided he wanted to be Bob, my
Bob
comedian
Jaycox?
friend. And everyone was just like, no.
No.
That's
They
mature
refused
Bobby.
to say his name at the open mic.
He'd have
He's
to
like, I'm
cut
going to go by
his hair.
Bob now. And then everybody's like, and the guy, one of the older comedians goes, yeah, we're not doing that. He's just like, you're Bobby. And he is a Bobby.
He is a Bobby.
100%. Some people it fits.
Tim on this in instant feedback says the worst parents are little kid wrestling.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, my sister-in-law is a wrestler mom, and she's wanting to, my nephew, she's like, get out there and make him cry. And
that is
I'm
literal
like, whoa.
fighting, I guess.
Yeah, we do see a lot of those videos of parents attacking refs or other kids.
You know why? Because there's no, at least with hockey, there's boards.
Yeah, they're
and
just
there's
right
ice.
there. They're on the mat. Off
There's
the
also-
stands in the mat. On the mat.
There's a sparring thing happening. Like the fights are part of hockey, but it's not
the part.
Wrestling is just fighting. It's just fighting
It's
without
the main
punching.
part.
That's it. You're just trying to slam people to the ground and choke them, and
You're trying to put your opponent in submission.
yeah. I mean, it is just a fight. It is a controlled fight.
Next.
Yo, bro-hos.
What up?
Catching up on the pod and heard about the potential meteor crash. We were just talking about 3% or whatever. Got me thinking about a simple thought experiment for y'all. Let's say they announce 100% extinction meteor coming to destroy Earth in, let's say, 24 hours. What would you guys do if you only had 24 hours left? Let's say you can go to travel anywhere, but only for 12 hours there. I want a I don't give an F answer. You only live once type of serious, real answer. P.S. Moon, I've been to that crater site you were talking about. I find it so fascinating how it landed right next to the visitor center. Sent with love from the Overland Underground.
Heck
Okay,
yeah.
so you have to spend 12 hours somewhere?
No. If you want to travel,
Well, yeah,
you can
12
travel
hours.
anywhere, but you only have 12 hours when you
Well,
get
that's what I'm
there.
saying. Yeah, 12 hours before the Earth is destroyed.
Did you ever watch that Don't Look Up movie?
No.
Oh, God. What are you doing?
Well, he's asking for two different things there. He says he wants an IDGF answer, but then also a real one. So it's like, yeah, it'd be nice to like go to New Zealand, but am I going to enjoy it if I know in 12 hours I'm going to get hit by a meteor?
I'm not going anywhere.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, well, I don't know what he wants. Does he want us to be like, if
He wants a real answer. Like, what is
I can't enjoy myself anywhere. I know I'm going to die in 12 hours. I could be in Maui. Or where's a beautiful beach? Bali.
So time out. So if you know that you're going to die, what's the point of doing something happy? Are you saying you're going to be miserable?
Your last memory of Earth.
Yeah, because I know I'm going to be dead in 12 hours.
So you're just going to take...
I'm not going to be able to enjoy myself.
You're going to take the next 24 hours to be miserable before your misery?
I mean, I'm going to try not to be, but I think I'm going to be.
But what are you going to do? Are you going to have misery loves company? Are you going to have people with you? You're going to be around your family?
Of course I'm going to be with my family.
All of them? Who's coming over? Your mom's coming in town? You going to see your brother? You got to go to New York. You're not going to be here.
Yeah, are you
How
gonna
many
make
last,
hummus?
how many
Flights are
last meals?
expensive.
Will you make hummus?
My end of the world hummus.
Yeah.
Flights are expensive now.
Well, you got to...
Yes, you're worried about that.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm finally cashing my miles. All those miles I've been saving.
Yeah.
I'm going to the ocean.
I'm going nowhere. I'm staying in my house.
Go buy that Lambo. Take a rip tater chip
I'm
on
not buying
270.
anything. I'm stealing it.
I'm with that.
Stealing.
I'm assuming I can take the people I want to be around me, since they all have the same option. Either the ocean or like up on a mountain. I want to see it. Like if it's over and I know it's over, let the splendor of our final destruction be the last thing my eyes witness before it all goes dark.
Well, you don't get to teleport. You still got to hike it.
Well, you said 12 hours. You said you got to get up there.
I don't know. I'm going to be doing
Yeah.
drugs. I'm going to have like a lot of psilocybin. I'm going to be on
I'll
mushrooms.
be on straight up heroin.
Either on the coast or I do like the mountain option. I mean, I'm not like a water fan, so like maybe the ocean wouldn't be great because then the big tidal wave's going to get me.
Right.
But I do want to witness it. I would probably be macro dosing on psilocybin on top of like a cliff in Denver with my sister and my loved ones, and you know,
What if they
my
want
cats are there?
What if they want to do something else? That's the real trick.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Is you're like, I want to spend it with my family. What
bad.
if one of my daughters is like, screw you, man, I'm going to France. or
Marathon
something."
day.
Who knows?
Everybody gets to do whatever they want, but you're
You
all
think I'm
together.
dying in France? You're out of your mind.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
If you
Not with
could,
those.
Get out of here.
Not with those people.
if you knew exactly where it was going to land, would you want to live?
Those people.
Would you want to end? Would you want to go there or go as far from there?
Nah, I'd
and
probably
get a
want to be
couple extra
instant. If I
seconds?
know it's going to be death,
You're going to want to go there.
probably instantaneously.
I think
Yeah, I
me
want
too.
to be. I want to be done. I don't want to see it.
Oh, I want to
know.
watch it.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to see it coming.
That's what I'm saying about my mountain. I'm assuming it's going to hit in a valley. I could be wrong. If you're on a mountain, it's probably going to, whatever the sonic wave of destruction is, I want to see it. And then, because it's still going to hit you so quick. But like it's going to be over. It's not like you're going to. So I kind of want to see like the impact and like see it happen and see what the fireworks look like. And
So
then
the
just
close-
let that be the way I go out.
Yeah, closest mountain.
Chris
to the,
says that final hour, I finally perfect my meatball. Damn it!
hummus
and
the
release it.
meatball.
You go,
Done
on,
it.
you go on the radio and say, "Here
Damn
it is, the recipe."
God. All right, next.
Okay, let's see. Dudes and Lern. You guys are talking about dead bodies, different funeral things and such. You guys should check out a book by Mary Roach called Stiff.
Yeah, it's based on 6 Feet Under. Or yeah,
Oh,
The
really?
show is based on that book?
based on that book. Yeah.
The author goes through different things that happen to your body when you die, from funerals, donations to science and other forms. Little spoiler, there's a farm where they burn, hang, and even wreck your body to see what happens. The book was very interesting and brought different perspectives on body versus soul without being too preachy. I thought it was pretty interesting, especially as a guy who's seen a fair share of dead bodies as a medic. Thanks, Mike.
Well, they got that body farm. I forget where it is, where they you could donate your body, and they throw it in the woods and do things to see how it decomposes.
Well, I listened to a pod about all of that stuff, about like when you donate your body, like all the different body farms, like they'll put it under chicken wire in a field and see what decomposition levels are in the sun, in the shade. They'll stuff you in a cave because they're always trying to, like the FBI is always trying to like figure out so that when they find bodies, they can like.
Oh, this one's been under chicken wire for 8 hours.
Well, they put chicken wire down so the birds can't get you.
I know.
So you could just like pretty much cook in the sun. Or they'll stick you in like the nook of a cave to see how slower you decompose in like a cool
humidity.
Yeah. Wouldn't you love to have the farm next door? And you're like, her tomatoes are very earthy and odd flavor. Yummy.
So you are familiar with the book.
Yeah, and I don't know if the show is based on it, but it's referenced in the show. Cool. And it came out in 2003, that stiff book. So, All
right, one more.
Hey, gang. Today I'd like to talk about a growing issue as an Uber driver.
Okay.
Lately, riders have been deciding it's okay for them to hotbox my car. That's right. They get in, they start smoking their weed vape.
Oh.
And when I confront them, they just keep going. For reference, I'm basically Wesley from The Princess Bride in this scenario. I've been taking small doses of this poison my whole life for this specific scenario, apparently. But I don't smoke weed at work. Since I last emailed you guys, I've worked hard and raised my rating up to a full 5 stars. I've done this by being non-confrontational. So I'm not going to risk my rating by harshing some dude's buzz by telling them how disrespectful they're being. Instead, I rate them 3 stars. I use the new Uber feature, Remove Rider. This prevents them from being able to request my car in the future. Let me be clear. I'm not saying this to scare riders. I don't want to give anybody a bad rating. I just want people to ask before you force somebody.
Put a sign that says no vaping in the car. That's simple as that.
Yeah.
Every driver is different. I'm fine with vaping if you lower the window. St. Louis is a rough city to drive in, just so you know, and your DD does not need their reaction.
How about no vaping, period? Just
honestly,
put a sign in the car.
You shouldn't need a sign. That's so rude.
Yeah, but you do. Because people suck.
Yeah, they do suck, but that's like people living in their own, that's the main character energy. Like, it's gross. Just because you vape doesn't mean that you should vape. Like, you shouldn't just assume that you can, like, smoke anything in someone else's vehicle. Like, the standard should be...
Even eating.
Hey, man, do you care if I vape in here? And they're like, I'd rather you didn't. And that's the end of the conversation.
The end.
Like, not just ripping one out, blowing it in your shirt and being like, what?
Yeah, even eating or drinking.
It's vapor. It's water vapor.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But if you have, like, a bottle of tea and you're in there, I wouldn't even take a swig of that just because I don't, like, maybe they have rules about no drinking or eating in their car. This is not my car.
I think it's way different drinking an iced tea out of a bottle than blowing whatever in the car and I'm breathing it in. And
yeah, there's a big difference, but it's still the same principle to me.
With the vape, at least you're letting them know you're cool.
That's
like super
true.
rad, so you got someone special in the car.
Super cool.
Well, listen. Just be a good citizen. That's it. That's all we're asking.
Or
just be a good
3
citizen.
stars.
Fine.
And be wary of other people. You are not the only person.
I'm not going to get in there and tie off and do some heroin either. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what? Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't see no belts when I got in. Like, just assume it's not cool.
All right, we'll take one final break. We'll come back, wrap her up.
It's Donnie Fandango backstage at Point Fest. For one, I just almost fell out of my chair.
It is.
And for two, boy, that would have made a really great way to start the interviews of the day. Yeah. All right, so let's settle this first and foremost. You and me here right now. 0936.
Yes.
All right. I heard it in a couple of different ways. It confused the hell out of me, man.
It confuses me.
Okay.
So you've heard me talk about Centric for a long, long time now. Centric. Now you could go to centric.com/Rizz and find out how you could train for a new IT career in as little as 4 months. That's right, 4 months with St. Louis's leading IT training company. You know, Centric is the longest-running, most experienced entry-level tech training program in the country. And their programs train you on the most current technologies employers are using because, unlike the four-year schools, they could quickly adapt the curriculum to match changes in the job market. And they will help you get a job. Like, they know your goal is to get a great IT job. And that's why Job Search Assistance is a big part of the program over there. In addition to your technical training, they know there are other skills you need to have developed to help you find the right job. Centric's career services team provides you with seminars and workshops and other services throughout your training that prepare you for your job search, and they will help you land your new IT job. That's Centric. When you call him up, ask for Patrick Nealon. He's going to take great care of you. Centric.com/Rizz, CENTRIQ.com/Rizz.
All right, so here we are backstage, the Stiefel Theater. Mr. Nathaniel Rateliff, how you doing, sir?
I'm great. I've heard there's been some going back and forth about the pronunciation of the theater, because this used to be the Kiel Auditorium, right?
It was Kiel.
Right.
Then they changed it to the, oh gosh, what was it before this? It was the Peabody.
Peabody.
And now the Stiefel.
Okay, Stiefel.
Well, what are you hearing on your side of things?
I've heard people say Stifle, Stiefel, you know. I also, until, we got here, thought it was still Peabody. So.
Right. Well, you know what? I've said it mistakenly on the air before, to the point where somebody sends an email saying, hey, Donnie, just a reminder that it's the Stiefel and not the Peabody. Because, I'm sure everybody.
It's a good thing we have people trolling your show,
Right.
To point out your mistakes.
Right. Thank you very much. So it's great to have you in town again. One of the things that I'd love to know is when you come to St. Louis, what is your guest list number compared to, say, any other random city in the country?
I was just joking about that with our tour manager, because my mom and Joseph's mom are here. So I think, it's an average like 50 to 60 family members and friends. And then there's some people that I don't even know. They're like, I'm friends with. I was like, well, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know who the hell you are. But, it's always nice just to be around family and have the opportunity to, be able to see everybody. And a lot of them don't get to come to like a legendary theater like this and be backstage. Or I think my mom's actually out in the auditorium taking photos right now. So
that's awesome.
Which is cool, So
Yeah.
it's exciting for them, and I always like to try to make everybody happy. So
Absolutely, which has got to be a tough thing to do a lot of times, though, too.
But you can't make everybody.
Yeah. But I got to tell you this. Just a little personal thing here, right quick, man. Yesterday, I had one of those days. You know what I mean? I was just grumpy Gus. I got home. There was 6 things going on at one time, and I wanted to prep a couple things for our chat today, and so I put on the new record. And man, I'm telling you what, and this is not just because we're talking. By the time I got to track number 6, I was doing these crazy slides in my kitchen on my socks.
Right on.
I was in I was multitasking with homework, making dinner, and prepping this interview, and legitimately my mood had changed. And I got to thinking that is an amazing thing that you have the power to be able to do. You know what I mean? From wherever you were in Chicago, Illinois yesterday, you made Donnie Mueller a really happy guy just by putting together some great songs. That has got to be just a really amazing, obviously it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, I mean, the second record, the first one was a surprise that, people liked it. Because for years you put out music and you just don't know what people are going to respond to, but you continue to do it out of, love and passion for the art form itself.
Apply.ficstl.org. Apply.ficstl.org. Tell somebody you know. If you know somebody that is looking for a career, some sort of direction, there is a huge need right now in the industry for floor layers with the Carpenters Union. We're talking about union membership, union benefits. And I'm here to encourage you or somebody you know to become an install floor layer with the Carpenters Union because of a member of the union. You're going to have more than a job. This is a career. Excellent classroom and on-the-job training, hands-on creative work in a lucrative industry that needs people. That means you're going to be, like I said, needed and continue to have opportunities to learn and enjoy fantastic benefits and make money towards your pension, supply for you and your family. Apply to become an install floor layer with the Carpenters Union. You can begin your new career at that website, apply.ficstl.org. There's a phone number there. You can call them, ask them all your questions. And don't forget, once you get started, you start making money right away. As you learn, you earn. What a program. That's incredible. Apply.ficstl.org.
Hello, I'm Lefty Borton, here for you, your Valentine's 2016 holiday dating tips. Number 1, fireplaces are great, but don't get too close. Human hair is flammable.
Tip number 2, a bearskin rug is romantic. Go with something dark. It'll hide most of the stains. Alcohol is key. Always check for an ID. If you don't know, the judge will tell you. Tip number 4, trash bags should always be within reach. I'm fine. I have mine within reach all the time. We're not going to get to all of them. I haven't even gotten to the clamps yet. We're out of time for this year. I'll see you next year with Lefty Borton's Valentine's Tips for 2017. Goodbye for now.
So here we are, way back Point Fest, and the first band of the day is a band that, through the course of my life, I think I've seen your band 6 times, but we've never chatted and said hello.
It's just strange that wouldn't happen. I know you mentioned Mississippi Nights.
Yeah.
We talked on the phone the other day, and
yeah.
I remember the club well. You know, we used to have great shows there, but it's like anything these days. You know, stuff doesn't stay around as long as you would think it would. So
I remember something specific about this show, and it's a little creepy, so I'm going to go ahead and warn you. So where I was standing at Mississippi Nights, they had the back door open, and I could see directly into your tour bus.
Okay.
And I saw you. This is like right before you guys are going on, and I hadn't ever seen you before till this night. And you had like this black leather jacket on, like these skinny sort of jeans, and I was like, this dude is a bad man. And you were, and it was such a great show because that night it was a couple of different bands. Letters to Cleo were on that bill. Yeah. Ned's Atomic Dustbin were on that bill. I love those guys as well. So it was like a cool thing. But it was the first night that I saw you guys, and Vinny, you had this like for real frontman rock star presence about you that I thought was very cool at the time.
you sure put the pressure on me today.
Where do you go from there? Right. But you know what though? And speaking of that role as the frontman is like an important thing, man, because not only the nuts and bolts of the creative side of the music and the lyric writing and stuff, but I mean having that image for the band is an important one, whether you want to kind of admit to that or not.
Oh, certainly. And it's something that we, seem to cultivate early on in the career of the band. We wanted to do that thing. We revere rock and roll, and
I was telling you about Empower Checking from Together Credit Union and how they've empowered me and my wife and our family just to, get our finances together, our financial health and education, and then, of course, pass that on and educate our children much better than we were educated. And the Together Credit Union has a Together Foundation Community Scholarship Program I want to tell you about as well. This is designed to help offset the cost associated with post-secondary education expenses for students attending a university or a college, a 2-year college, a business school, a technical or trade school during the fall semester of 25-26 school year. Now, this year, Together Foundation Community Scholarship Program is offering up to 5 $1,500 scholarships for residents who live or work in St. Louis City, St. Louis County, St. Charles County, Jefferson County, or live in the Madison County, Illinois, or St. Clair County, Illinois areas. Together Foundation Community Scholarship Program is open now to applicants ages 15 to 23. To apply, submit an application packet that includes an official high school transcript, and you can get all the other details on the Together Foundation Community Scholarship Program that they'll be accepting until Monday, March 31st. So get on it. Together Credit Union, again, has 14 area locations. So walk into any of them and ask them about it, or get started on the website, togethercu.org.
All right, first big summer show of 2018. We've got 30 Seconds to Mars and Wellesley Arms and Walk the Moon and K-Flay. How are you?
I'm doing great.
It's really great to see you. I got to tell you this, though, kind of changing up the interview from where I thought I was going to go. I want to know about the fitness regime in which that you have, how you do it out there when it's 105 degrees, because I need to.
Okay, so we've just started something. We're calling it Witness the Fitness.
Okay.
It's good branding, right?
Right.
We're off to a good start. But basically, like with a tour like this too, we have a lot of downtime.
Sure.
So we're trying to take like times when we could do bad things and do good things.
Oh, very good. So you're just kind of keeping yourself busy, more or less.
Sort of.
But then also doing something very good for your mind and for your body as well.
Exactly, because I feel like one of the things, there's like a weird cycle that can happen on tour where you get locked into this like never changing like Groundhog Day thing.
Sure.
And this is a good way to disrupt that potentially damaging cycle.
Absolutely so. But I mean, and also too, though, I mean, you're kind of able again to do something for the body as well as.
Yeah, and it's good for the mind.
Yeah.
It's very good for the mind.
You don't do well with downtime, I'm assuming. Like as far as
Right.
like you get bored probably super easy on that.
I do get pretty bored, yeah.
Well, what do you do like when you're not working, when you're not touring? I assume we've had this conversation before where I know you write a lot where you're always doing something, but I would think downtime would almost be your enemy to a certain extent, just for you personally. You know what I mean? You probably don't dig it.
This is like a therapy session. Yes.
Yeah. I'm good at that.
I have trouble with quiet. So yeah, I'm working on that. I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part, honestly, this last like couple of years has been pretty much work stuff.
Right.
Pretty relentlessly, which is, I mean, I also just like making music pretty fundamentally, so that feels like it's always worthwhile, even if it's not going to be a song for me, if I'm just like trying to get better at guitar and recording riffs in my bedroom or something like
Yeah.
that. But I listen to a lot of podcasts. I read a lot. I do a lot of crossword puzzles.
Yeah.
Big crossword puzzle fan.
I've turned to the crossword puzzle game here recently, which is because it's never sort of been my thing.
Okay.
But then my two youngest like really got into it as the school year went on. So I found myself like actually buying like a crossword puzzle book at the grocery store in the checkout. Now I'm only a couple in and I'm not very good at it, but it's a nice little challenge for the brain. You know what I mean? Like I find myself like actually probably using parts of my brain I wouldn't be using otherwise.
Yeah, we've been talking about this. Crossword puzzles are like an interesting skill, like a very specific skill. I was sort of like trained by my father to do them and be good at them. So I started doing like the New York Times Sunday puzzle, not like I needed help, but as a young kid. And you kind of learn like there's a language to crossword puzzles that you develop over time. So you kind of have to do them to be good at them. Like a lot of really
On empty, fellas, Mentality Health is going to help you out. Let's talk about why you might not be feeling like yourself and how you could change that starting right now. So if you got low energy, low motivation, you're tired all the time, weight gain, muscle loss, especially, you got that belly fat now, you're feeling anxious, you're moody, you're irritable, these are all signs of low testosterone. Mentality, which you have a location at Chesterfield and in South County, they focus on free testosterone levels, which many doctors overlook, ensuring your treatment is tailored to your body. They also offer FDA-approved testosterone therapy combined with semaglutide to target fat while maintaining muscle. Your energy comes roaring back, your belly fat burns off, your muscles strengthen. You feel like yourself again, confident, driven, ready to tackle life. Be the dad who can keep up with the kids. Be the husband your spouse knows you could be. Feel and perform like you did 5 or 10 years ago. It all starts by you going to mentalityhealth.com/radio and get started today. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
by the one and the only Brent Smith of Shinedown.
I forgot how that song goes. All I heard was ding, 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 ding. I'm like, what are the actual words?
I don't think anybody actually knows.
Is that girls?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
There we go. That is some 80s.
You know what? We
That
got
is
to bring it back
hardcore.
for the weekends, right?
Okay.
The holiday weekends. So we got Brent Smith, Shinedown. It's a Point Big Summer show. Couldn't be more excited to have you guys, Jelly Roll, back in St. Louis.
Yep. And John Harvey for the first time.
And John Harvey. It's going to be insane. So this is the Planet Zero World Tour.
It
and,
is.
You know, I'm not supposed to play favorites, but I'm a little obsessed with the album.
Cool.
A little obsessed with it. Now, what I think makes this album so interesting and so cool is that every few songs, there's a Siri type AI
Siren.
voice. Siren. Okay,
name.
can you tell me a little bit about Siren?
I can tell you how it was born, the dynamic of this album, because our last record was Attention, which was a story album and was always meant to be conceptual. We did not set out to make a conceptual piece again with Planet Zero. It just kind of fell into place. But, you know, we wrote this album in the midst of a pandemic.
Sure.
And there was a lot of things going on in the United States. There was a lot of things going on in the entire world. And I just remember getting to Charleston with Eric Bass, our bass player, who's also the producer engineer in the
Struck out for Valentine's Day. It's fine. Go to Patricia's, send the kids off to the grandparents this weekend, and make up for it. Patricia's is where fun and fantasy meet, so maybe a sexy lingerie or stiletto heels, a sexy costume, or maybe, you know, spice things up with a sexy adult board game. Adult toys for women and men, male enhancers, they got it all over there, Patricia's. If you're just getting kind of into it, you know, they got stuff for a novice, or if you're really into it, they got stuff for an expert, and everything in between. And don't be afraid to ask a question. Trust me, they've heard it all. They want to make sure you have a pleasant shopping experience and not be creeped out or not feel intimidated. It's not one of those types of places. It's well lit. It's clean. 3 locations, St. Peter's at the Cave Springs exit on Page, 3 miles east of the Westport Plaza, and at the corner of Grand and Gravois. For all your fun and adult toys, it's Patricia's. It's where fun and fantasy meet.
Backstage at Point Fest, our first interview of the day is a gentleman that the first time that we met was in the restroom.
And we wasn't doing drugs.
No, not at all. Jelly Roll,
you got to clear that up in this area. Somebody be like, I wonder what they were doing in the bathroom together.
They're just going to assume that for sure. Even if we say we didn't, they're going to assume that anyway.
Well, I'll tell the story that I was stoned and waiting on a commode that was open. Right. I didn't realize the door was closed, and I thought somebody was there, so I sat there for like 15 minutes with my butt puckered, waiting to use the bathroom just to find out nobody was in there.
While I'm going, you're directed traffic in and out of the bathroom.
I'm telling people, I'm like, oh, you're good that way. That one's open. That one's clogged. Somebody's in that one. I'm waiting too. And it was, that was my morning.
Well, you know, we got to start out. I mean, there's a lot of things that we could talk about. But first, man, Dead Man Walking goes #1 at rock radio. And for you, and in kind of watching your path, you seem genuinely, 1, thrilled, but 2, it's like still kind of surprised, even after it's already happened.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it was a really surprising. I have to touch on this because this is special to me. It's #1 at rock radio for 2 consecutive weeks, which was even crazier. Because I never thought it'd be in the top 10. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I had posted when I went to the top 10. I was like, we made it further than anybody thought we would. Let's go to #5. And I was like, to me, I'd have been cool at like just going back to 12 at that point. I was like, we made it to the top 10. And then we were #1 for 2 weeks. We was in the top 5 for like 8 weeks. We were lucky, though. You know, we were blessed. It was a little rough. My dear friend Shinedown just controlled the chart for like 7 weeks. I mean, you speaking of clogged commodes.
Yeah, well, they have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, you talking about backing a toilet up. I mean, I think they were #1 for 6 weeks, took a week off, and then went back again. I was like, you greedy mothers.
When you have a song, though, like Dead Man Walking that, you know, you do you have an idea?
Good people in bad circumstances. Instead of just selling you a car, the Auto Loan Pro, my buddy Jim, is going to help you get your life and your credit back on track with a professionally guided approach to getting you approved. Now, here's how it works. At Auto Loan Pro, they guide you through each step with a customized game plan to maximize your qualification chances and secure you the best rates. From evaluating your credit to finding the right vehicle, they offer a seamless process designed for long-term success here in the St. Louis area. So they bid you a game plan, they select you a car, and then they get you back on track. Their financing structure designed to set you up for success both now and in the future. And with a payment plan situated to your needs, you're not just buying a car, you are building a better financial future. And get started with the Pro by going to autoloanpro.com. That's autoloanpro.com. If you're financing a car, there's one thing to know. Choose the Auto Loan Pro. autoloanpro.com.
So if you change my mind 1,000 times, you better hear them say, yeah, 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 I like it that way. Any man of mine better change their mind. He better squeeze and a please and a
That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
Here's something that I firmly believe, and we're just going to start the interview here because it just seems like a good place to pop off. But I want the artist to do what the artist wants to do. If you want to make 5 radio songs in a row, great. If you want to make 5 fan tracks in a row, great, because I feel like it's your art. So who the hell are we to tell you when it needs to be a radio single or when it needs to be this or that? It needs to be whatever the hell you're feeling, whenever the hell you're feeling it.
Yeah, and you're right. It froze a little bit. Popular Monster was not supposed to be a radio song, by the way. As you could tell, the bridge is like death metal, almost like the scream and stuff. I was like, okay, the rest of the song is like sick. I was like, this is never going to be on the radio. Let's put double kick in the let's make the bridge the craziest thing you've ever heard. And lo and behold, it went straight to #1, went platinum. And I was like, wow, and then they came to me, dude. Wow. So then after that, I found a formula, and there's like this formula and it worked and it's what I wanted it to do. And you're absolutely right. You let the artist do whatever they want. And, and you don't, it's like the opposite of selling out almost. Like, I did what I wanted to do and it worked, I love that. So it's brilliant.
Absolutely. And also too, Ronnie, I think this whole sellout thing, it to me, man, like everybody's trying to eat and everybody's trying to make their best art. So I feel like that sellout label that gets thrown around from time to time is largely completely unfair and most of the time total bull. And so,
spring is going to be here. They're talking about 60 degrees on Monday. And you know what that means? Wet. Rain and wet-soaked ground around your house. Maybe your basement has musty smells already. Maybe you know that the damp walls are about to happen. Signs of mold or mildew, standing water in your basement after a rainstorm, you got to call Woods. Call Woods before, I mean, you know these kind of problems. You know the problems that your basement has or is about to have. These kind of problems don't get better with time. They get better with Woods. Wet and leaky basements don't get better on their own. It just doesn't happen like that. You already know that. You've heard of the horror stories of people only doing concrete leveling and basement kind of stuff, after the fact. And I'm telling you, you don't want to put this kind of stuff off just to have bigger, more expensive problems years later. That's what happened with my previous homeowner of our home, is they just kept putting off the problems and Band-Aiding it, if you will. I called Woods Basement Systems to help me with my front porch that was sinking back into the front yard. And they not only came up and leveled it, but they installed piers. So it's good. It's off of my mind. It's fixed forever. They can do the same for your driveway. They can do the same for your front porch, your back porch, your pool deck, whatever the case may be. And of course, the basement stuff, because it is Woods Basement Systems, the all things basement-y experts. And for Point listeners, RizzShow listeners, there's a special offer awaiting at moonloveswoods.com. Why? Because I love woods. So go to moonloveswoods.com.
Backstage at Point Fest, our first interview of the day is a gentleman that the first time that we met was in the restroom.
And we wasn't doing drugs.
No, not at all. Jelly Roll.
You got to clear that up in this area. Somebody be like, I wonder what they were doing in the bathroom together.
They're just going to assume that for sure. Even if we say we didn't, they're going to assume that anyway.
Well, I'll tell the story that I was stoned and waiting on a commode that was open. Right. I didn't realize the door was closed, and I thought somebody was there, so I sat there for like 15 minutes with my butt puckered, waiting to use the bathroom just to find out nobody was in there.
While I'm going, you're directed traffic in and out of the bathroom.
I'm telling people, I'm like, oh, you're good that way. That one's open. That one's clogged. Somebody's in that one. I'm waiting too. And that was my morning.
Well, we got to start out. I mean, there's a lot of things that we could talk about. But first, man, Dead Man Walking goes #1 at rock radio. And for you, and in kind of watching your path, you seem genuinely, one, thrilled, but two, still kind of surprised, even after it's already happened.
Yeah, for sure. It was a really surprising. I have to touch on this because this is special to me. It's #1 at rock radio for 2 consecutive weeks, which was even crazier. Because I never thought I'd be in the top 10. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I had posted when I went to the top 10. I was like, we made it further than anybody thought we would. Let's go to #5. And I was like, to me, I'd have been cool at just going back to 12 at that point. I was like, we made it to the top 10. And then we were #1 for 2 weeks. We was in the top 5 for 8 weeks. We were lucky, though. We were blessed. It was a little rough. My dear friend Shinedown just controlled the chart for 7 weeks. I mean, you speaking of clogged commodes.
Yeah, well, they have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, you talking about backing a toilet up. I mean, I think they were #1 for 6 weeks, took a week off, and then went back again. I was like, you greedy mothers.
When you have a song, though, like Dead Man Walking that, you do you have an idea that we've got something here? Or was it just another Jelly song that you felt strong about?
Well, I felt really great about it. I didn't know that I would ever be so accepted in the radio world. So I just wasn't sure because I never changed the nature of the content of the lyrics. My top line has always been very purpose-driven. So I just wasn't sure where it would fit formats. And then as soon as we started playing it for people, rock was like, this is rock. And I was like, I thought so too. But I wasn't I didn't trust, I'm not the greatest judge of that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a football player telling you what he thinks is a good baseball swing. You know what I mean? Right. So I was like, I didn't know. I thought it was a good baseball swing, but I've only thrown a football my whole life. Right. You know what I mean? But, it just worked out. And, y'all were the first.
How, expensive groceries are. Well, Schnucks is doing something about it. Big news. Now, they have lowered the prices on over 2,300 items around the store. And that's a big number. That's a big number. They've marked down price on things like Ore-Ida potatoes and Tyson Family Pack chickens and Organic Girl salad kits and Honey Crisp apples and Jack's Pizza, even those big 32-ounce Chobani yogurt tubs and stock cold brew coffee. New lower price on all that stuff. Now, by lowering the price on so many things, 2,300 items, they've bound to have lowered the price on something that you love, some of your favorites. Just check out all the digital shelf tags around the store to find tons more items. You could also download the Schnucks Rewards app and save even more money. It's everyday savings you can count on. all at your local Schnucks. New lower prices every day on 2,300 items, and make sure you download that Schnucks Rewards app.
Hey, it's Lux, and I'm backstage at Point Fest with the Glorious Sons. What's up, guys?
That is it for us. Thank you all for tuning in. If you missed anything of the program, you have the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring. Also, the podcast, which is sponsored by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Today's podcast is titled
She's a Goat Digger.
All right. She's a goat digger. All right, what else, Moon?
We have May 3rd, Can You Feel the Punk Tonight? Tickets are available at thepageant.com or 1057thepoint.com. And if you're in the San Diego or L.A. area, because we have a growing fan base over there, Goldfinger is playing L.A. and San Diego next weekend, and I'm thrilled. I think tickets are available. I know both of those shows always sell out, so get them now. And I always love seeing our RizzShow fans over on the coasts.
All right, enjoy Tijuana.
Thank you.
Yeah, follow us all on the socials at RizzShow and just find us all and like our stuff. Download the podcast. Rizz has got a podcast. The number 2 show dropped a new episode yesterday. King Scott is trying to break your bands with Clownvis,
Yes.
and you got, Can You Feel the Punk Tonight? So there's a lot of ways to support the show, so please do it.
Rafe.
Yeah, new number 2 show up as of yesterday with David Lemon. Very interesting guy. It was a great conversation, and I will be in Peoria, Rizz's favorite city.
Love Peoria.
Next weekend with
Have
Todd
fun.
Berry at the Jukebox Comedy Club. If you're in the Peoria area and a listener, check it out.
King Scott.
If you're interested in spelunking, make sure to follow King Scott Rules. I got all my videos up there of me spelunking, and tonight on YouTube, I'll be on with Clownvis to the Rescue.
All right. We leave you with a selection from our Teamers Member of the Day brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill from St. Charles, Kevin.